Nick Sabaka III was literally born to be a football legend. As soon as he was out of diapers, his father had him doing ball reaction drills. By the time he got to be a senior in high school, he was considered the most anticipated recruit in football history, and it wasn't just because of his name. Schools were ponying up to give Nick any NIL deal that he wanted, but ultimately Oklahoma came out on top, so he'll be playing his first season as a Sooner. Nick's goals for his freshman year are to lead Oklahoma to the playoffs and make a run at a Heisman Trophy, and if he doesn't at least make it onto the Heisman watch in year one, I'll be sending everybody who likes and comments on this video $100 trillion. Let's go ahead and get right into it. Nick's first on-field action is going to be at home against a top 25 Michigan team. Michigan already down to the goal line, but going with a screen pass, and Nick is going to jump it. This is going to be a pick six. And in his first half of collegiate football, Nick shows why he was the #1 recruit on the planet, putting the Sooners up by 2 scores early in the game. The crowd is going crazy. Look at this stripe out, man. I am trying to rock with this close-up camera angle, and so far it's working pretty well. We'll see if I decide to stick with it. It is definitely an adjustment, but helps you see your assignment a little bit better. And with the half closing down, Nick gonna fly in for a pass breakup on the curl. That'll bring us to the end of a dominant first half, and Michigan going with a play action here. It looks like they're trying to take a shot right to Nick. It's hard to see where the ball is, but he's gonna get under it and come down with it, and we got room to run on the interception. Let's go. 2 picks already for the boy. This one's not gonna go back to the house, but another huge play. And shoot, man, Nick might win the Heisman as a freshman cornerback. They're coming his way again. What are you doing, man? Nick has helped low-key turn this game into a blowout, and that's gonna do it for an elite game 1. We destroy the number 12 Wolverines, and Nick was undoubtedly the MVP of that game. Led the team in tackles with 2 for loss and 2 interceptions, including a pick 6. To be fair, our offense played lights out as well. And after that, we're gonna work on improving the abilities a little bit, getting our robber up to silver. And in his first start, Nick wins National Defensive Player of the Week. It's safe to say that this career is off to an excellent start. In our next game, for some reason though, we're headed on the road to Temple, and I'm hoping for a dominant performance against the Owls, as actually they target Nick on the first play. We're not quite able to get that breakup, and this one's been just a little bit slow so far. The offense that was so explosive last game for some reason isn't doing a whole lot against Temple. Defense has just got to keep locking up, and on third down, sitting in a cover 4, Nick is going to jump a slant and get the pick. Let's go. Just got to get up out of there, and Nick is the fastest man on the field. He has got those Sabaka genetics, and he will cruise into the end zone for a second pick 6 of the season. We head to half with a 13-0 lead, despite the fact that Temple has nearly doubled our offense's output. And I'm not gonna lie, guys, I'm still loving this camera angle. I really didn't expect to play this series on it, but all of a sudden I'm understanding its appeal for whatever reason. In some ways it is definitely more of a challenge, but it makes the game feel a little bit more real, and Nick gonna help out stopping that QB sneak there. As offense finally able to go down and get 6. Should basically put this game away. We just gotta keep doing our thing. And Temple trying to test us deep here. Nick got beat off the line, but able to make up for it and gets a toe-tapping pick in the back of the end zone. That was just beautiful. We're not done yet either. I'm trying to get another pick before it's all said and done. Seems like Temple's just running the ball though, trying to get out of here. So that does it for this one. Another dominating performance, 31-0. Took our offense a little bit of time to get started, but Nick helped to spark it with another pick 6. The toe-tapping pick might have been even nicer though, and notice how the second he caught the ball, Nick knew that he had it, immediately going into a high step. Look at his bald head ass celebrating on the field. Didn't lead the team in tackles this time, but still had a nice 6 on the day with a tackle for loss. Unfortunately, our interception yards did glitch out, which might hurt Nick's Heisman hopes just a little bit. A glitch, by the way, that has literally been in the game since NCAA Football 14. After those performances, Nick will sensibly get to challenge for the cornerback 1 job. Coach is loving what he's seen from him so far, and only a couple games in, we're already getting some big time NIL offers. So here comes another position battle, and this one's looking to be a little bit tougher as our running back spins Nick out of his shoes. We've got a beat score of 8,000 for this drill, which is actually genuinely tough. We're gonna have to get a lot of tackles for loss. So far, Nick's doing a pretty good job though, shooting into the backfield and getting one here. This one might come down to the wire, but we're giving it our best go, and it's actually been one of Nick's best practices ever so far. Just need 1 or 2 more tackles for loss and we'll win the drill. And we're able to get it here, locking down the win in the first drill. With that out of the way, all we gotta do is beat this stupid reaction test drill, which Nick will do easily. And for good measure, we'll go and get the win in the third drill as well. Nick able to pick up a couple interceptions in the DB battle. And we all knew it was coming. Nick is officially cornerback #1. Not just on his team, but probably in the entire country. And case in point, for the second straight week, he won National Defensive Player of the Week. It's only a matter of time before he winds up on this Heisman watch, I think. So sitting at 3-0, we're back at home with an SEC easy opener against Auburn. We'll see if Nick can keep this run of good games going. First game at the cornerback 1 spot, we're probably going to get some tougher matchups as Nick starts out the game with a nice little tackle. Offense is looking great here in the first half, and Auburn going with a little screen pass and Nick jumping it perfectly. It's going to be an easy pick 6. He leaps into the end zone and continues to prove that that first game was not a fluke. He's having an even better start to his freshman season than his dad did when he was in college, and sending the blitz here, we're going to get a safety. This defense might actually be elite. We head to the second half and Auburn's going back to the same formation and they're going to throw a screen again. What are you doing? Nick is absolutely eating on the screens early on in his career, and it's going to go back again, although he did start celebrating a little bit too early on that one. That could have been bad. With another 2 pick 6s, I expect us to be on the Heisman watch next week. By the way, just because I know people are going to ask, we are on Heisman. Again, I can't change this during the game. Was not expecting this type of game against Auburn, and they say, you know what, we're going to throw another screen to the same guy. Nick absolutely crushes the wide receiver. Craziest hit of his career so far. And this Auburn offense is just useless right now. And they're still running the ball for some reason, coming right to our side. Come here, give me a tackle for loss. Gonna try a little bit of press now, why not? And dude did get off it pretty easy, but they come right to us and we're there for the coverage. Not quite in position to get a pick though. And offense kills the rest of the clock. We get another blowout win. I'm used to carrying trash teams in this road to glory, but this Oklahoma team feels pretty legit. And even though Nick has no social skills, the girls are still flocking to him, but we're staying focused. Nick has no carnal desires whatsoever. His only desire is to catch interceptions. Still not quite on that Heisman watch though. We're gonna be there soon. And this is big. We're able to upgrade to a platinum robber. From what I've heard from T-Top's TikTok videos, this ability is supposed to be pretty elite. We're up to number 7 in the country here and headed back home. We got these little gray out unis on, taking on a meager Kent State team who will hopefully throw us a lot of interceptions. Oklahoma's got a really nice walkout, by the way. The stadium looks great and I'm liking this little banner slap thing that he keeps doing. A win in this game is hopefully a foregone conclusion. We should just be thinking about stats and Nick already picking up a nice big hit. And Kent State trying to get a drive going early on, hoping to bait these boys up deep, but their quarterback gets dogged in the pocket and goes down for a sack. And offense able to go down and get a touchdown. I can't lie though, this game has been super boring so far. Ball just hasn't really come our way at all and I've been baiting up hard. Gonna do the same here and it is gonna come our way. Nick has a chance at it but can't quite come down with it. The ball glances off his hands. We played it perfectly too. Just gotta keep working to create another opportunity, and oh, we had that Crowe route baited up nice. Doesn't decide to come our way though. Kent State's game plan has clearly just been to stay away from Nick for the most part, but it hasn't worked out great for them. We've landed an insane 12 sacks. Kent State in a last gasp situation here on 4th and long, but I don't care about the situation. I'm trying to bait it up and get a pick and they're coming our way. I can't see where the ball is, and dude tried to make a diving catch, but we're able to knock it out at the last second. And that was a big play because offense hasn't exactly been putting this game away. This game still isn't quite over with just over 2 minutes left. We're gonna have another 4th down though, and same type of situation. Thankfully, the quarterback is a sitting duck. So that'll do it. Kind of a weird game. We get a 21-3 dub. And Nick once again had chances at picks, but couldn't come down with them this time. Easily his least impactful game so far, but we are at least able to come down with a couple of deflections. And this next one is gonna be huge. It's the Red River rivalry, taking on number 5 Texas. A win in this game would put us in a great spot for a playoff berth. This is gonna be a tough game. Texas is more talented than any other team we played, but early on, Nick baiting up the out route and able to get a pick. He's going the other way and a dude has the pursuit angle on him. I'm not trying to leave this up to the offense though. We go in and put our head down to get it, and Nick looked crazy fast there. That is a Heisman type of play. Pick 6 to start the game. Not satisfied yet though. We need to keep on making plays, and Texas throwing it over the middle here, and bro, how did that dude get that open? This is going to be a touchdown for the Longhorns. That's just brutal. Hey, look at offense though, answering with a touchdown of their own, and that's just what we need from them because Arch Manning's still looking confident delivering strikes. Big 3rd down here, gotta lock up, and we're sending the blitz and getting Manning in the backfield. Big time stop. Texas has been driving the damn ball on us though. They've already got the ball in the red zone again, and coming our way here, Nick's gonna come down on that and make a deflection. Okay, this becomes a critical 3rd and 11. Nick's gonna go press man, and let's see, they're not gonna test us. We get the sack. Another bend don't break moment from the D. Offense was able to get a field goal, but they're right back on us. It's a good thing we started out with a pick 6 because our defense is having a tough time. We found a way to stack them up the last few times, but with time ticking down in the half, they're gonna get to 1st and goal. We got a shot, gotta lock up trip on 3rd and goal, and oh bro, we got stuck on our guy, but we still get the tackle in the backfield. Texas is gonna have to take another 3, and even better, they miss the field goal, offense gets a touchdown, and all of a sudden, we're in a great spot here. Defense has just gotta keep on keeping things in front of him, no more of those big plays, and we should be okay. Gonna send a blitz here, and oh no, Nick got stuck on his own guy, and he's gonna get beat. This will go all the way to the house too, and that's exactly what we didn't want to do. Even worse, offense turns it over. Texas has it on the goal line, and just running it up the middle, they killed that 2-score lead just like that. So this is a tight one going into the 4th quarter, and it's Nick's fault. If we lose, Nick's gonna feel like it's on him, but on a 3rd and very long, they're going to the other side, and his teammate's gonna get the interception. I don't know who that was, but that's huge. Coach has been calling some scary coverages. We're in the cover 3 here, and they're gonna attack it. Nick isn't in perfect position, but able to get the knockout at least. We'll take it. The boys gotten tested today for sure. Some good, some bad. Our teammates are coming up big around us though. Another interception over the middle, and that could do it with 2.5 minutes left. We still got a lot of time left too, and with this big lead, I'm gonna bait something up. They're gonna go deep again, and it looked like we were beat, but Nick catches up to it, and he might have a lane here. Trying to turn this into a second pick 6 of the day. Nobody will catch him, and Nick dives into the end zone. Not a perfect day for the boy, but with 2 pick 6s, it's tough to complain, and our offense came through big time. Oh my god, look at Nick, bro, donning this hat that doesn't fit him at all. Super tough. Love to see the boy showing a little bit of personality. Barring some wild stuff, man, this is a playoff team, and Nick's a big part of it. Another 2 pick 6 performance, I think would get him in the mix for the Heisman. We'll see. And on top of that, Nick crushed his exams. He studied like a robot. How about another National Defensive Player of the Week? The squad is up to number 3, should be higher in my opinion. Still nothing on the Heisman watch though. Halfway through the season, Nick's coming in at a crazy 8 interceptions. That's with missing his first 2 games of the season too, and 6 of those have been touchdowns. If we can turn these deflections into picks, bro, we're gonna be going crazy. It is time to improve the hands a little bit. This should help with the deflections for sure. Can you get the catching all the way up to 74? The schedule's gonna continue to be hard though. We head on the road to South Carolina, who's no joke. And man, felt like we had that baited up. Sellers doesn't take it. Couple nice little negative plays from defense there, but offense gets us moving with a touchdown. Good stuff, man. Nick is unfortunately gonna get beat over the middle there. Wasn't expecting the tight end to run that route. When you play aggressive, you are just gonna give stuff up every once in a while. And speaking of being aggressive, Nick coming over the middle here and lands a huge hit. Let's go. Gotta lock up on the goal line though, and we're gonna get out of position here. They chuck it up to Harbor, and if we strafed up a little bit better, that could have been a pick. Instead, Nick gives up a touchdown. So a couple iffy moments from our guy in SEC play. He is of course still a freshman, and dude, Sellers just runs us over here, but fumbles the ball. Can we fall on that? Ball's gonna roll around on the ground forever, and somehow we don't pick that up. We are gonna have a 3rd and 12 here though, and they're just going with straight up slants. Nick is right there, but somehow that ball goes over his head, and I wasn't expecting him to hit the other slant. Can we catch this dude? No shot. South Carolina apparently has some fast receivers, and he's gonna go all the way to the house. Alright man, this is not going well so far. Offense is keeping us in the game, but we gotta bounce back, and Nick is gonna do just that here, lurking up over the middle, and I was hoping we'd be able to get out of there. Probably could have done something better with the return, but we put offense in nice position. Another 3rd down here, and trying to guard Harbor. Dude, he is quick. Didn't have great coverage on him. They go the other way though, and we're able to get a spot or something. So we hold SC to a field goal, but it is a battle headed to the second half. They got 3rd and inches. Maybe we can find a way. I know they're just going quarterback sneak, and this time we're gonna stop it short. We needed that. And offense answers the call, picking up 3 as they go over the middle, and man, I thought that was for us. Was up to the next level. If only we could have put the hands up. This Gamecock offense is just genuinely tough to stop, and they're moving it again, but okay, sack there helps for sure. See, this is where we really need a pick. They're gonna keep it on the ground here. We string it out, and dude breaks out of it. Nick's there for the tackle though, helping things out. With time taken down in the 4th, we're gonna have 3rd and 7, and just sitting in a cover 2, we got the flats, making sure dude doesn't run an out route, and they're gonna go to the seams. We were almost there, but it just gets over Nick. It'll be a touchdown, and with offense turning it over, we might be about to eat our first L. Need a miracle. I'm gonna try to strip the ball away here. We can't get to Sellers though because he freaking hit sticked our dude too hard, and that takes us down to the 2-minute warning. Our best hope is that they decide to pass it for some reason, but I don't think they're gonna do it. Best chance here is on 3rd down, and okay, that is a pass. They're gonna go with a slant, and oh Oh, bro, we were so close. Oh, he dropped it. Let's go. Okay, I thought we blew it, but they're gonna have to kick. It doesn't matter though, offense just didn't have enough time, and we take an upset loss on the road. Nick had the pick, but it was far from a perfect game. We gotta be a little bit cleaner. It's just tough with this camera angle. And after the loss, this girl Mackenzie trying to get us to break our curfew. What are you talking about, Mackenzie? These girls are no good, bro. They're trying to drag Nick down, and we're gonna upgrade the catching a couple more times here with our skill points. Now up to 78. Can't take any more L's like that, and our next home game is gonna be tough. This SEC schedule has no let up. We're going against Ole Miss. This has potential to be another tough test. Ole Miss obviously usually has a high flying offense. Offense off to a good start though. It felt like they had a little bit of a down week last week, so good to see him bouncing back early on. Gonna have a third down and long, and our dude's gonna run a little wheel route. Looks like the quarterback is going for that, but we got the speed to catch up. Nick gets hands on it and drops it. We still gotta work on those hands. Those are opportunities we gotta take advantage of, and trying to plug up a fourth down for Ole Miss, we're not quite able to do it. The dude hopped over. We have been pretty good on the goal line though. See what we can do here. Looks like they're gonna try to pitch it out, and we string that out. Okay. The thing about this wide situation, bro, is I cannot see anything. And quarterback taking off here again on third down. Big time tackle from our dude. Good to see some toughness from the defense there. And sitting in the flat zone, they're gonna go to the curl, and oh, we're just a half second late on a pick six. Not even able to get the knockout. Nice 10-point lead here, and in the man coverage, I'm thinking this is coming our way. Seems like a moon ball, but we got step for step coverage, and Nick gets under it in the end zone, picking up his 10th pick of the year. And we're trying to take this back, bro. No touchbacks for us. We got a lane too, and Nick's got a lot of room to work. They've got some good angles on him. We'll see if he can make some moves. He is not quite able to get out of there, but a huge return for this defense. And he's rising to the task here against a tough offense. Ole Miss has good receivers, and we've been pretty much locking them down. They could get back in this game pretty quickly though, driving it again, and we can't give up a touchdown under the 2-minute warning. Open for another clutch moment from the defense, and they're just running the ball. Okay, we'll take that. Sent the blitz, and we end up stuffing dude behind the line. So we have third down. This is going to be a long one for Ole Miss. We just got to play safe coverage, and what's happening? Looks like a fumble. Ole Miss is able to pick it up, but another big stand from this D. This is a good bounce back game for defense, but offense struggling a little bit. They turned the ball over there, and I was really hoping we had that zig baited up. They're not quite going to throw it. Our offense is bound to score eventually, right? Defense isn't going to lock up forever, and dude, they're going to go to the flats here. We were so close to that for a pick six again. We were able to get the tackle for loss though, which is nice. And we got 3rd and 4, sitting in the flats again, and they're just going to go. I don't even know what happened there. We get a stop though, I'll take it. And offense gets the points that we needed. We are going crazy, and our pass rush has once again been great. We've had an insane 8 sacks on the day. At this point, we can just play for stats, and they're going with a little out route here. Nick is on that, and brick hands it. Bro, our hands have just got to get better. This 4th and 5 is going to be our last chance for a pick, and looking like slants. They just toss it over the middle, and okay, they move the chains. Been watching out diligently for a screen, and this might as well be one. Nick has to make a tough tackle in space, but he does. Gonna have another 4th down, and sitting in the man coverage. We baited that up heavy, but they just go over the middle and get the touchdown. That does it though. We get our big dub. And a fun game from Nick. Obviously had the pick, but could have easily had a couple more. And with that game, Nick set the single season Oklahoma interceptions record. Only 7 games deep. This next game might be one of the hardest yet. We're taking on Tennessee on the road. They're a fringe playoff team coming in at number 17. They're another one of these wide teams, and we dealt with it pretty well against Ole Miss. Hopefully we can do so again. And so far so good. Offense coming out strong again, getting 7. So far just playing straight up man blitz coverage and baiting up the deep ball here. They're coming our way, and we gave them a couple steps, but Nick's able to catch up, coming down with his first pick of the day, and we're starting to figure out these streak routes. The quarterbacks tend to underthrow the ball in this game, and we're taking advantage. I believe that's Nick's like 11th interception on the season, and we gotta finish strong. I want another multi-pick game. So far our coverage in this one has been strap up, maybe Nick's best of the season. Gonna try a little press here just because, and looks like they're going with hitch routes. We're on that, and for some reason he threw it. I wasn't ready for it, so the ball bounced off of Nick's head, but he was able to catch it on the carom, and we have our multi-pick game already in the first half. Let's go. Just gotta continue locking up before halftime. Tennessee trying to put a drive together, but we bait up the crosser, and give me that. Nick's 3rd of the day. It's turned into his best game of the season so far. We're going absolutely crazy, boys. On the road in front of a hostile crowd too. This is an elite performance. Let's see, 3rd and 6. They're definitely going to pass it here, and this is a crosser. They're actually going to go to Nick's man, and we weren't in great position, but that ball gets knocked away, and the stop allows offense to get yet another touchdown. Now we can get aggressive, and they're running an in route. Again, not great position, but somehow we get the deflection, and we head to the 4th quarter dominating. Kind of a last gasp situation for Tennessee on 4th and 1, but they go with some kind of end around, and I wasn't ready for that. We got blocked hard. Okay, so the Vols finally break the shutout. We got to be careful, but Tennessee still got a long ways to go to get back in this. Just need to play smart, and if they're going to take that stuff over the middle, that's totally fine. Keep that clock ticking. We head down near the 2-minute warning and play in the flat zone here. Oh, I baited that up. Didn't jump it quite right though. And even with the 3 interceptions, we've definitely had opportunities for picks that we missed, but they threw it the other way there, and I guess our boy got one on the other side. It's going to go back to the house, and that should bag this game up. An absolutely gigantic road win, and we did it in style. Defense basically shut Tennessee out till it was too late, and Nick balled out with potentially his best game yet, led the team in tackles and had 3 picks. With that, we set the SEC single season interception record, and with just a few games left, we're only 1 pick away from tying the single season interception record for college football overall. After the game, bro, the girls are back on Nick, trying to lead him astray. Mackenzie wants him to cheat on the test. No way, Nick is an honest man. And how about another National Defensive Player of the Week? As a look at that, we have made our way onto the Heisman watch. Nick sliding in at number 4 as a freshman. And we'll go ahead and upgrade the hands a little bit more. Now our catching should be pretty good, man. The Sooners are up to number 4 in the country, but we gotta go take on Alabama on the road this week. They may not have a great record, but make no mistake, this is gonna be a tough game. And Nick trying to make a tough hit, but doesn't wrap up. A running back just bounces right off of him. Bama's got some of the best athletes Nick's played against so far, and he's gonna have to match up against Ryan Williams a couple times today, most likely. On an early 3rd down, Bama's gonna run the ball up the middle, and Nick, trying to fly in, launches himself at the running back. Low-key, that could have been a targeting. Our boy was trying to get his get back for that first play, and Bama going with some corner routes here. I was really hoping they'd come our way, but they've got the middle open, and they got 1st and goal already. And I recognize this, bro. This is the jet touch pass formation, but we get stuck. We're not able to get over there, and Ty Simpson actually keeping it for a touchdown. Okay, so not a great start for defense. This one's definitely going to be a battle. We need to come up with some turnovers. Got to figure out ways to shut down this run game too, and they're going to go with it on 3rd down, but Nick's there laying down the hit. There's a nice play from our boy. Offense turns it over though. Terrible start from them. We're at least going to be able to get a 3rd down stop to hold them to a field goal. We were finally able to get a touchdown, thankfully, but Bama's coming right back at us. Ryan Williams getting loose and getting them down inside the 5. We have been good on the goal line all season, but I don't know about this game. Nick is going to make a tackle though to make it 2nd down. I feel like this is just a QB sneak. We're going to try to plug up the middle, and no, they actually do a normal run, and we get the tackle. All right, let's see, 3rd and goal, and they're going to run it again. We get him in the backfield. That's big. Defense is upset that they gave up points, but we'll take that. And offense fighting a little bit. They get 3. Again, just need that big play from the defense. Bama's just been smart about how they run their offense. They haven't run any of those plays that we usually farm picks off of. 3rd and 5, maybe this will be it. And oh, they go curl route. We were burnt, but I guess our guy to the other side was burnt worse. Bama keeps on rolling, and nothing for us to cover here. They go to the other side and pick it up. We might be screwed. Offense just not doing it today. And these dudes are just going to run it down our throats. I can't say I was expecting this much of a power run approach, and bad run defense from Nick there, but the quarterback is going to fumble, and we're right there to pick it up. Let's go. We almost got out of there too. Maybe that's the break that we needed. We're at least able to get within 7. Our offense is so due to score a touchdown. We just need to get 1 stop for them, but it's been a struggle going into the 4th. This 3rd and 7 feels big. First play of the 4th quarter, and they're going to run the ball. How do we have no one there, dog? And what's this? Looks like a C route. Nick is on it, playing perfect coverage, and they come our way. Give me that. Nick finally comes down with an interception, and offense, please do something with this. Sadly, they're not able to. They've gotten shut down all day, but at least we can say that Nick's done his part. We'll have another chance at a stop on 3rd and 9, and guarding Ryan Williams here, he just runs a drag, and they've got a guy wide open. I shouldn't have sent the blitz. That was too aggressive. We're probably screwed. Need some magic at this point, and they're just running it with Ty Simpson. He's got an open lane, and we tried to fly in but couldn't quite get there. Offense did make it interesting though by getting a touchdown. Maybe it's not over yet, and they went with a screen pass. Was really hoping they'd come our way, but Simpson showing off his legs, man, getting up out of there and picking up a huge gain. Let's at least give our offense a chance, man. 3rd and 8. And it does look like they're probably going to pass it, right? They're throwing it deep. And bro, I thought I was releasing that guy to our middle zone, but he was nowhere to be found. That was a tough loss. I want to see the replay on this. Yeah, man. So I don't know who's supposed to be over the middle here. I think maybe number 3, but they just were not there for some reason. We could have covered that up if we just kept running. That was definitely a big setback, but we're still right on the edge of the playoff picture. Unfortunately, we did fall off the Heisman watch after that. We need a bounce back game against number 20 Missouri, and Nick's starting off in man coverage. His dude runs an out route and he's gonna dive for the pick. Let's go. Possibly the cleanest of Nick's career so far, and a beautiful start to this game. Offense is able to pin the Tigers back deep in their own territory, and after a first down penalty, they're coming right Nick's way. Give me that tackle. Let's continue locking these boys up. We got a cover 2 here, but they're going with slants and trying to throw it over the middle. Give me another one. Nick is going the other way, and he's not quite going to be able to crib this, but we are going crazy. Offense makes it a 14-0 lead, and Missouri just continuing to chuck the ball around. They're going corner route here, and I thought they were coming our way. Instead, they go the other side. Elite coverage from Nick again, though, and on 3rd down, we're trying to bait up that curl route. I want to catch a pick on that here soon, but we're able to get the 3rd down stop. 14-3, but a turnover from offense makes it 14-3, but a turnover from offense puts Missouri on the goal line, and they're going with a screen here. We weren't able to get to it, and I guess they just went to the other side anyways. Offense goes down and gets a big 7 though. Hopefully they run some more screens because we've been elite at picking those off, and we're gonna pick off this curl route. I don't know why the quarterback threw our way on that, but we'll take it. 3rd pick at the half. This performance should put us even higher on the Heisman watch, but the game's not over yet. Gotta keep doing our thing in the second half. And nice job by Nick there in run support. He's at times been good at that this season, and on the next play gonna do it again, racking up another tackle. As offense able to get us an insurance touchdown, we're looking beautiful headed into the 4th quarter, and they're coming Nick's way again. I hit the swap button because we were behind that. We miss out on a 4th of the day, but I'll take the deflection. And a couple plays later, why not? They just throw it right to Nick, and this time it's going back to the house. This quarterback has just been making terrible reads all game, and this has turned into the best game of Nick's career. Again, by the way, checking out the options, we are playing on Heisman difficulty. Again, not something I can change during the game. This has turned into exactly the kind of bounce back game that we needed. Putting 45 on Missouri's head with 5 minutes left in the 4th quarter is going to get us up in the playoff rankings for sure. Another one of these beautiful games where you don't have to worry about giving up touchdowns. We can just rack up stats, and I'm not satisfied. I want a 5th pick on the day. Sadly, they didn't end up coming our way again though. Still a massive win. Nick absolutely snapped with 4 interceptions plus a deflection and at least 1 pick 6. Yeah, 1. And more importantly, we set the national single season interceptions record. 20 picks in the regular season is starting to look possible. Obviously another National Defensive Player of the Week, as for some reason we only move up to number 12. I was hoping we'd jump more than that, and I was also hoping that Nick would jump a little bit more on the Heisman watch. With 1 game left, at the moment we're in the conference championship picture. We just need to win this last game. We'll be taking on 6-5 LSU, and while their record might not be good, their team is. The home crowd should be going crazy for this one, and offense went right down to get a touchdown, but Nick locking up early on. He's moved really fluidly with a couple of the recent upgrades we made, and it's made a massive difference, but our teammates not doing a great job of man coverage so far. Defense is going to need to step it up, and for some reason I thought that was a pass play, but Nussmeier's coming right for us and we're able to get the tackle. Okay, that'll make it 3rd and 1, and we get some slants. I tried to bait that up, but they just went the other way. Tigers are marching right down the field here, and we're in the cover 2. He throws that quick, and there must have been a bust on the other side. Quick touchdown for LSU. We are officially on upset alert, and LSU running it up the middle here. Nick tries to get to it, but gets washed out, and this might go all the way. LSU is just crushing us right now. Our defense has been pretty much hopeless. Offense has been the bright spot. They're keeping us in the game right now. This is just a bad look for a defense that has mostly dominated the season, and they're going screen here. Nick is there for the hit and sits dude down. If we got juked out, I was going to be so sad. And LSU kind of mismanaging the clock here. This might be their last play, and okay, they took a timeout. They're just going to kick the field goal. Defense has got to step it up in the second half and send in a blitz on 3rd down here. We're going to get to the quarterback. A well-timed ball, and Nick was beat. And we're going to have 3rd and 7 here. This feels critical. And Nick's playing man coverage. His dude running a deep route, and they're going to come our way, but we're all over that for the pick, and we finally get our first of the day in a critical situation. Gonna take it back for a nice little return too. Let's get it. Offense goes down, gets another 7, and we have seriously stepped it up in the second half, but it's not quite over yet. We're still playing aggressive, sending the blitz here, and Nick's man has run this route a few times times. This time we're all over it and they come to us. Give me that pick. A little bit of contact on that play. I'm surprised they didn't call an illegal contact penalty, but we'll take it. And that should do it. After a terrible first half, we clutch up and they're coming our way one more time. Nick is all over that and goes up for it, but drops it. Damn, we haven't done that in a minute. Would have been a nice one for the stats, but we get a big dub nonetheless. And we should be headed to the playoffs. That did, of course, secure us a spot in the conference championship game as Nick coming up big again. He is up to 20 picks on the season. And in his freshman season, Nick has broken the Oklahoma career interceptions record. Safe to say that he is probably the best recruit in Sooner history. And that takes us to the SEC championship where we take on Georgia. And Nick has moved up to number 2 on the Heisman watch. He just might be able to win it if he has a crazy conference championship. This is the biggest game of Nick's career so far. The Bulldogs come in at a crazy 96 overall. It'll be the best offense that we've played against yet. Nick's going to have to force some turnovers if we want to win this game. And early on, we're sending a man blitz, and that is going to be a turnover from one of our linebackers or linemen, I think. Offense wasn't able to get anything out of it, but good to see the blitz hitting early on. We've been a blitz-heavy team all year, and they're going to the flats. Man, Nick's a half second away. I guess we got to get on that faster. And Georgia's marching it down the field. They got a third down here, and Nick gets beaten man coverage, but lays down a big hit, jarring the ball loose. That's one way to make a play, I guess. This has been a surprisingly defensive game, and as much as I want to make a play, we got to be careful here. I trust that our offense is going to score eventually. Defense has just got to keep on holding Georgia down. They've been moving the ball, but we've at least been able to keep them out of the end zone so far. Clock ticking down under a minute, and they're going to come Nick's way on the in route. That is okay. Keep that clock moving. It's third down. Brings up 3rd and 2. Nick's guarding the tight end. Dude's going to run an in route, and we weren't in perfect position, but coming in for the swat, we get the breakup again. Great coverage play from Nick. Still nothing from offense though. We head to the third quarter, and they are putting a ton of pressure on this defense right now. We can't make a mistake. We've got a 3rd and 1 here, and I know they're going QB sneak. Nick is trying to dive over the line to stop him, but can't quite do it. Best shot is for Nick to come up with a big play, and they're trying to not let him get the chance, just running the ball over to the other side. We are going to have a 3rd down. Stop here would be massive. We're sitting in a cover 6, and let's see, just got to watch out for corner routes, and we box that up. We get a fumble in the backfield, and we pick it up. That's the plays we need from defense. Come on, offense. You got to get something out of this now. Nope, they get nothing. They don't even flip the field. Seems like we're on our own in this one, boys. We head down into the 4th quarter in a desperate situation, and Georgia somehow is going to get their running back wide open out of the backfield. He's going to shake loose of a tackle too, and Nick's the last line of defense. He's able to drag him down at the 2, but the damage is done. Dogs are going to have it 1st and goal, and we can't stop them this time. They go right up the middle for the touchdown. Offense was at least able to get a field goal, so the game's not quite over yet, but with 4 minutes left, we need some magic soon. Would love for Nick to be the one to provide that magic, but they're just running it here, and the dude makes us miss in the hole, and he's off to the races. We sent our safeties on the blitz, and dude is going to take it all the way to the house for a killer touchdown. Okay, offense got a quick touchdown of their own. You just never know what could happen, and oh my god, they actually ran a screen to us, and we didn't freaking get to it in time. That could have been our Heisman moment. For some reason, Georgia is still passing the ball though, and they are just actually going to pick up another 1st down. Okay, I'm sending the blitz here. We need a turnover or a sack. The Nick's man heads in motion. Oh my god, they run a screen to us, and we get juked out. Oh, that's so frustrating, dude. I actually can't believe they ran those screens, and they are going to get the field goal to put us away. That might just be how we lose a playoff berth. Absolutely brutal. Offense was atrocious, but when it comes down to it, Nick couldn't come up with a play when his team needed him, and I think he just lost himself the Heisman Trophy. A couple of pass breakups on the day, but no interceptions, and also a couple of iffy tackling moments. We should still have a chance at the playoffs at least. Let's see what happens. We head to the postseason, and Nick wins National Freshman of the Year, of course, but doesn't quite win the Heisman Trophy. He is, of course, going to win every other award, though. Give me the Chuck Bednarik, give me the Bronco Nagurski, give me the Jim Thorpe, and of course, give me 1st team All-American. And we do just barely sneak into the college football playoff. Yes, sir, we're taking on Texas Tech. Nick actually dropped all the way to number 4 on the Heisman watch following his conference championship performance, but we still have the big prize to play for here. In the first round of the playoffs, we're going to have a classic Big 12 matchup, which is unfortunately apparently going to be played in a downpour. Gotta go redeem ourselves for the disaster in the SEC championship game, but it's not going to be easy. Texas Tech, ranked number 8 for a reason, is driving it right down the field. Got a 3rd down here and going with some press man. We're going to release our dude to the safety as the quarterback takes a sack. We're able to hold the Raiders to a field goal. Unfortunately, offense's struggles continue. They throw a pick six on their first drive, and we are in trouble here in the second quarter. This game's threatening to get out of hand early on. We need a goal line stop here, but Nick's teammates on defense have just been getting killed. Red Raiders able to get another touchdown. It's looking like it might turn out to be a kind of depressing end to the season. We need a stop, and with the Red Raiders backed up on their own goal line, Nick is going to fly in to help with the tackle. So we've got a 3rd and 2, and they're just running the ball. Thankfully, we stack him up, and offense needs to get something before half here. Okay, they're able to do it. We're back in the game. Red Raiders have got the ball to start the half, and these dudes might be a spread team, but they do not pass it at all. I swear to God, they've run it on almost every play. Gonna have a 3rd down, and I'm expecting another run. That's exactly what we're gonna get. I can't see what's going on, but we're going to be able to make the tackle on the quarterback, and it's 4th and inches. All right, I think Texas Tech is going for this. Ready for another run. Instead, they go slants, and of course, they've got a guy wide open. We've got to get aggressive, and they're running the ball again. This time, I'm gonna come in for the hit stick, and we're able to force a fumble, but Texas Tech picks it up themselves. That could have been the play. Another 3rd down. This time, they're definitely going QB sneak, and Nick is going to plug it up. This time, Texas Tech will kick, it looks like. And Texas Tech on 3rd down, gonna try to go with a QB sneak again, and once again, we're there. I don't know why we didn't get credited for the tackle, but they're actually gonna go for this 4th and 1. Expecting a run, but it's gonna be a pass, and they've got a guy open on the other side. This is brutal, dude. Time is ticking down. We got 3rd and 4, and I don't know what this play is, but I guess it's gonna be a touchdown. Nick's teammates have been getting fried on the other side of the field all game, and with the way offense is playing, we were just doomed from the start. They turn it over again, and Texas Tech actually runs the screen we wanted to see, but they threw it to the other side. Pick six might have been able to spark something there, but it feels like every single time we've had a chance to get a pick, one of our teammates slips up and lets a guy get open, or at least able to get a stop there. But offense turns it over again. They've just been miserable in the rain. It has truly been a disappointing game on all fronts, and at this point, a win would be the greatest comeback in college football history, but it's not gonna happen. Texas Tech picks up the 1st down, and they're gonna kneel it out for the win. Game wasn't even as close as it looked. The Red Raiders dominated us, and it was just bad luck we had to play in the rain. Nick tried to help out tackling, had 2 for loss and a forced fumble, but he didn't even come close to having a chance for a pick. A tough way to end the year for sure, but it was definitely a special freshman season. Nick finishes the year with 8 tackle for loss, 20 interceptions, 7 pick sixes, 12 deflections, many of which could have been picks, and a forced fumble. He honestly should have won the Heisman, and I would expect him to win it next year. Nick Sabaka III just had one of the greatest freshman seasons ever seen in college football, where he caught 20 interceptions and finished as a Heisman Trophy finalist. Sadly, his Oklahoma team fell short in the first round of the college football playoffs, but the future was looking bright for the Sooners. Nick's coaches had been amazed throughout the season at his almost robotic drive to improve. He literally ate, slept, and breathed football, and didn't really have any personality or interests outside of it. He had never dated and had no friends, and every day when he got home from practice, he would obsessively watch film for hours, do some yoga to stay limber and relax, and then go to bed at 8 p.m. while his teammates were out partying. Many people in the YouTube comments have inquired about why Nick is bald, and the answer to that question is simple. He shaved his head so that he would be more aerodynamic. Going into his sophomore season, Nick III will settle for nothing short of winning the Heisman Trophy. We start season 2 take it on UTEP in what should hopefully be an easy win, and Nick gonna start it out with a big hit. We're off to a good start out 14-0. Ball hasn't come Nick's way a ton, but they're gonna throw it to him here, and he gets another big hit chopping down the running back. And Nick's coach has got him playing a little bit of nickelback this year, which I'm not sure if I like, and we were just a second away from getting the pick there. It'll be another tackle for loss though. I'm gonna need that pick before the first half is over, and playing the flat zone here, we're gonna guard the seam, and they're coming our way. Give me that. It's gonna be Nick's first pick of the season, and can we take this? UTEP's got some slow dudes on the team, and we are gonna be able to make it happen. Nick's first pick goes back for 6, and the Heisman campaign starting out nice. So that takes us to the second half, where we're looking pretty good, and Nick's gonna get a nice break up there. I am annoyed that Nick's had to play the slot so much this game. He's definitely better at outside corner, but they're going with a fade ball here, and we're on that. I thought Nick was about to drop it, but he came up with it on the bobble, and we do get our second of the day. We'll take it. So not an insanely dominant win against UTEP, but Nick was able to get his stats, so I'm happy. And with that, we actually break the SEC career interception record. And you know we're already locking down our first National Defensive Player of the Week, as we're going to be able to fully upgrade our hands here. So now we're up to 94 catching, 88 spectac, and we'll be able to upgrade the man coverage as well. In game 2, we head to the big house, taking on the Michigan Wolverines. Nick had his first start against these guys last year and balled out. We'll see if they can get their revenge. This is going to be a tough one. Michigan comes into this game at like a 92 overall, but Nick guarding the slant here, and they're going to test us. Give me that. Can we get out of there? We are not quite going to have the blocks for it, but that's a great start. Offense wasn't quite able to get anything out of it, but that felt good. And oh man, I didn't realize that was coming our way. That's unfortunate. I easily could have picked that off. That puts Indiana in great position as they're going to go with an end around here. We're going to try to get to that, but there's just no way we can get through the wash. And the Wolverines take the lead early on. Offense was able to bounce back with a touchdown, but they missed the extra point, and they're coming to us on the slant again. Damn, we get the breakup, but the ball goes right through Nick's hands. Surprised they're testing us like this early on. Michigan's overall been passing the ball more than I thought, but running it here will help out with the tackle a little bit. And this game is a battle headed into the second half. Hopefully they run that slant play again, because offense clearly needs us to get another pick. They've been going pretty run heavy though, and on this play we sent a blitz, but absolutely nobody there. It's going to be an easy first down, and we are in trouble. Taking a loss before we even get into SEC play would be brutal. We've got our backs against the wall going into the fourth, and Michigan dumping it off to their tight end, making it 1st and goal. Need some magic here, fellas. Let's see what we can do. They're just going to run it, and Nick can't get off the block. So much for magic. Offense wasn't able to get anything anyways, so it is pretty much over. Only chance now is a pick 6 or something, and we're going to get our chance here on the bubble. Nick gets his hands on it and drops it. That is brutal, dude. No timeouts left. We head down under the 2-minute warning, and on 3rd down, we're at least able to shoot the gap and get a stop, but it is not enough. Offense turns it right back over, and Michigan's just going to be able to kneel it out. A couple missed opportunities, but ultimately, our offense needs to be better than 9 points. Not a huge game from Nick, but he came down with the only turnover of the day and had a couple deflections as well. We won't have to wait too long for a chance at redemption though. We've got #1 Georgia at home. This is going to be our biggest challenge of this season. They got a 99 overall offense. Nick is going to have to go crazy. Offense didn't do anything to start, and Georgia's got the ball. They're going to run right at us, and Nick trying to strip the ball is going to knock it out. It'll be a forced fumble, but of course Georgia picks it up. Still a beautiful play from our boy though. That was a big missed opportunity because I don't think offense has given us a whole lot in this game. On an ensuing 3rd down though, Nick playing coverage, and we're going to have to swat that out. We do it. Another nice play from #2. Offense continues to struggle though. They turned it over, and Georgia's got it on the goal line, just going to be able to sneak it in for a touchdown. Not an ideal first quarter at all, but late in the 3rd, offense was finally able to get a touchdown. So we're right back in it and trying to get the tackle on the quarterback. I wanted to force the fumble again. That'll take us to the 4th quarter. We got to be bend don't break on defense here, and they're going with a screen. Nick's going to work under the block and fly in for the tackle. Big time play. That makes it 3rd and 13. Pick here would be beautiful, man. Come on. Let's see. Georgia just going slants, and I wanted to bait that up. Quarterback flush from the pocket, and he'll go down. We need something from offense here. And they go on a monster touchdown drive. Let's go. Now we just got to play some good defense, but we can't let Georgia into field goal range. And they're already threatening running the ball up the middle here, and nobody was home. We sent the blitz. It did not hit, and just like that, they're already in position to get 3. We're going to have to start thinking about using our timeouts, but they're running it again, and once again, nobody home. Our defense is tired, and it's going to come down to our offense. This is a potentially big 2-point conversion though, and Georgia passing the ball. We're on that, and dude, double coverage, we can't break it up. All right, offense, can they work a miracle? Nope. So we take a brutal L. We just needed to hold on for 2 minutes, and we couldn't do it. And Nick just didn't get that chance for a pick today. Had a couple nice tackles and the forced fumble, but we need more out of him. This season is off to an absolutely terrible start. Hopefully we can turn it around against Kentucky, and somehow they do still have us ranked #21, and I'm going to take the fact that they almost threw us a pick there already as a good sign. We need to get one here soon. We've got a little drought. This game has unfortunately been pretty boring, but offense has at least scored a little bit. I'm just frustrated at how much our coach is making Nick move around. I feel like having to play nickel has really hurt his interception numbers so far. Maybe we'll have a chance here though. It's that screen formation, and Nick gonna dive for the pick, but can't quite get it. That would have been a crazy play. It does seem like we're in a little bit of danger against Kentucky, but here on 3rd down, we got perfect coverage, and their quarterback's gonna take a sack. Need offense to put this game away, dude. Sadly, they can't do it. So with 3 minutes left, we're clinging to a 4-point lead. And oh my god, dude, we were so close to jumping that for a pick. We were able to get Kentucky Kentucky to 4th down, and they're actually going for this. This play probably going to decide the game. Nick's dude is running a crossing route, and we got stuck on him. Should have been a pick. Instead, we give up a killer 1st down. We're able to get him back to 3rd down, though. And on 3rd and 21, let's see, trying to guard the seam. Their quarterback's going to fumble. We pick it up, and that should thankfully do it. Gonna go back to the house. We survive Kentucky, and we'll have a chance to get a pick with a minute left. But they're just not throwing the ball our way right now, dude. Gonna have our last chance here on 4th and long, and I'm gonna bait the hell out of this. Dude is gonna throw it, and he put a ton of air under it. Just enough time for Nick to get under it, and come on, man. Let's take this. Let's take this. We've got a good lane, and we're gonna try to hit a spin move that actually worked out nice. There are a lot of guys pursuing Nick, but he's got a ton of room. We're gonna hit one more spin move, and won't be able to get out of there, but that was a hell of a return. That felt like a big play personally for Nick, and we grit out a tough dub. Not a crazy day by any means, but 7 tackles, a tackle for loss, and a pick is pretty good. The SEC grind continues as we head to Mississippi State, who is actually undefeated. And what is up with all these rain games? Not sure what to expect from the Bulldogs today, but Nick needs to have a big game if he wants to stay in the Heisman picture. Mississippi State's gonna have a 3rd and 16 early on. This should be a good opportunity, and this is looking like a deep ball. I think it's coming Nick's way. We just gotta time it right, and we will. With the rain coming down, the pick drought has officially been broken. Now maybe we'll start going crazy again. Offense has unfortunately been struggling. Absolutely nothing from them in the first half. And they played okay in the Kentucky game, but this is starting to become a theme. Defense for its part has been elite, so things are looking dire late in the 3rd quarter. The big strength of this defense, though, we've gotten a ton of sacks. I think we got like 6+ on the game. This offense just continues to be depressing, man. And they're going play action here. We've got a chance at a pick, but he puts the ball out of reach. Missed opportunity there for sure. We got a 3rd down and long, playing man coverage in the slot again. And not great coverage by Nick, but we're going to get the stop. It just doesn't seem like it's going to happen, though. Is Mississippi State's defense really that good? Just been such a disappointment on that side of the ball after how last season went. And on 3rd down, was hoping to bait something up again. They just dump it off. And offense turns it over. We got 21 seconds left. And they somehow managed to leave us all 3 timeouts. But Mississippi State will pick up the 1st down. I'm going to try to go for the strip, but we can't get it. That loss might just put us out of the playoff picture. We're going to need to run the table in SEC play now. It is embarrassing that we lost that game with how good defense was. At 2-3, some might think that Nick would start focusing on other activities, but he's going to keep locking in and try to win this Heisman Trophy. And bro, we're about to have another rain game. Are you kidding me? And we are just limping into the Red River rivalry here. We're going to have a downpour for the Red River rivalry, which I feel like doesn't happen too often. And by the way, Red River rivalry is a tongue twister, dude. Every time I said that, I sound stupid. We just really need something good to happen today. Even if it's a loss where Nick gets like 3 picks or something, I'd honestly be happy. I just want to see some crazy stats, and Texas go into the flats here. Nick is going to be able to fly in for a tackle. At least we get a couple tackles to start the game. Defense has actually started this game out great, but all offense has given us is a turnover. This is an ugly game in the end of the 1st quarter. Big time 4th and inches here, and I was watching out for the screen again, but Texas running off tackle, and we actually are going to stop that. Offense is able to muster up 3. I guess we'll take it, guys. This has been a legitimate masterclass from this defense. We haven't given an inch. And hey, they actually get a touchdown coming out of half. Now we're looking pretty good, and Nick trying to bait something up here. They're actually going to throw his way. That ball is too high and gets knocked around. Bro, no way the wide receiver catches that. That is actually insane luck for Texas. They're going to pick up a 1st down. That was just the type of play that Texas needed, but we got to just flush that and stand strong. We have been doing a great job of shutting down the run game. And on 3rd and 12, Nick manned up against the slot. They're actually going with screens, and they go the other way, and somehow nobody is there to make a play. Come on, guys. We're in press man coverage, and we can't guard that. And offense, dude, they got to be leading the country in turnovers. This is nuts. They give Texas the ball right back inside our 25. Our nice little lead has evaporated, and on 2nd and goal, I thought we were about to get in the gap, but I got some weird animation, and Baxter's going to give the Longhorns the lead. Okay, offense starting to wake up, though. They pick up a touchdown. Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to come up with that 3rd down stop. Gonna have another chance on 3rd and 5, though, and Nick playing the flats. This looks like some kind of weird screen. I thought it was slants, and we're able to blow that up, picking up a big time tackle for loss. I don't even have to say what offense just did, though. They've at least put up points today, but they stink. Texas has continued to just run the ball incessantly, but looks like a screen pass here. They go right to Nick's man, and we strap that up again. Despite no pick numbers, it's been a pretty good game from Nick. But with a tie game, Texas has got the ball back with 2 minutes left, and this is a tough ask from a defense that's been on the field literally all day, it feels like. I am sick of playing nickel, by the way. I'm hoping this is only a 1-year thing, but I don't know why our defensive coordinator wanted to mess with perfection. It's at least helped Nick become a better tackler, but it's just so much harder to make opportunities for interceptions. And even when we have great man coverage, it seems like they just don't come our way. Texas is starting to threaten here. They're right on the edge of field goal range and just going drag. Oh my God, dude, we were right there for the breakup, but somehow that gets through us. Literally couldn't have had better coverage there. Come on. Unbelievably frustrating stuff, and Texas just going up the middle to add insult to injury. Nick's gonna get stiff-armed into the damn ground, and that seems pretty emblematic of our season so far. We take a crushing loss to Texas, and the score really belies how bad offense was in this one. Look at this, boys. Our quarterback was 7 for 30. He had a 23% completion percentage. What is going on? This Oklahoma team really tricked me in year one, man. I really thought it was going to be a complete team for Nick. The frustrations are beginning to pile up, and halfway through the year, Nick's pick numbers have been basically cut in half. But notice that this year we're leading the team in tackles, so that's one thing we've been able to do at the nickel spot at least. We just got to make the best of it. Next game we're taking on Texas A&M back at home, and they're going slant. Nick is able to jump it, and thank you, dude. We needed this so bad. Nick picks off Reed, and this is of course going to go all the way back for a pick six. This is what we can do if you just put us at the outside cornerback spot, coach. Couldn't have asked for a better start for this game, and Reed keeping on a QB keeper, and Nick is going to blow this up in the backfield, forcing the fumble and picking it up himself. Let's go. In a way, maybe playing some nickel will be good for his career because it's toughened him up a little bit. He's making tackles he wasn't making before. 17-0 lead feels beautiful after a couple of tough games, and guarding the flats, we're going to bait that up, and they're coming our way. Nick gets hands on it but can't catch it. So Texas A&M's drive continues, and they've finally got some movement going on here. Nick's struggling to get off the block, but eventually gets the tackle on that one. On top of the turnovers, it has been a really good tackling day so far, and Texas A&M going with a screen. We're going to fly in and come up with another nice one. Aggies have got it on the goal line though, and running it right into the teeth of the defense. They are finally going to get on the board. And make no mistake, our offense is not here to help us today. They turn the ball over again, but they're coming Nick's way here, and we're going to leap for an interception, falling back into the end zone, his second of the day. Things are looking great here, and Nick playing a little flat zone. We're going to run with the seam for a little bit just to make sure they don't give that up, but coming back to the curl, they throw it at the perfect time, but oh, we're just a millisecond late on a pick six. Still able to get a nice breakup. And this game is still far from over in the third quarter, but we got A&M backed up, and they're going off tackle here. What are you doing, man? We're going to pick up a big time safety, and offense finally trying to put a game away for us. We got a 17-point lead headed into the fourth quarter, and now we can try to do this aggressive baiting. I really want to get at least one more pick before we're out of here, and A&M going with a drag route here. Nick jumps that perfectly, and why are you throwing that, dude? We're going the other way, and it's going to be our third pick six of the season, and Nick's fourth turnover on the day. The crazy thing is we could have a couple more. This is a good old-fashioned defensive blowout, and we're not done yet. Playing the nickel here, they're going to go with a fade ball, and Nick not in perfect position but gets a breakup. That's his third deflection of the day. We're stuffing the stat sheet and playing a deep zone here. I'm seeing that curl. We're going to come down and get another breakup. That was one of those games where you don't really ever want it to end because the stats today were just too crazy. 3 picks, 4 pass deflections, and don't forget about that forced fumble. I don't know if that'll quite put us back in the Heisman picture, but like it should, right? We have a ton of momentum going into a game against number 8 Florida. Maybe we can get back on track, and Nick gonna start this out with a forced fumble, but actually it probably would have been better if we didn't force that. Still a nice statistical start to this game, and when it comes down to it, we're 3-4. That's what we really care about at this point. Despite a couple of nice plays though, Florida's driving the ball and running it up the middle here. Their running back absolutely killed our guy, and unfortunately we just haven't been able to stop Florida's offense since that forced fumble. Their running back is like impossible to bring down due to the unit. DJ Lagway also seems to have improved a lot. He's passing it pretty well and running it all over us here. Nick's finally going to show him out of bounds coming across the field, and the Gators are really just running the ball down our throats at this point. Our run defense has been strong all season, but with offense not giving us any support, it's tough to be consistent. Desperately need to stop here on this third down, and Nick's man going to run an out route. We didn't play that very well, but we're at least able to make the tackle short of the sticks. Unfortunately, offense remains radio silent, and I was hoping they would throw us a bone there with that bubble screen. With Florida driving it again, things are starting to look grim, and man, we really have been close to picks a couple of times, just haven't been able to get the timing quite right. Gonna have another third down here, and looks like they're going with a screen. Nick gonna get off the blocks and make a really nice tackle short. This has been a good tackling game from him. Offense was able to get a touchdown coming out of halftime, but we're gonna need some more than that. It's kind of pick six or lose at this point. On this second down, I'm 100% selling out for that screen, and they're not gonna throw it, so we were lucky our dude ran it in. Nick's able to make the tackle, and we're gonna have 3rd and 8. Feels like we need a pick, and our dude running an in route. We played that perfectly, and diving for the pick. We're not quite able to come down down with it. Still a nice play though. Offense still refusing to give us anything though. Florida's going to have the ball right back on goal line, but Nick laying down a big hit, and we're going to get yet another stop. Okay, offense was able to get a touchdown and a 2-point conversion, so we're technically in this with 2 minutes left. And for some reason, Florida's passing the ball. Their quarterback's going to fumble, and oh, we were so close to getting to it. That's one that we had to have. But Florida's going with the screen formation. Could it be, bro? Could it be they're going to throw this to us? Yes, they are. Nick's got the pick, and he's going the other way. An insanely clutch play, and now we just need a 2-point conversion from the offense. And if you expected them to actually get that, you're pretty foolish. But we've at least got a chance here with 2 minutes left. We got all 3 timeouts left. On 2nd and 11, Nick's coming on a nickel blitz, but oh no, we got too far inside and we can't get out of there. Nobody's there to help us. And the Florida running back picks up a potentially killer first down. So despite an incredibly clutch play from Nick, the upset bid gonna fall just short. In a different world, that could have been a Heisman moment. But with the team falling to 3 and 5, this is starting to feel a little bit like Mike Pemulis' senior season, and we're even putting up similar stats to him. We were at least able to lock up National Defensive Player of the Week. And the next game against New Mexico, the stands are looking a little bit thin, and the Lobos actually have a better record than us, which is a little bit embarrassing. But on an early 3rd down, Nick's going to come up with a tackle for the stop. Offense got a touchdown in the first quarter for the first time, and it feels like a while, so hopefully we'll be okay here. I really don't want this game to be close, man. Nick coming up with a big hit there early, trying to force another fumble, and coming off the edge again, he is going to kill the running back. Looks like our guys playing angry in this one early on and guarding the seam here. They're going to come our way, and give me that first pick of the day for Nick, and we got some room to run, breaking out of the tackle, and we're gonna get up out of there. I don't know where all the other wide receivers are at, but we're gonna high step into the end zone for a touchdown. That's one of the nicest plays in Nick's career so far. Okay, let's keep moving, build off of that, and they're gonna come right to us again, bro. They're in a little bit over our head on the slant. Thankfully the wide receiver drops the ball. These Oklahoma fans better be grateful. They're witnessing defensive magnificence, because they might not be seeing it for too much longer. Nick is just doing his best to battle through this demoralizing season, and we're gonna have to take stock of what we want to do at the end of the year. And mind you, I was really expecting to just stay at Oklahoma for 4 years. Even against New Mexico, the offense is totally lackluster, and they're trying to go with a screen here. Nick gets in there, but bro, I hit the Y button. It made me jump, and there is nobody else home. This receiver's going to take it to the house. All of a sudden, it looks like the Lobos could tie up this game, and they're going for 2 here. Nick's at least able to plug this up, stopping the halfback screen. Offense was finally able to get a touchdown, thankfully, but this is just too close for comfort. We cannot let these dudes score again. Probably going to have 2 down territory here on 3rd and 8, and kind of a weird formation. Nick's man going to run a corner route, and we're on that step for step. Ball's going to come in, and Nick's on it, getting his 2nd pick of the day, and come on, dude. I know these dudes are slow on offense. We pick up a block, and Nick is down the sidelines. It'll be another pick 6 as we high step into the end zone, taunting the quarterback. Nick has gotten half of the team's points today, and playing the nickel again, we're almost able to get another one on the out route. We got to go find a way to get that back, and the tight end running a little zig route here. We undercut that perfectly, and there we go. We get a 2nd chance, and Nick doesn't disappoint. How about 3 pick 6s on the day, man? This is exactly what I wanted to do in this game. We put what was looking like a scary game totally away, and with these slow receivers, we can really bait up the deep balls. They're going to try us here, and Nick with a chance at his 4th can't quite come down with it. Open for another chance here before it's all said and done, and they're going for the out route again. We are going to get pause on that, even though it wasn't intended for Nick's man. And we'll have 4th and 17, last gasp for the Lobos, and oh, I thought that was coming our way. Oh, they did actually pick that up though. Come on, tackle this guy. Let's go. I'll take that, man. We get another chance at a pick now. Down on the goal line, I'm gonna run zone. Just try to strafe up and see if we can get him to throw us the ball. And I actually do think that was coming to us, but it gets deflected. Our linebacker's able to get it, and that'll do it. Another great game from Nick. We pull away from New Mexico late, and this is what we needed to get back in Heisman contention. The pick 6s were big, and Nick's putting up pretty high deflection numbers as well. And in his sophomore season, Nick Sabaka has broken the national career interceptions record, and the NIL offers are really starting to roll in. Oh, and that actually got us right up to number 1 on the Heisman watch. Okay, I guess the stats are looking pretty good again. With 3 games left, we got 12 interceptions, and look at the interception return yard. We're averaging 40 yards a return, 7 touchdowns, 10 deflections, and 3 forced fumbles. Going into our next game against Arkansas, it feels like we we got something to play for again. And down here in the red zone, they're gonna test Nick. We've got the ball right in our hands and he drops it. I thought we were past that. That is pretty frustrating, man. We played absolutely perfect coverage there and guarding the zig route here. Arkansas gonna go to the other side and pick up a touchdown. But offense actually responds. Okay, boys. Maybe we got a chance here, and on the ensuing drive, Nick playing strap up coverage on third down. Was hoping they'd come our way, but they go somewhere else instead, and looks like that's gonna be a pick. Good to see Nick's teammates coming up with something. And offense having its best game in a minute. Arkansas's defense is probably just bad, but I'm happy, and this defense gonna come up with another pick. Nick dropped his, but his teammates are sure-handed so far. Despite the poor first drive, it's looking like a great defensive performance, and Nick playing some tight man coverage. They're gonna throw right at him, and he drops it again. What is going on with our boy? Doesn't seem like the quarterback is shy about coming his way, and we just gotta keep being patient because Nick's been playing some great coverage. They're running this little stack formation, and I'm watching out for the screen, but they're gonna go C route instead, and we're all over that, but of course the quarterback overthrows it. With offense bailing out though, we're gonna continue to have chances to play aggressive coverage and guarding the out route here. I'm surprised they didn't get us for illegal contact, but the ball comes our way and Nick drops it again. We have a case of the brick hands today. This is crazy. This despite the fact that Nick has like a wide receiver level catching stat is crazy, but it looks like we're going to continue to get our chances. This 4th and 26 is going to be our last hope, but of course our guy just runs an in route. Razorback's going to chuck it deep and that just gets swatted around. So despite having multiple chances, we don't come down with a single interception. Good to see offense play nice though. I do fear that that game could drop us out of the Heisman watch. Maybe the 3 deflections will save us. And okay, we actually stay number 1 on here. That's kind of surprising. Hopefully a chance for another big game in this next one against Ohio. And on a 3rd down in the 2nd quarter, dude's going with a zig and quarterback throws that way too late. Nick gets on it and this is going to go back for 6. Exactly what we wanted to see. We should have a chance to make another play here before halftime. Ohio going no huddle and I was really hoping he'd throw that slant. Instead, the quarterback actually takes off and for some reason doesn't slide. I wish we could have gotten a forced fumble on that. It does seem like Ohio's kind of here to stick around, so we can't let them score on this drive. Need to shut this down, and I wasn't ready for the bubble screen there. But we make the tackle, and with time ticking down in the half, 3rd and 12, we box up, and our defensive line has just been getting crazy pressure all day. So things look solid headed into the 2nd half. We got a comfortable 2-score lead, and they're going to go with a screen to Nick here. We're almost able to get in, but at least able to make a tackle for loss. And offense, thankfully not too slow in this one, is able to put the game away. Should just be able to play for picks, and they come our way. Dude, if the quarterback did not get hit, that was a pick 6. Last gas from Ohio here on 4th and 1, and they're just gonna run it. We will plug that up easily. Time's ticking down under a minute, and Ohio gonna go with a deep ball here. We baited that up perfectly, and Nick is going to go up and get it. There we go. I was worried I wouldn't be able to see the ball, but it turns out to be a nice statistical game after all. Should keep us atop the Heisman watch. Nick led the team in tackles with 10 total, 1 for loss, 2 picks, including a pick 6. That's enough to earn us National Defensive Player of the Week, and we are hanging on to that number 1 Heisman spot. This season has flown by, and just like that, we're going to close it out playing Vanderbilt in a home night game. And Vanderbilt coming out in a double stack. On the first play, Nick's going to abandon his man, jump the screen, and come up with a diving pick. Let's go. I could care less about the result of this game. We are here to get interceptions. We're pretty much just going to go straight man coverage today, and for some reason, Nick gets credited with a tackle for loss there. Hoping for another screen here with this stack look, and they are going to show it again, but we didn't click Y soon enough, and that is a big missed opportunity. It's one weird thing about this season. Nick's made a ton of plays, but he's also missed out on a lot of plays. I expect that we'll get some more chances in this game before it's all said and done though. And guarding the seam here, they're gonna try Nick out. What are you doing, bro? We got our safety there too. And we're not gonna be able to get out of the end zone for the return, but I'll take it. 2 picks in the first half. We appear to be locking down that Heisman right now. Despite his discomfort at playing the nickel position, Nick has continued to find play after play to make there. And mind you, he's had to switch between playing nickel and playing normal outside corner, which is a big adjustment to be making on a play-to-play basis. The coverage is totally different. Again though, I think it's helped him develop skills that'll be useful for the rest of his career. He's become a much more physical player, and playing an outside zone here, we're gonna get a case in point in that as he absolutely crushes the Vanderbilt receiver. Things are looking great headed into the 4th quarter. Offense seems like they've righted the ship, and Nick getting a chance at another pick here. Oh, we're so close to that, dude. That's what I'm saying about missed opportunities, and it's actually gonna turn into a big play for Vanderbilt. And I didn't show most of it because I didn't think it would matter, but Vanderbilt's actually been able to kind of claw back into this game. So with a minute left, we gotta make sure they don't get into the end zone here. Need to play careful coverage, and Nick's man running a zig. I was really hoping they'd throw us that, but instead they've got a guy downfield, and this is starting to look scary all of a sudden. I thought this game was 100% over, but with time ticking down under 40 seconds, Vanderbilt has a chance, and we're gonna need to hold them off for another 30 seconds. Nick just playing zone coverage here, and okay, that'll at least take some time off the clock. We're gonna sit back and cover 4, just trying to keep keep everything in front of us, but they're going deep. And okay, we're able to get an interception. That'll do it. Too close for comfort, but we end the season with a dub, and we ended up with a respectable 7-5 record. Not what's expected from a talented Oklahoma team, but still better than what it was looking like it would be. Hopefully Nick locked down the Heisman today. He definitely could have done it more emphatically. Our chances would be greatly improved if we weren't watching the conference championship from the sidelines. And here we go. Nick Sabaka locks down the Walter Camp Award, wins the Maxwell Award as well, and we're gonna win the Heisman Trophy. Let's go. Our stats actually took a drop off from last year, but I guess showing that it wasn't a fluke was enough. And if we get put at our normal cornerback spot next year, I think Nick could put up 30 or more interceptions. I think the big thing that saved us was that Nick's tackle numbers this season were honestly elite. He had 87 tackles, 11 tackles for loss, and along with his 16 interceptions, he had 8 touchdowns, 14 deflections, and 3 forced fumbles, as well as a fumble recovery. We will unfortunately have a pretty annoying bowl game matchup against Navy, so playing the nickel might not actually be too bad in this one. I do think our defense is probably going to lock down in this one, and on an early third down, I see that zig route coming open. We're going to be able to fly in and make the tackle short. I'm not sure how much Navy's going to pass the ball in this game, but looks like they're just going to go with slants on 3rd and long, and we can bait that up all day against these slow receivers. Give me that. It'll be our 17th pick on the season, and let me try a little juke move. We're not able to get out of there. And as predicted, the midshipmen just haven't been able to do anything on offense. This option doesn't work the same on the game as it does in real life. The only bad thing about this game so far is that Nick somehow managed to get pancaked on the QB kneel before halftime. And the other thing that hasn't been much fun is that you can't skip plays in Road to Glory for whatever reason, which is something I would really like to be doing something of this game. And Nick almost comes up with another interception there, but Navy's receiver just dunked on him. Maybe these boys should be throwing the ball more, I don't know. And that turned out to be just about the last interesting play of the game as we get an easy dub against Navy. Not much to write home about. Nick got his pick and got out of there. We finished the season with 17 picks overall, and now it's decision time for Nick. This was not the championship caliber football Nick III had hoped to play, and he decided that it was time for him to transfer. He wanted to go to an elite school, and Oregon had a 94 overall offense, which made the Ducks seem like a pretty safe bet, so Nick will be headed out west for his junior season. With a Heisman Trophy under his belt, his goal for this season is to make it to the playoffs and catch 25 or more interceptions, and if he can't meet those goals, I'll be sending everybody who likes and comments on this video a signed Nick Sabaka jersey. Let's go ahead and get right into it. Alright boys, here we go. It's time for the start of Nick's junior season. He's going to be playing in a brand new defense in front of a brand new set of fans. In our first game, we're taking on a 47 overall team. It's FCS Northwest at home. This should be pretty easy, and Nick gonna get his first pick in the 3rd quarter, starting out his Oregon career nice. And there have not been too many interesting plays in the rest of this game. We're pretty much just dominating FCS, but they're coming our way here on the corner route, and Nick is not able to make a play on the ball, but he's at least able to knock it out. And that'll do it for game 1, not much of note there. The biggest reason Nick wasn't able to rack up too many stats is because as a team we racked up an absurd 14 sacks. Might have to turn that slider down a little bit. This next game should provide a little bit more of a challenge though. We're headed on the road to take on undefeated Baylor. Offense was able to start this out nice, and with Baylor driving, they're running right at Nick, and he's able to lay a big hit. At this point, some teams might want him to play safety in the NFL, and playing some man here, the quarterback's gonna throw it right to us. What are you doing, man? We literally had blanket coverage, and this is gonna go back to the house for an easy pick 6, our first of the season. Because of that, we got a very nice lead here in the first half, and guarding the seam, they're gonna come Nick's way. Give me that. Nick has apparently improved even more as a man defender in the offseason, and that's the 40th pick of his career. We are dominating Baylor, and they're in desperation mode, going for a 4th down in the 3rd quarter, but keeping it on the read option. Nick sits dude down. Game's still kind of close heading into the 4th quarter. I'm trying to see Nick make another play in the passing game, and looks like this is going to be a C route. We got perfect coverage, and they're coming our way, but I pressed Y a little bit too late. So a missed opportunity there, but we're going to have a 4th down. And Nick's man running a curl. We box that up, but somehow the quarterback gets that out, and we could have made that tackle if we had a better angle. I'm starting to get a little bit nervous, and what is this play, bro? Oh no, it's a QB run. I somehow didn't see that at all. And Nick lets the dude walk right in for a touchdown. Okay, good news though. Offense goes down and gets one of their own, so we should be good. And we got plenty of time to go get that 3rd pick. They're going to come our way here on the fade ball, and Nick runs that receiver's route for him. We will get a 3rd on the day. And And this has been a beautiful game for number 14. So that'll do it. We're able to outscore Baylor, and Nick absolutely balled out. Led the team in total tackles, 3 interceptions, and we had a deflection that didn't get credited. The Oregon coaching staff, of course, is already loving Nick, as we get our first National Defensive Player of the Week of the year. Nick not quite appearing on the Heisman watch though, and what the heck, the Baylor quarterback that just threw us 3 interceptions is number 2 on here. Anyways, that takes us to a game against Oregon State. We're wearing the blackout unis for the rivalry. I don't really know what to expect in this game. Oregon State's fallen on tough times in the last couple of seasons, but they started out the year 2-0, and early on they're going to go for a 4th and goal from the 3, expecting a run here, and I don't know what that was, but we interviewed the hell out of that wide receiver. Good start for this defense, but offense off to a slow start, and they're going to go with a screen. We're almost able to get in there, laying a big hit, and offense was finally able to get a touchdown. Defense is playing great, and headed into the second quarter, tight end's going with a double move, and Nick is just blanketing that. Give me the pick. That route was just too slow, and Nick gets his first of the day. We got a big 3rd and 3 down in the red zone, and Nick guarding the slant, didn't expect to run. And just like that, Oregon State looking to take the lead on the goal line. Nick's man runs a wheel route, and we get the sack. Okay, so we're able to hold the Beavers to 3, and offense gets some big points, so we're looking pretty okay here. Just got to make sure we don't give up too many quick hitters. I do deeply desire another pick in this game, and guarding the slot here, this dude has ran this route a lot of times. We're all over it, and they throw it to us, but we can't quite get the hands up in there. Still able to break it up at least. Oregon State is kind of just taking their sweet time here, dumping it off to the running back, and that'll allow us to pick up a tackle for loss. It's been a solid tackling game for Nick once again, and we get a kind of ugly dub at home. Another good game for Nick, led the team in tackles again, but we need to start upping those pick numbers a little bit. Look at this dude Breland, by the way, 91 overall, comes up with 5 sacks on the day. We're back at home in the next one, taking on 2-1 Iowa, and this video is going to be released I think a day before the Iowa-Oregon game in real life. I really hope Iowa wins in that one, but I'm going to do my best to get the dub in this game. I don't know what to expect from Iowa's offense, and here early on, Nick guarding the crosser and gets a hand in there for a nice deflection. Iowa's moving the ball surprisingly well though, and whoever this tight end is a beast. We have not been able to tackle him. Iowa's going to go for a 3rd down here. I know that QB sneak is coming, and we're on it, making the tackle in the backfield and forcing Iowa to kick the 3. And offense starting it off nice, getting a touchdown as I'm baiting up the flat route here, and that's coming right to us. Oh no, it was intended for the tight end. Thought we were about to have a pick 6. We cling to a 13-9 lead going into the second half. Offense has been sputtering, but Nick has a chance at a pick on the crosser and drops it. All good though. Defense was able to turn that into a stop, and offense gets a big touchdown as Iowa's running back looking kind of shifty. I don't know why they haven't been running it more. The Hawks are just moving the ball so slowly, not going for any big plays at all. They're content to take these dink and dunks. If we're interested in the Heisman, we got to find a way to start turning these into picks soon, and I'm looking for one here on the corner route. Dude is not going to throw it though. 11-point lead going into the 4th, and please throw me the ball, quarterback. Come on, he's taking off, and Nick takes out his anger by laying down the big hit. And whoa, after a game of conservative play calling, Iowa's decided to go for a 4th and 7. This is crazy, and their quarterback throwing it over the middle and completing it. Okay, I could have baited up that tight end route, but I didn't want to give up the first. And Iowa still running the ball. We gotta find a way to tackle this dude, and somehow we do. Hawks have put a drive together, and I'm still just waiting on that pick. We bait up the flat route again, and they're actually gonna throw it to us, but I couldn't see the dang ball, and we get our 3rd deflection of the day. There's at least plenty of time coming off the clock here, and on 3rd down, our guy's running a streak route, and the quarterback's actually going to throw that. Nick has to get over to the sideline and is able to knock dude out of bounds. That was actually a nice pass. So Iowa kicks the field goal, but offense can't quite put it away. We got an 8-point game with 2 minutes left. Playing a little zone here though. Our lineman is going to hit for the sack, and we've got 4th and 21 for the game. Nick's man is going to run a wheel route this time, and we're all over that. It's going to be a high ball, and Nick goes up for it, but can't get it. A perfectly placed throw. We just cannot get a pick in this game. And playing the slot again, dude is running a complex route, and Nick can't get on it. Hopefully we have someone to save us over the middle. No, they're going to score. So far from being clutch, Nick gives up 2 big plays, and Iowa ties it up with a 2-point conversion. Oh no, man. Offense turns it over. We're in trouble. Nick's man is just blocking here. We're going to try to guard the middle, and I didn't see him leaking out. We'll be able to make the tackle though, and that keeps the clock moving. But staying in man coverage here, Iowa going back to this little flat route situation, and we're just going to guard it this time. But they've got a guy over the middle. Oh no. Hawks are in field goal range. Now we need an interception. And let's see, guarding the deep ball here. Open dude will throw it. Instead he goes over the middle, and there's a flag on the play. This is going to be a huge holding. That'll push him back. All right, so second and super long. They're going with the 5 wide again and running the flat route. Dude, they're going to come our way, and I didn't freaking strafe up right. That should have been a game-winning pick 6. Instead, it's probably a game-losing play. And Iowa kicks a field goal. Oh my god, man, what a frustrating game. Nick might have just lost himself the Heisman. He absolutely screwed the pooch in that one. To be fair, our offense didn't play very well either, but despite a nice tackling performance and 3 deflections, Nick gave up tons of big plays. Just didn't look like himself. All we can do after that one is just do our best to bounce back, and we'll have a chance to do that against a pretty crappy Purdue team. They're under 70 overall, so hopefully we can lock up. And so far, Nick's just been quietly playing elite coverage, not giving his receiver an inch on 3rd and long. We could have baited that up more low-key, but offense really struggling so far, and Purdue going with a screen here was the hoping they'd come our way, but going to the other side, somehow their dude is wide open, and he's going to take it all the way to the crib. Potential upset alert here against Purdue, but our offense was at least finally able to get a touchdown. Purdue's going to have another 3rd down and going with a bubble right to Nick's man. We are all over that for the tackle. Still waiting on that first interception and guarding the tight end here. Dude's going to run a real route, and they come right at us, but Nick drops it. Tried to make the diving play. I don't know what's going on, but the hands have not been ideal this year. Costing us stats for sure, but they're coming to the seam again, and this time Nick is on it. And we finally have our first pick of the day in the 3rd quarter. That was big too, because this game is too close for comfort, and it seems like it'll remain so going into the 4th quarter. We just haven't been able to pull away, and Nick guarding the out route here is not quite able to get to it, and gives up a 1st down. Purdue's already back in field goal range, and we're playing the slot here. Looks like Purdue's gonna go with a fade ball and coming right to Nick's man. We're on that, getting the breakup. Huge play in coverage, and that'll make it 4th down for Purdue. I'm watching out for a corner route here, and we're gonna get an out instead. Purdue's quarterback just threw it quick, and we're able to get the knockout, and that allows offense to finally give us a 2-score lead. And it looks like we're gonna get tried again here on the out route. Nick going up for it, and once again dropping it. What's going on with our guy? It is gonna be hard to win the Heisman with some brick hands, and guarding the tight end, we didn't have the best coverage there, and the ball was further inside than I thought. So another missed chance at a pick. And Purdue still sticking around. 4th down here. Nick playing beautiful coverage again, but ball's going to the other side of the field, and Purdue's dude is gonna break loose. Not just picking up the 1st down, but getting into the end zone. What is going on? All of a sudden, the Boilermakers have a chance to go down and tie it, but running the ball here in their own end zone, and we get a safety. That should hopefully wrap this thing up. Okay, so kind of a weird game. We get a too close for comfort win. And Nick had a good game leading the team in tackles, but should have had a better one. Our one pick could have easily been 4. We had 3 deflections on the day, and that is enough to earn us National Defensive Player of the Week, but Nick is nowhere to be found on the Heisman watch. This next game is a chance to put the team back in the playoff picture though. We're taking on undefeated Ohio State in front of the home crowd, and Nick has officially unlocked the ability to select formations, which is huge because now we can just play outside corner to our heart's content. That's of course going to come with some tough assignments against the Buckeyes, and right out the gate they're testing Nick on the screen, and he's not able to make that tackle. But we're coming across the field here on this formation. Ohio State trying to go with a drag, but Nick undercuts it and gets the pick. Let's go. We lurk up saying, and couldn't have asked for a better start to this game. Defense is locking up early in this game, and with the 1st quarter winding down on 3rd and 10, they're gonna throw it deep. Can't see what's happening over there, but it looks like one of our boys will get the swat. And this is a very defensive game. Offense has only been able to muster up 2 field goals, and guarding the drag again. Nick is once again gonna pick it off, and this one's going back to the house. I don't know what OSU's quarterback was looking at, but that is huge. Nick is having one of his best games of the season at the right time, but Ohio State has plenty of firepower and plenty of time to get back in this game. They've got it down in the red zone here and trying to go over the middle. Nick is on that, but his linebacker is too. It's gonna be a pick, and this defense has gotten 4 turnovers in the first half. Unfortunately, our offense turns it right back over. I can't say that they've exactly been spectacular this season. Now we've really got our backs against the wall, and I don't know what this route is, bro, but they're gonna come our way, and I wasn't expecting expecting it to break like that. That was weird. Nick gives up the touchdown. So a frustrating moment there, but we still got the lead headed into the fourth quarter. We just gotta find a way to clutch up this time, but Ohio State running it right up the middle and nobody is home. Buckeyes bringing within 2. And this one might get scary. With 2.5 minutes left, Ohio State has the ball back and going straight to the other side. They already have a big gain. Dude's gonna get all the way out to midfield. So we are backed up. No margin for error at all here. We got 3rd and 12 though. And they're going with slants. I had that jumped, but they've got another one wide open. And somehow this is gonna go all the way to the house. You gotta be freaking kidding me. But unbelievably, offense gets a touchdown. Their first of the game. Absolutely massive. We got a 3-point lead and they're coming Nick's way. He gets the pick, but there's a flag on the play. And no way, bro. They're gonna call pass interference. So our game-winning pick gets erased and they're coming our way again here. Looks like perfect coverage, but somehow that ball gets through. And did he just catch that, bro? There is absolutely no way. Just like that, Ohio State's into field goal range. They run the ball and take their last time out. And defense is coming off the field here. All right, let's see what happens, man. Ohio State makes the field goal. We're headed to overtime. Didn't want it to come down to this, but here we are. Nick's gonna be playing a little bit of cover too. And seeing the out route here, oh bro, we gotta jump that. Not a great play to start things out. Okay, gonna have a 2nd and 5, same play here. And Ohio State goes over the middle and gets the touchdown. And our offense, unfortunately, can't answer. Ohio State finds a way against us at home. And man, Nick did some nice things today, but that interception being overturned was just brutal. And just to show how crazy this play was, man, Nick had great coverage, safety over top, and dude goes full extension, survives the hit to the ground. Like, that's just crazy. We might have just missed our chance at the playoffs, but maybe we can get back in the mix here with a game at the big house. The Wolverines are ranked number 7, and Nick's done great things against them in his career. And early on, they're running it right to him, and he lays down a big hit. I don't know how he did that from that angle. That brings up a 3rd down. We know they're going to run this thing, and we stuff them right up the middle. Beautiful start for this defense. And we're hanging on tight early on in this one, but Michigan gonna run up the middle and take the lead in the second quarter. Offense is having a little bit of a bounce back day though. Good to see them finally doing something, and Nick's finally gonna get tested here late in the second quarter, coming up with a pick on the deep ball, and we've got a chance to take this back. We got all the angles, just gotta get around the quarterback and this linebacker, and we're able to do it. It's gonna be one of the longest pick sixes in Nick's career. Defense has got to keep on making plays in the second half, and running back has a huge hole coming right to Nick, and thankfully we're able to make the tackle. The only bad thing about playing outside corner is we haven't been able to make as many tackles, but right when I say that, we're going to get another one here. Slightly better coverage there, and we could have picked off that zig route. Outside receivers just don't tend to run that a ton, and oh, they're coming our way again. I wasn't ready for it, but Nick's able to come down with it. We got our 2nd on the day, and we are starting to put up those numbers again. Man, offense turning it over though. They have just been so inconsistent. We were able to get Michigan to 4th down though, and they're actually going to run the ball. Here we get the tackle for loss. That's a huge stop, man. Clinging to a lead here, we got another 3rd down, and Nick playing the slot this time is guarding the dragon. For some reason, they throw that right to us. Weird read from the quarterback, but we get the stop. Okay, that takes us into the 4th. Another game where offense just hasn't quite been able to put it away. And Michigan going QB run, wasn't expecting that, and Nick is gonna get just shaken off by Underwood. We gotta start upgrading the tackling stats a little bit, and we need to stop here on this 3rd and goal. Just playing a cover 2. They're gonna run it, and dude dives into the end zone for the touchdown. We just can't get a break. Offense not able to score, but they do pin Michigan on the 1. Maybe we can make something happen here, and oh, was hoping we'd stuff that for a safety. It's a little bit risky, but I think we got to keep on sending the blitz, and it's going to work. We get the safety, and that could potentially be a game winner, or maybe not. Offense again not able to get any points, and defense is once again in this backs against the wall situation. All right, man, let's see what we can do. 4th down, Nick manned up on the outside, and they're coming right to him. We got to play perfect coverage, and we're able to swat it away, making the game-winning play, and we get a massive top 10 win on the road. That'll put us back in the picture. 2 picks and an absolutely critical deflection from Nick. We're back up to number 22 in the country, and 7 games in, Nick now has 10 picks. Not bad at all. We are finally going to start upgrading the run stopping a little bit. Hopefully we can get that tackle decent. Now we head to the Rose Bowl for a matchup against number 19 UCLA. They should be throwing the ball a lot, so I'm hoping we can get some picks today. But they're going to run it on the first play, and Nick has a clean shot at the running back. Not not able to get the big hit, but we do wrap up for the tackle. And the Bruins are driving in early on as Nick's man going with an out route here. We're a little bit late on the break, but able to get the diving pick, and that's how we crack it open. Let's go. With his 11th pick of the season, Nick should be putting his name back on the Heisman watch this week. We'll see if the voters agree. With offense continuing to struggle though, we're in a rut. Defense backed up again, and Nick just getting blocked like crazy is eventually to get off of it, but not before they get to 1st and goal. Defense looking for a goal line stand, and UCLA going with a little end around. We're on that, able to get the tackle for loss, and will at least force a field goal. UCLA is right back down to the goal line, and I'm hoping to bait up that flower out there. Maybe should have strafed up for it because they just go the other way and get the touchdown, as we are in trouble on the road, man. They're already back at midfield, and we need a pick 6 or something here. If Nick wants that Heisman, he's got to go make some plays, and they're running the ball right at him. He's able to come up with the tackle. Yes, sir. That's not enough, though. Need a pick here. Come on, 3rd down, and oh, bro, I thought they were going to come our way for sure. Instead, though, looks like our teammate's going to get a pick. Okay, we'll take that. It feels like it doesn't even matter what we do, though. Offense is going to go out there and have a generationally bad performance, and UCLA's quarterback running it. Can we get a strip? No, that would have been nice. We're just going to have to get more and more aggressive with our baiting, and UCLA's offense is starting to cook, getting another touchdown. I was not expecting this game to go like this. We got to find a way to turn it around and go in our cover 3. We're matched up against the fade ball, and this is coming right to us. Nick gets the pick, and come on, dude. It feels like we need a pick 6 bad. We've got some blockers, but these linemen have the angle on us. We're going to have to try to spin him out, and can't quite do it. Still a big return, though. And offense, thank God, actually gets a touchdown out of it. But we still have a lot of work to do here at the end of the 2nd quarter. UCLA's got 3rd down. How about a turnover here, boys? Let's see. We're baiting up the deep ball, and they go the other way, and we get the deflection. Okay. And okay, offense goes and gets a touchdown to start the half. Or maybe it was to end the half, because UCLA's backed up on their own goal line here. Feels like a big 3rd and 5 here, and UCLA running a little tight formation and going over the middle. Somehow, even though we're in a cover 2, we have nobody there. That feels like a big missed opportunity, but UCLA going slants, and Nick is on it, getting his 3rd pick of the day and putting offense in great position. Come on, man, let's go finish out this comeback. Oh my God, bro, they literally got nothing out of that, not even a field goal. This is actually absurd. All good, man, I'll do my best to do it again. Seeing a little C route here, was hoping he'd throw that. It's gonna be 3rd down. Okay, a little 3rd and 13. Let's see. Looks like a screen, and there's nobody over there. Come on, boys. That is not one we can give up. Offense has been bad, but defense hasn't been free of blame either. I gotta say though, Nick is pretty much playing strap up coverage right now. Just gotta be smart here on 3rd and 19. Want to bait this up, just can't get too aggressive, and oh man, maybe we did get too aggressive. They're coming to us, and we were not able to come down with it. Should have just taken our stop, but I got greedy. I knew it was a mistake while I was doing it too. Still got a chance to end the drive right here though. 3rd down, and let's see, this looks like a C route. We're on that, and we get the sack. Okay, we head to the 4th quarter. Offense needs to get a touchdown. It looks like nobody's coming to help us though. A pick 6 might be our only chance, and this could be it, dude. They're going with the out route. We jump it perfectly, and the ball goes right through Nick's hands. Are you kidding me? That was going to be 6-2. Instead, it's going to go for a big gain and maybe even end this game. That is just absolutely brutal, but they're going to give us another chance here, going with the fade ball, and we're on that, but not on it enough. Ball was perfectly placed, and we're not able to knock it out. Nick, again, having a great game, but missing opportunities in critical moments. He's just putting too much pressure on himself to make plays. Even as a junior, he has a lot of room to grow, and UCLA is going to pick up a 1st down there. That might do it. Nick, of course, got 3 picks, but we left a couple out there, and giving up multiple big plays late in the game was a tough look. To say that this has been a frustrating season would be an understatement, and dude, right when I say that, we see exactly why this season's been frustrating, because how did bro catch that ball? I thought I played that perfectly. Receiver came back to the ball, but on the ensuing play, we're able to get a punch out on the quarterback, and this is going the other way for this defense. This game might not go so bad after all. We're the ones with a 17-point lead this time. Maybe things will be calm today, and Penn State going with a little running back angle, and Nick's on that for the tackle. Went out of his zone to make the play. Despite a pretty quiet game from Nick so far, we look good headed in the 2nd half, and facing a little end around here, Nick lays the lumber. Penn State's offense has started to move for really the first time this game, but on 2nd down, we're able to get a sack. Nick was lucky not to get called for an illegal contact there, and on 3rd and 25, we should have him stood up, but dude makes a move, and this is going to be pretty close. We get him to 4th and 2. Alright, a box up here could win us the game, but they're just going to run it up the middle, and that is way too easy. I swear to God, man, we better not lose this game. 3rd and long, we're sending the blitz, and it hits again. We get another QB fumble, and thankfully we don't give up the touchdown. Still not over yet though. Offense doesn't put it away, and Penn State's offense has started to find some movement, finding an open man here. Nick has to make the tackle. Starting to get a little bit nervous here. Penn State's got us backed up again, but once again, we're able to get a stop. We just really struggle with putting games away this season, it seems. Offense just can't seem to come up with that knockout blow. And Penn State gonna get in field goal range again. Things are starting to look dire, and they're gonna go with some kind of wheel route to the other side. And bro, Penn State ties the game up. Offense gets nothing. And with a minute 40 left, we find ourselves in this exact same position again. I don't even know what to do at this point, but Penn State throws a pick, and defense clutches up at last. Still nothing from our offense. We got Penn State backed up with 30 seconds left, and they're gonna run the ball. Oh bro, I thought we got another game-winning safety. We like have to send the dogs here though, right? This is our chance to win. And Penn State running it again. We do get the safety. Man, what a game from this defense, and Nick hasn't really had to do anything. I guess that's that. That was a weird one. Nick played pretty good coverage and had a good tackling day, but just didn't get tried as much in this one. Next, we got the battle of the 6-3 teams taking on Maryland, and we better not lose this one, bro. I at least want to end the season ranked, and so far this one is deadlocked at 0. Our defense is locking up, but offense is asleep once again. Gotta find a way to do something here because the clock's running down fast. Maryland's basically not doing anything but running it. Maryland's trying to put a drive together here right before halftime and baiting up the deep ball. They're coming right our way, and Nick's all over it, but drops the pick. Bro, that wasn't even the timing either. I played that perfect. And after that, the Terps were able to get into field goal range. So it is a 3-0 rock fight, but we just keep on getting stops out here. I'm frustrated, dude. We haven't gotten another chance at a pick. I just don't know what's wrong with our offense, but we're going to get a forced fumble here, and this one's going to go back to the house. Of course, defense scores first. So at least we finally got the lead, and we finally got another deep ball to bait up. They're going to come our way, and Nick is on it for the pick. Let's go. We're going to break up out of that tackle too and have a little bit of room to run. Not going to get out of there, but we will take it. And oh my god, bro, offense, after doing nothing all game, turns it over. This is insane, dude. Maryland's got 1st and goal, and they're going to score a go-ahead touchdown. What is going on? Our offense is 94 overall, and they can't score on Maryland, but we are able to get a 3rd down stop. Was hoping they'd throw that screen. And okay, offense finally gets 6, and Nick playing a little flat zone. We're going to get some pressure and get to the quarterback. That'll make this 4th and very long. Last gasp for Maryland. We're just going to sit in a safe cover 3, but they go to the other side, and somehow our zone is not there. They pick up the 1st down. That could be trouble, and with Maryland moving the ball, Nick's in the nickel spot here and gets routed up. We were close to it, but I just didn't react in time. Trying to make something happen here. We'll move back to zone, and they just go over the middle. Okay, this will at least be a chance to knock some clock off, and Maryland obviously needs a touchdown here as Nick guard in the middle of the field, and they're coming our way. We get the pick, and this is going to be a game winner. It's going back the other way too. Quarterback's trying to hawk us down, but nobody on the planet is faster than Nick Sabaki III. He's been running wind sprints since he came out of the womb. And defense getting us a clutch dub, scoring 2 of the 3 touchdowns in that game. Nick came down with 2 picks and absolutely should have had 3. We got a chance to get back to national relevance here against Nebraska, and Nick playing the nickel early on, guarding the crosser, and dives for the pick. Let's go. Already lurking up Dylan Raiola in the 1st quarter. And hey, this hasn't been a great season as a team, but that puts Nick up to 16 picks, and even with a lot of missed opportunities, he could be headed for 20 by the end of the year. And offense was able to turn that into 3 as on 3rd down, Nick playing the cover 3, but the flat route comes open. We're able to come through for the tackle. All right, can offense please get something cooking here, man? No, they cannot. And Nebraska's starting to put a drive together, running off the edge here, and Nick makes a touchdown saving tackle. We needed to get downhill faster there though. Gonna have another 3rd down though, and Nick playing the flats, gonna lurk up the out route, and we're on it for the pick. And this one is gonna go back for 6. Nobody even close to us. We're gonna start high stepping at the 5. 17 picks on the year. Let's go. And I'm hoping that Dylan Raiola's got at least one more for us before it's all said and done. Offense unfortunately just continues to be trash here, man. They turn it over, and we find ourselves backed up in the red zone. Gonna have a 3rd down with time ticking down before half. Nick can't get off the blocks, but we're able to make the tackle, and defense just keeps on coming up big. 10-10 going into the 2nd half. Defense is going to need to come up with at least one more turnover, and we got 3rd and 15 here. Maybe this will be our chance. Watching out for the corner route. Bro, why did I get that stupid stumble animation? I guess it's maybe because I stopped strafing, but god, that is annoying. Just let me go where I'm trying to go. So we give up a pretty killer 1st down there, but on 1st and goal, looks like we got a pick. Okay, Nick gets bailed out by his teammate. Can't make another mistake like that if we want to win this game, dude, but they're gonna test us deep again here. This is a moon ball from Raiola, but Nick is on it for his 3rd of the day, and come on, man, we got a little bit of room. Let's put offense offense in a position where they can at least get 3 because God knows they need the help. We'll turn it into a near 30-yard return, but still, nothing from the boys. I mean, this is just crazy. We are going to have to do it all ourselves, and I wish I saw that screen a half second earlier. Got a big third down here and kind of a weird formation from Nebraska. We accidentally bumped our corner, but they come to us and we're able to get the pass breakup. And it is just stop after stop from this defense. But we're starting to get tired, and Nebraska running off tackle. We were so close to getting him in the backfield. Instead, it's going to be a huge gain. And with the way offense is playing, man, all Nebraska really needs here is a field goal. But on second down, we're going to get a huge sack. Just had lockup coverage all over. All right, 3rd and 8. We're going cover 4. Got Nick in the nickel, and we're all over that corner route. They just dump it off, and we're able to make the tackle. Probably let him back into field goal range, but what more can you ask from this defense? And okay, Nebraska missed the field goal, and getting the ball right back, they almost came right to us, dude. I wasn't ready for that throw. Could have been a huge play. So we are once again backed up against the wall. Nick playing a flat zone here, and I was hoping they'd come to us, but they got a guy on the other side, and that might be killer. With time ticking down under 2 minutes, we need to find a way to make a play. And Nick guarding the slot, they're gonna come his way, and he gets the pick, his 4th of the day. And oh my god, dude, we've actually got a lane here. Nick is gonna take this past the lineman and all the way for a touchdown. Potential game winner, one of the most clutch plays of his career. And this has turned into one of his best games ever. All we gotta do now is keep the Huskers out of the end zone. Let's see if we can do it. Just sitting in the cover 3 on the 3rd down, and they're gonna go over the middle. We get the knockout, and it'll be 4th and 10 for the Huskers. We're playing that zone again. They're just gonna dump it off, and Nick makes the tackle short of the sticks. He almost single-handedly got the dub in this game, and we pull off a big-time upset on the road without offense scoring a single touchdown. In my opinion, this was the best game of his career. Led the team in tackles, was insanely clutch with 4 picks, 2 pick sixes, and a pass deflection. Nick is finally back up on that Heisman watch where he belongs. And jumping up to number 18, we are most definitely in that playoff picture. We got a big-time game here against Washington, a little traditional Pac-12 game. This is Nick's chance to lock down the Heisman Trophy for the 2nd straight year. And early on this drive, he's gonna jump the slant route and get it. That's his 20th pick of the season. And with one more, man, he's gonna break his own single season interception record. Washington is right back at us though. Offense, once again, not seeming like they're gonna give us any help. And the Huskies move back into field goal range with that pass. Need to lock up down here in the red zone, and Nick trying to guard the crosser. Oh dude, I did not expect that out route. We get fried up and Washington takes the lead. We are in trouble here early on in this game. Nick's gonna have to make some more plays, and they're trying him again here. I didn't see that ball coming, but we get our hands on it at least. And Washington again putting together a drive here as Nick gets cooked on the out route again, dude. That route has just been killing us. We've at least got to get a stop here on 3rd and goal and send in the pressure. It's gonna hit. Quarterback didn't even have a chance to get it off. Offense just continues to give us absolutely nothing though, man. They got 0 points late in the 3rd quarter, and Washington's gonna make it a 4-score lead. This game has become an embarrassment, but Washington's still passing the ball and going deep here. Nick is gonna come down with his 2nd pick of the day, and with that, he's got 21 on the season. At least something positive came out of this game, because I don't think we got a shot to win it. Offense did finally get a field goal, and Washington backed up in their own end zone here. We're going to get a safety. Okay, maybe that gives us a chance. And offense gets us within 16. We definitely got a shot now, and they're coming Nick's way here. We didn't time that right, but Nick somehow gets the pick, snatching it away from the receiver. His 3rd on the day, and that just might put us in business, bro. All of a sudden, it's an 8-point game, and we've got a very real chance now. On 3rd down, we're going to get the stop, too. Come on, offense. Come on, man. Oh, they can't get anything. Feels like we need a turnover if we want to win. As they're going to run the ball, we get them to 3rd down again, and we'll take our first time out. Okay, well, here we go. 3rd down and 5. They're going with 5 wide and trying to throw a deep ball, but it doesn't work out. We give offense one more chance. All right, boys. Come on. You've been bad all season. Do something right here. Ah, man. Looks like we're going to fall just short of our comeback bid. Offense might have one more chance here, but can't do anything with it once again. Nick tried his best, but Washington beats us. With 3 picks on the day, though, the boy does not have a lot to hang his head about. We'll be watching the conference championship game from the sideline, but with that performance, Nick put himself at number 1 on the Heisman watch. But missing out on a conference championship game, he is not going to win it. That is depressing, bro. This was definitely Nick's best season yet, statistics-wise. Didn't have as many tackles as last year, but 22 picks is crazy. And we wind up in the Rate Bowl. That's pretty lame. Man, we fell just short too, just barely sliding down to number 2. But with a crazy game today, we could at least get to 25 interceptions on the season. You're going to have back to have a crazy game today against Oklahoma State, and they're already down to the goal line, but Nick fighting through the block, making a beautiful play on a screen, and that's a big third down stop. And wow, offense actually gets a touchdown right out the gates. This is going to go well if they're able to do that a couple of times, and we get a stop on the ensuing third down. Wow, man, 2 touchdowns in a row, this is unheard of. And now defense has just got to hold it down, but I'm still trying to go for those big plays, tried to strip the dude there. Oklahoma State hasn't been giving us many pick opportunities, and going with a tricky play here, I almost bit down on that wheel, and we end up getting the sack. So we got the lead going into the second half, and Nick playing a little cover 3 here. Slot dude's gonna run a deep ball, and they're coming our way. That ball is hanging up in the air forever. Nick's eventually gonna go up and try to get it, but drops it. I just couldn't time pressing the triangle button right, bro. I couldn't see the ball. So still just clinging onto this lead here, and on this play, dude, Nick gets cooked up on the curl. Not our best look, but we're able to force a fumble, and Nick's able to pick it up himself and turn around. This is gonna be a fumble recovery for 6. One of the cleanest plays of the season for our boy. Came out of a really bad piece of coverage. By the way, I didn't just actually like misread it that horribly. Something about the change of direction in this game just throws you off course sometimes. And the game's still not over yet. Oklahoma State down by 11 is driving, and they're going with that curl out again. This time we're all over it. I just sensed it coming, and Nick has it going the other way. I don't know if we picked off one of those all season. The type of coverage I've been playing isn't good for jumping it, so it feels good to get it this time. We still need 2 more picks to reach 25 on the season though. We're gonna have to bait up hard to get there, and they're coming our way on the streak route. Give me that, and we got a perfect lane. This is gonna turn into a 3rd touchdown on the day for Nick. He is going absolutely crazy diving into the end zone. With 2 minutes left, our chance to get the 3rd is running out. They're going deep ball again. We bait that up, and I am starting to perfect that. Let's go. 3rd on the day, 25th on the season. Nick is trying to show the Heisman voters the error of their ways. And hey, we're not done yet. Still plenty of time left here. And guarding the seam route, they're coming our way again. How about 4 on the day? Give me that. We got a little bit of room to run that back too. The lineman trying to chase us down. Nick hits a spin move and isn't able to get out of there, but that's a great way to end the season. So the season might not have been great for the Ducks, but it turned out to be excellent for Nick. Absolutely absurd final game. Our quarterback may have only completed 41% of his passes, but Nick made up for it, scoring multiple touchdowns, leading the team in tackles, 4 interceptions, a forced fumble, a pass deflection, a fumble recovery. Just an unbelievable game. Nick finishes the season, first of all, leading the team in tackles, this time from the outside cornerback position. 10 tackles for loss, 26 interceptions, over 500 return yards, 9 touchdowns, 11 deflections. They actually didn't credit us with that forced fumble, but we got the fumble recovery. And next year, man, we're coming for that 30 pick mark. Let's get it. Be sure to drop a like and comment on the video, and let me know if you think Nick should transfer. I'll see you in the next one. Peace. Nick Sabaka III has put together one of the greatest careers in college football history. He's already made it to the college football playoffs, caught over 60 interceptions, and won the Heisman Trophy, but one thing that he hasn't done is win the national title. Nick had transferred from Oklahoma to Oregon, hoping to find an offense that would help him do that, but after a season of the Ducks falling flat in their biggest moments, he found himself missing his old school. So in an unprecedented move, he decided to transfer back to Oklahoma to play his senior season for the Sooners. It'll be natty or bust, and if he can't win a championship this season, I'll be sending one random person who likes and comments on this video my great-grandfather's priceless golden pocket watch, which has been passed down as an heirloom through my family for generations. Let's go ahead and get into Nick's final year of college football. This is sort of like LeBron James coming back to Cleveland, and Nick intends to do nothing short of winning Oklahoma a national championship, and the Rams already tested us early on, and Nick gets his first pick of the season, and this one's headed back. We've got a pretty good angle on this. It should be a pick 6. This wide receiver's trying to hawk us down, but Nick is going to get up out of there and jump into the end zone. Beautiful way to start the season. We're already out to a 14-0 lead here, but Colorado State threatening to score. Not for long though, sitting in the cover 2, Nick ranges over the middle and gets the pick on the slant, and we almost got out of there for a 100+ yard pick 6. And I'm gonna be honest, y'all, the early signs from this Oklahoma offense have not been super promising, so this game is still kind of close heading into the second half, only 17-3. And backed up against the goal line again, Colorado State gonna blast forward for their first touchdown of the game, which makes this look just a little bit scary. Okay, offense was at least able to answer, so now we're looking pretty good, but it's not over yet. Still got to fend off this drive, and that could have been another interception. I wasn't quite ready for the ball, and we weren't quite able to come up with that pick, but we got a 4th down here. Chance to basically end the game, and dude coming over the middle, Nick gets the hit and knocks out the ball, which should be a game-winning play. Or maybe not quite, actually. Offense actually managed to throw a pick 6, and then they went 3 and out on the next drive. So this game still has a chance to go to overtime. Thankfully, we get a sack on 3rd down, though. Now we just got to make
make sure to keep everything in front of us, just going 2-man under. They go to the other side and we get the knockout. That should do it. So a patchy performance by our offense for sure, but a great game in his return to Oklahoma for Nick. Had 2 interceptions, including a pick 6 and 2 deflections, and Nick has already worked his way onto the Heisman watch. Kind of funny detail, by the way, the head coach of the Sooners is now Steve Sarkisian. I wonder what the heck happened there. And in this next game, we're taking on Temple, hoping this is one where we can rack up a ton of stats in, and we started out with a big hit. Nick's man running a fade ball here, and we're going to give him a ton of cushion, baiting this up and getting under it for the pick, and we're turning around, trying to turn this into a return. And I already know Nick is faster than everybody on this team. We're not going to have the angle, but Nick stiff arming his way down inside the 10. Let's go. This is exactly what I was hoping to see in this game. We're absolutely dominating in the first half, and that was almost a second pick for Nick. Maybe the most encouraging thing about this game, by the way, is that offense is balling out. They scored 31 points in the first half alone. Obviously, we're taking on the Temple defense, but that's still a pretty good sign, and Nick kind of getting routed up here, but still able to make the deflection. I feel like we need to get at least one more pick before we get out of here, though, and guarding the crosser, this should be our chance, but Nick drops it. If we want to get to our interception goal, we simply cannot be doing that, and unfortunately, it looks like that might have been our last chance. Our dude is going to take it to the end zone for a pick 6 at least. So that'll do it. Only 1 pick on the day, but we do get a huge win, and a solid game overall for Nick, but could have been way bigger. So after that win, we're up to number 6 in the country, but this will be our first true test, taking on our first Power 4 opponent in Houston, and I need to see a big day from Nick here. We're going to play the nickel a little bit more today, and it's going to work out here as they throw us the streak ball. Time that perfectly, and we're going to go ahead and cut this back to the right. Don't think we're going to take it to the house, but we'll just get as many yards as we can, putting offense in a great position to score. Unfortunately, they do seem to be struggling just a little bit more in this game, and they were able to get a touchdown, so we're looking pretty good here, up 14-10, and Nick baiting this up. They're going to come his way, and this ball hanging in the air forever. That was actually placed perfectly, but we're able to get the break up at least. We are still locked in a battle headed into the second half, though. Haven't been able to get that second pick, but we do pick up another deflection there, and we're going to have a huge third down. Looks like slants all across the field. We box ours up, but they got the one on the other side open. Damn. Now we need to come up with a goal line stop, and they're going with a stack formation. Don't have the play I want for this, but even in the cover 3, we're able to come down and get the pick, and our blocker's actually going to be able to get the tackle, but we'll take it, man. Big time play from Nick. Offense just struggling, though. They keep giving the ball back, and Houston has another chance to score here, but sitting in the cover 2, we just play lockup coverage, at least forcing a field goal. Going into the fourth quarter, though, it's looking like we're going to need another interception, and mind you, man, Houston's got like a 75 overall defense. This is not a team that we should be struggling with so much, but oh god, they're testing Nick again here, and that throw was just perfect. I couldn't get to it, and Nick gets fried up for a killer touchdown. We just got a little bit too aggressive there, and I was hoping that screen pass would be a chance at redemption. They throw it to the other side instead. So we've got a 3rd down and 10. We're just in the cover 3. Looks like slants over here. They go to the other side, and oh no, this is taking way too long. Did they complete that? Looks like somehow they did. So just like that, our backs are really up against the wall, but on this 3rd down, we are going to be able to get the stop. Come on, offense, please do something for us. Oh my god. The worst part is we can't even really blame them for this one. Nick gave up the biggest play of the game, and to add insult to injury, the running back goes right through us on 2nd down. This 3rd and 13 is going to be our last chance, and Houston is actually going to pass it here, going the other way, and okay, we get the stop. Offense at least has another chance. Come on, man, just 1 touchdown, please, let's go. All right, we are officially alive in this game. This is a dangerous situation. Houston with 3 timeouts just has to get into field goal range. We've already made them use 2 of those timeouts, and they just go over the middle. They use the last one. Okay, man, 2nd and 7. I'm playing the flat. Just got to keep things in front of us here, and they go the other way, picking up the 1st down. Oh no. Okay, now I feel like we got to send a little bit of pressure. Man up against the slot and boxing that up, dude. Okay, they go to the drag route. Clock's gonna run out here. They're gonna try to down the ball, but they're all the way backed up on the 40-yard line. This is gonna be a very long field goal. All right, come on, Sim. Please don't screw us over. Let's go. They missed the field goal. We somehow managed to pull out a dub. Nick gave up the touchdown, but he is just happy to get the win. Of course, he didn't play terrible. We did have 2 interceptions and 2 deflections, but in his senior season, we expect a little bit better from him. So we limp into our SEC opener against Auburn, who's thankfully not too good this year. And in the second quarter here, they're gonna throw it to Nick on the slants. Let's go. Not sure what the quarterback was doing, but we baited it up. And with that, offense is gonna go down and give us the lead. Now we just need to go lock up before halftime, and I read that screen way too late, but for some reason the receiver just runs right into us. So we got 3rd and 8, and not sure what this is. Quarterback's coming our way, and I didn't expect that at all. Kind of a crazy call from Auburn on 3rd down. Headed to the second half, this honestly looks like a pretty even matchup. The thing that's keeping us in the game right now now is our offense, which actually feels pretty good to say. And here on third goal, we're actually going to get an interception. Big time stand for this defense. Offense will have it at the 1 though. And I was worried they were going to take a safety, but they drive all the way down for 3. So a potential 10-point flip, but Auburn going deep the other way. And dude, and offense has continued to ball out. We just got to come up with another stand here late in the fourth quarter. And Auburn has no timeouts, just got to keep everything in front of us here. Gonna try playing a little cover 4, which I don't normally do, and they're gonna try to back shoulder us, but Nick able to knock it out, making it 4th down and 5. All right, here we go. Nick's gonna play the nickel, and they go over the middle. We stop them short. That should be the game. It wasn't the most eventful day for Nick, but we get the dub in the SEC opener. We were at least able to get 1 interception early. They actually didn't credit us with that deflection. 4 games in though, only 6 picks. We gotta try to get those numbers up. This next game is the big one, man. We're at home taking on number 11 Alabama. This is the one that's going to decide how the rest of the season's probably going to go. Nick is going to have to play lights out in this game for his team to win. I'm not sure what to expect from offense, and oh man, we almost got a pick 6 there. And so far, this thing is looking pretty good. Been kind of slow going, but defense is locking up. Nick lays down the big hit on 3rd down, and our offense so far is doing what I'd hope they'd do. And headed into the fourth quarter, we're clinging onto this 4-point lead. One play is all that it takes to blow this thing open though, and Nick's receiver running a curl route here. He strafes up perfectly and jumps it, and this is going to go back to the crib for a pick 6 potential game-winning play. Let's go, man. Picking off those curls feels so good. We've still got to close this thing out though, and Bama's got a minute 20 seconds to take the lead, but just dumping it off here, and they don't have any timeouts. Just got to keep everything in front of us, and we're sitting in the cover 3. They go to the other side, and we're going to get a pick, which should do it for this one. Let's go. Nick gets one of the biggest wins of his career, and that should vault us into the top 5 for sure. Not his craziest day, but he had undoubtedly the biggest play of the game with the pick 6. And okay, this is weird. Somehow we actually didn't jump up in the rankings at all after that, even though Texas A&M was idle. But we got a chance for another big win against number 8 Ole Miss. And this one is a full-on rain game. It has been pretty ugly so far here in the first quarter. Ole Miss runs the ball in this game way more than they do in real life, which makes them quite boring to play against. And we have just been quietly plugging away, stopping everything they do on offense. And our own offense has been going crazy, scoring 34 points going into the 3rd. We still haven't been able to come across that pick, but I'm just happy we're winning, man. Nick's biggest goal this season was to get to that championship, and unfortunately his coach actually took him out for the fourth quarter. That is not good for the Heisman hopes. We really weren't able to pick up any stats in this one, but Nick's still looking pretty happy. This next one is even bigger. We're taking on Texas in the Red River rivalry. This is one of the biggest ever games in this rivalry series. 2 versus 4 matchup, potential college football playoff play-in game, and we've got a 3rd down here early on. Texas on our side of the field, and they're going to try Nick deep for the first time, and he's going to come down with the pick. Had a teammate there to help him as well, and that's a beautiful start to this game, man. Just what we wanted to see. And offense punching it in as well. They're doing their part this year. This team might have the goods after all. We are looking great here. Just got to box up before the end of the half, but Texas going with some kind of deep strike, and they got a guy wide open. That is not ideal. Now we got a 1st and goal situation, playing a little cover 2. They just go over the middle, and they're going to get this game within 1 score. Huge drive from the Longhorns before halftime, and this one's going to be a battle after all. We have to ball out in the second half, and oh my god, I didn't realize that was coming our way. Ball just bounces right off of Nick's head. Should have been his 2nd interception on the day. Instead, tie ball game, and Texas has the ball back already. This is looking dangerous. Need to stop here on this 3rd and 13, and Nick's man just running an out route. Was hoping we'd have that baited up, but they go the other way, and we do get the stop. Texas able to take the lead with a field goal though, in what has become a defensive game after all. But tested Nick here, and bro, oh, we're so close to the pick 6. I was not expecting him to throw that. Couple of missed opportunities at picks here down the stretch, and Texas driving it now and taking a ton of time off the clock. That was a huge 3rd down pickup. Longhorns are starting to chew some clock, but throwing the ball here and actually coming our way, we're able to get the deflection. That was a weird play. Makes it 2nd down, and they're going with this screen play. Oh man, that might have been our chance. We're not able to make a play. So this is going to be the game. 3rd and 7, playing some zone, watching the curl routes, and bro, where's our flat zone at? Come on, man. Nick's able to stop him short, but that's probably going to be killer. We do get a tackle for loss on 1st and goal at least. And just going full run commit, Texas going to go QB keep. They faked us out, and that is probably going to do it for this one. So after such a great start, we take a really tough loss. Again, man, Nick played well, but missed a couple of big opportunities. Had the 1 interception on the day, but could have easily been 3 or 4. We are thankfully still sitting at number 7 in the rankings, so as long as we win the games we're supposed to win, we should be okay. And South Carolina is one of those teams that can be dangerous even when they don't have a good record, but we're starting off this game nice, already
already having the lead, we get a pick six. And offense also balling out in this game. We got 24 points already going into the second quarter, and manned up against the tight end. Nick is going to get his first pick of the day, and we got a shot to turn this into 6. Gonna have to beat the quarterback. We try to juke him out and doing a tightrope down the sideline. Nick is not quite going to be able to take it into the end zone, but that was a nice return. So this game kind of turning into a blowout here, and it is going to become even more so. Defense forcing a fumble before halftime, and this one's going to go all the way to the house. We have been causing turnovers like crazy today, and I'm hoping that Nick can get some more before this game is done, as guarding an in route, as playing some perfect man coverage here. They're going to throw it his way from some reason, and there we've got our second of the day. That's our 10th on the season, I believe, and that is pretty much going to seal this game up in the fourth quarter, man. Offense and defense are both just playing beautiful today. We are again looking like a championship team, and Nick getting tried again here, gets under that ball and plays it perfectly. We got 3 picks on the day, and man, it feels good. We have not had a lot of multi-pick games, and if offense doesn't kill too much clock, we could maybe get another one before it's all said and done. And South Carolina is going to have one last possession here, going with 5 wide and running some corner routes. I can't see where that ball is at all, but Nick is still going to find his way under it, and we got 4 on the day. Let's go, man. One of the best games of our boys' career, and we get out of there with a blowout dub. Nick caught everything that was thrown his way today, and more than 90 return yards as well. That performance earns us National Defensive Player of the Week, and puts our team back up in the top 5. Next game's going to be a little bit tougher though. We head to Missouri, rivalry game, and they're ranked in the top 25. And Missouri has a dangerous offense. We trade touchdowns on the first couple of drives. They've got a lot of small speedsters at wide receiver, which might be kind of tough to cover. We're going to be manned up against one of them in the slot here, and looks like this is a corner route. Ball comes right our way, and Nick all over that. Beautiful coverage in the slot, and offense is rolling here. We got a 14-7 lead going into the second quarter, and Nick back to playing the outside is going to get tricked with a crazy route from his receiver. We might be cooked, but a kind of bad throw from the quarterback is going to allow us to swat that away. Man coverage might be tough in this game. Maybe we'll run a little bit more cover 2, but trying it on the goal line here, Missouri's going to pick up a touchdown. Okay, this is looking a little bit scary late in the second quarter. Seeing a little corner route here though, Nick plays that beautifully, getting another pick. Absolutely huge play, changing the momentum of this game, and we're going to get a nice return, almost getting out of there for 6. And I don't know what happened, but coming out of halftime, we suddenly have a 3-score lead. We must have made a play on special teams or something, and oh man, didn't see that route coming at all. We get cooked up. On the ensuing play though, we're playing man coverage, and our dude underneath is going to get the pick. This man, I don't even know his name, but number 47 gets hella picks. I think he's got like 5 or more on the season, and we could blow this game open right here. This game went from looking like a nail biter to being a 35-point beatdown. We got almost 50 points headed into the fourth quarter, and offense pretty much just killed clock in the fourth quarter. We destroy Missouri on the road. This performance should all but cement the Sooners as a playoff team. With 3 games left, we now have a very solid 14 interceptions on the season, but even though we're ranked number 4 in the country, Nick somehow still nowhere to be found on the Heisman watch. And man, this schedule is crazy. We got another top 5 matchup. We're gonna need to go ball out yet again, and early on here, Tennessee running their wide offense, and what are you doing, bro? They throw the ball right to us, and this is of course going back to the house. This receiver trying to run us down, but even if you're 99 speed, buddy, you are not catching Nick Sabaka. We take it to the crib. So we are looking beautiful here going into the second quarter. Tennessee threatening to score though, and coming Nick's way. We're gonna get the pick, but I think this might be coming back. We bumped the receiver just a little bit. I didn't think it was enough for interference, but they're gonna go ahead and call it. And on 3rd and goal, they're running the same play, but just running it up the middle, and they'll get the touchdown. Damn. Offense is rolling though, so we're still looking great, up 24-14, and they're coming with a screen our way. Oh, bro, that should have been a pick 6. I just didn't undercut it quite right. Just a huge missed opportunity, and Tennessee going RPO again, and once again coming our way. Dude, why can't we jump this right? We just can't be missing on those, and Tennessee going with a pass play here, and I can't see what's happening, but it looks like it's going to be a touchdown. And to make matters worse, offense immediately turns it over. This game is totally flipped on its head here. After a fortuitous penalty though, we've got a 3rd and super long here, and Tennessee gonna try to throw a fade ball, but we're on that, at least holding them to a field goal. And here we go. Our offense was able to get a field goal of their own, so we've got a 3-point lead with just a minute left. This is it, man. Can we hold on? Oh no, I don't like the looks of that. Tennessee goes over top, and somehow our guy got cooked up. Where is our safety, bro? That is unbelievable. So we are gonna take a heartbreaking loss at home. A win there would have totally locked up our playoff spot, and Nick had a lot of missed opportunities to put this game away. Sitting at number 8, we probably have to win our last 2 games to stay in it for sure. This next game should hopefully be a little bit easier as we take on Virginia Tech, and early on. Nick blows up dude in the backfield and forces a fumble. I don't know why our boy is just standing there, but our teammate's gonna pick it up and take it in for a touchdown. Our first forced fumble of the season. Let's go. And since Nick's kind of hitting like a safety today, I'm gonna put him in this cash position, but maybe that was a mistake because the cornerback we put out there instead got absolutely fried up by Virginia Tech's wide receiver, and that puts him right back in this game. I'm pretty sure that dude has platinum takeoff, so we definitely should cover him ourselves for the rest of the game. And we see a little comeback right here. They're gonna throw this late, and Nick is on it just in time, and this is going the other way. Gonna be another pick six, man. Let's go. Absolutely massive momentum shifter. So now we're looking solid, got a third down, and just playing some man coverage. Virginia not coming our way, but we're gonna get a pick. And offense, unfortunately, isn't quite able to put it away despite that. But with a 13-point lead, we just need to keep things in front of us, which can sometimes be easier said than done. This is gonna be VT's last gasp right here, though. 4th and 4, going back to the slot, and what on earth is that route tree? The quarterback's taken off though, and he's actually got tons of space up the middle. Maybe that was a draw or something. This time I'm putting a safety over top of our outside cornerbacks, and I was thinking this would be a safe coverage, but the way Virginia Tech's movement is making me nervous. We need this drive to be killing more clock, and I wasn't really ready for that slant. Dude cooked us up, and the Hokies gonna get a touchdown. Okay, so now this is looking kind of scary, man. 21-27. Season is on the line here. At least Virginia Tech doesn't have any timeouts, and we're gonna have a 4th and 7 here. This is probably the game. Need to box up this time, and oh no, don't like the looks at that. They found the seam. Cover 3 feels the least scary, but we've still got to guard this number 14 dude, and oh my god, they're coming our way here. We can't get fried, bro. Nick is going to come up with a pick, somehow getting his foot down. Thank god, bro. One of the clutchest plays of his career for sure. And we get out of there with a nail-biting dub. This time, Nick really came through and accounted. 3 turnovers will be good for another National Defensive Player of the Week. Still not enough to put us on that Heisman watch though, damn. It does look like we're probably out of the conference championship game picture, and this game is going to be our last chance. We take on number 9 LSU, basically a playoff play-in game. This is one of the biggest games of Nick's career for sure. I think it's a must-win if we want to go to the playoffs. Don't think we make it in if we lose. LSU has a really high overall offense, so this is going to be a huge test for our defense. It might be a high-scoring game. Turnovers are going to be essential, and LSU going with a screen here, not even blocking Nick. What are you doing, man? We will take that and head the other way, and we crack open the game with a pick 6 on the first drive. Let's go. And offense is doing their part so far. 2 touchdowns already, and LSU going with a little C route here, and we're on that for the pick. Nick is going the other way, and we've got a lane here, man. LSU does not have the speed to keep up, and it's going to be a second pick 6 on the day. Let's go, boys. Nick is absolutely balling out in one of the biggest games of his career. So we got 35 points in the second quarter. I didn't expect this. This game might just be a blowout, man. Low-key, if we pick up another touchdown, we can start playing for stats a little bit more. Not gonna say this game is over till it's over, though. I've seen some crazy stuff happen on this game, and man, that was just perfect coverage. They should have thrown us the ball. So this game, not totally secure headed into the second half. I don't know. I got a creepy feeling about it. We got to avoid big plays. And Nick's man running a little in route here. Oh, bro, I was not ready for the angle of that, and they're gonna put it right over our head for a touchdown. That makes this a whole lot scarier. 16-point game in the third quarter, and LSU with a little bit of momentum now. Another big completion, and they got Nick running this dude down. We're at least able to make the tackle, but man, some drama after all headed into the fourth quarter. Got a chance to third down stop here though. They're just going QB sneak, and we're actually able to plug that up. So a 4th and 1 for LSU. Let's see what we got. Looks like a run, and oh, I thought we were able to stop it short. LSU gonna run our little read option here though, and yeah, I was not ready for that. They fry us up. Okay, this becomes a massive 2-point conversion here. Just playing the flat. They're gonna come right to us, and Nick forces the fumble on the 2-point conversion. Almost cost us if that dude were able to pick it up, but we'll take it, man. Sadly, that one doesn't go on the stat sheet, and offense just gives it right back to LSU. The momentum is so real, and now I'm playing scared. Cover 3, we're just dropping back, keeping it directly in front of us. Gonna put Nick in a little flat zone here, and we're all over that. They dump it off over the middle, and okay, man, we got 4th down. 4th and 5 for the season. Let's get it. Sitting in a cover 2 zone, and oh god, okay, they're gonna pick it up. Crawling down under the 2-minute warning. They got 2nd down, and what the hell is that route, bro? They actually throw it to that receiver, and we're able to knock it out. And we're gonna have another 4th down here. Come on, man. They're just running it up the middle, and that is way too easy. They actually had to go ahead and use their first time out, and actually running the ball here. Okay, kind of a weird call. They're able to get out of bounds though. Minute 20 left. They just go spacing, and they're gonna get the touchdown. Man, it's a good thing we didn't give up that 2-point conversion. Please just kill the clock offense. offense. Please, let's go. They did it. I really thought that they were going to hang us out to dry. They did absolutely nothing in the second half, bro. It turned out that we really need those pick sixes. And hey, man, if it were up to me, that would put a stamp on Nick as the Heisman winner. He didn't play perfect, but those were huge plays. And hey, look at this. I've never seen this before. After the big dub, EA Sports asked us to be on the cover of the new college football game. Nick Sabaka edition, hell yeah. So we do unfortunately miss out on the conference championship game. That's going to be number 2 Tennessee versus number 4 Georgia. Unfortunately, we're not going to win the Heisman this year, despite the fact that we had 19 interceptions in the regular season. We are, of course, going to clean up every other award. But man, I'm a little disappointed. Nick only got a Heisman trophy in his sophomore season, which was actually statistically probably his weakest year. He had the least amount of interceptions at least. And bro, look who we've got in the first round of the college football playoffs. That is weird. Crazy, man. We didn't even make it on the Heisman watch. Gonna make one last little upgrade here before the playoffs. Nick is already a 99 overall, but we've been able to upgrade the tackle all the way up to 87. Here's our college football playoff bracket. Missouri State's in here, bro. I didn't even realize they were in the FBS, to be honest. So here we go, man. We get a playoff game at home, the second of Nick's career, first since his freshman season. Let's hope this one goes a little bit better than that game against Texas Tech. It is, of course, hard to beat the same team twice in a row, especially when they're a good team like LSU. But on this first drive, they're coming right to us. Nick's able to get the knockout, and offense driving it right downfield. Beautiful. And on third down here, looks like LSU is going to test Nick again, and this time he gets hands on it, but can't quite come down with it. Damn, bro, we got to have those in the playoffs. 2 deflections for the boy already, and here on third down, playing some cover 2, and we're in the right place at the right time. Dude throws it right to us, and it seems like Nick's kind of a magnet for the ball so far. This game has started off just as well as the last, and Nick is feeling the energy of the crowd, guarding the slant here. I was hoping they'd come our way again, but they find the tight end. Gotta step this LSU drive in its tracks to stay ahead of it, and they're going screen here. Nick able to fight through the block and gets his second pick of the day. What a play, man. We are going crazy here again in the first half. Let's see if we can keep it going here in the second. Oh my god, bro, they went screen right out the gates. I didn't react to it correctly. All right, we got a big 3rd and 9. Gonna try out a little cover 3 against this bunch formation, and let's see what we get. Watching for an out route. They're gonna just chuck it up deep, and are we cooked? Oh, bro, where's our safety to help us out? That was a perfect pass as well. Damn. All right, that's a tough one, so we give up the touchdown. Gonna have to find a way to make up for that. Looks like we're gonna get a chance. It's a deep ball hanging up in the air forever, and Nick able to get under it and get the pick. And let's take this the other way, man. Offense hasn't been doing anything. We gotta help them out, and the angle is set up perfectly. Nick is gonna cruise into the end zone. 3rd pick of the day is a pick 6. Bang. That is our 22nd pick on the season, and man, if we keep cruising through the playoffs, we could potentially get to 30 here. Still some work to do to go get this dub though. And LSU going C route here, and oh bro, we're just a half second late. Got a box up on the goal line now. They're running the exact same play here, and this time we're all over it. They just dump it off. 2nd and goal. This could definitely be a screen. Nope, out route instead. We box that up, and they've got something open. Just like that, it's a 1-score game, dude. I think I'm just gonna go cover 3 on 3rd and 18, keep everything in front of us, and oh my god, they're coming our way. We're able to knock it out. That was a tough play, and we needed that stop bad too. Offense doesn't even flip the field though. LSU's got it back at midfield, and looks like some kind of screen here, but Nick is all over it, jumping it beautifully. It's gonna be his 4th of the day, and another pick 6. Are you kidding me? What a beautiful read from number 2. The home crowd is going nuts. They would need to get an onside kick at this point, and on 2nd and goal, we're able to get the sack. Yes, sir. Okay, 3rd and goal. Let's see what we got. Trying to read the QB's eyes, and they throw it right over the middle. Gonna be a game-stealing pick, and this defense really stepped up, man. That'll do it. Nick gets the first playoff dub of his career. He was absolutely the MVP. An insane 4-pick, 3 deflection, 2 defensive touchdown performance, and a game where we only scored 28 points too. And next up, we go to the Rose Bowl to take on Nebraska. A little classic rivalry game matchup. Looks like it was pretty much chalk in the first round. Even if we win this game, our next round matchup's gonna be really tough. Nick fared well against Nebraska last season though. Hopefully he can do it again. First time playing in the Rose Bowl for him. This is going to be an interesting matchup for sure. Don't know what to expect here. Nebraska's actually 13-0. Kind of shocking they're only the 3 seed. I guess maybe the top 2 seeds were even better. Might mean that they've just played an easy schedule, so maybe they're a little bit fraudulent. We'll see here. We are able to get a 3rd down stop early on. Offense continues to struggle though. This is going to be another game where we need defense to lock up. Nick has got to find a way to force at least 1 turnover. Nebraska's been able to get it down into our territory though and go and play action. We got that boxed up, but on the other side they don't. 22 is going to get loose and make a crazy move to get into the end zone. Okay, offense gets 3, but it's looking tough early on. Hopefully the stage isn't too big for this team. So far, our guys are getting cooked. Might need to start mixing in more zone coverage and going with the cover 3 there. We're able to get it to 3rd down. Okay, so huge 3rd and 10 here. Let's see what we got. I'm expecting the comeback route and we get the sack before it can even break. And bang, offense takes the lead. Just what we needed to see. And what's this, bro? They're going to run it on 3rd and long. This is a Big Ten team we're playing against after all. And now offense is pouncing on it. 17-7. That's huge. As Nick just playing textbook coverage here, not taking any risks. They're still going to come his way though, and we're on that. Oh, bro. Mistimed it just a little bit, but we should have had that. So that makes it a 3rd and 6. Let's see what we got. Going back to the man coverage, our guy runs a C route, and they're coming our way. Give me that. First pick at the Rose Bowl for Nick, and we have totally turned this game on its head with great defense. Taking a 17-point lead just like that. Let's go, man. 24 picks for Nick now. We are locking up this dude's weak routes. On 3rd and long, we're going to go zone and could probably bait this up, but not wanting to take any risks with the big lead. We're here to win the playoffs, man. The game is not over yet. We got to keep playing smart and a little goal line defense here. We're guarding it over the middle and quarterback. I knew you were going to throw that, buddy. We're all over it, and this is going to go the other way for one of the longest pick sixes of Nick's career. He is dialed the hell in for the playoffs. We are strapping up everything, man. Nebraska is just hapless to do anything here, and guarding this drag again. Knew the quarterback was going to throw that. He misfires. Otherwise it would have probably been another pick 6. I want to get another pick before this is done, man. I want 30 on the season, and going with that C route again. Give me it, man. Let's take it the other way. Come on. We got to get the angle, and we are going to get hawked down, but a 3rd pick is crazy. We're playing our best ball in the playoffs, absolutely. I want to get a 4th, boys. At this point, we got nothing to lose. We're baiting up the deep ball. They're just going to keep chucking it our way, and we're going to keep on coming down with them. And this is basically like a punt return right here. Nick's coach won't let him return punts for some odd reason. If he did, Nick would have won the Heisman all 4 years because he can cook in the open field. We're not quite going to be able to get around that running back. But again, we're threatening that 5-pick game. I know it's coming. Come on. Again, though, instead of Nick picking it off, it's going to be somebody else. We take them either way, of course. And that's going to do it for a wonderful Rose Bowl. We're headed to the college football playoff semifinals. We just beat down an undefeated Nebraska team. And look at this performance from Nick. 4 interceptions, 180 return yards, 1 pass deflection, and a touchdown. Unbelievable. Alright, boys, time for the biggest game of Nick's life. We are trying to get revenge against the Georgia Bulldogs, who beat us down in the SEC championship game his freshman year. It's going to be a tough matchup for sure, man. Thankfully, offense started this out pretty nice with a touchdown, and on defense's first drive, we're able to get a 3rd down stop to hold them to 3. And actually, they missed the field goal. Okay, that's good stuff. I think we're going to need a turnover at some point, though, and almost got one there. We get the breakup. Pretty much perfect coverage there, and this time Nick's man runs a hitch, and we're able to get in there again. Kind of a weird animation. We knocked the ball out. I can tell it's going to be a kind of frustrating game on defense, and oh man, they're going screen here to the long side of the field. They don't throw it, though. It looks like it was a fake. Nick would have been right there for the pick. Hopefully they run a real run at some point, and Nick trying to cover up this in route here, and we get a pick on the other side of the field. This is going the other way, and it's going to be a pick 6 from our teammate. That is absolutely huge. We needed to start fast in this game, and we do just that. Now we can play a little bit more conservative and hope that offense just picks up 1 or 2 touchdowns, and we should be okay. We've just got to find ways to slow down this Georgia offense and get them to 3rd down, and that is exactly what we're going to do here with that hit. Gonna have a 3rd and 1, and Nick's man running a hitch. We're going to try to go for the pick, but we miss it by a half second, and this is going to go the other way. Dude even jukes out our guy for the touchdown. Man, that's a bad break. Obviously not great defense for Nick, but I feel like we kind of had to go for the big play there. On the ensuing drive, we got 3rd down. Georgia actually chewing a little bit of clock here and just going over the middle. This time we're able to make the tackle. We just need to play good, solid defense, and Georgia has one of the best playbooks in this game. Gonna go off tackle here, and we get just totally washed out by the block. At least able to track dude down eventually. So Georgia's on the move again. Their guy's gonna run this little post here. Nick is on it, and we can't get a reaction. Ball goes off his head. I even pressed triangle at the right time. That is a little bit frustrating. Next play, they're in the bunch formation, and coming our way again. That was a perfect throw. Damn, so we give up 2 touchdowns. Offense is able to answer with one of their own, though. That's pretty big. And after the way he's played these last couple games, I feel like Nick deserves a little bit of slack. Georgia coming right back at us with another drive. Defense has got to find a way to stop the bleeding here. Just one turnover would be all it would take. This game just has a different vibe to it, man. Georgia going 5 wide. Their dude runs it in, and I thought we'd have some help over the middle, but there's nobody. Oh boy, you could argue that Nick has given up all 3 touchdowns in this game. That is a brutal look. This has been a real comeback down to earth game, and we are locked in a war here at into the 4th. Gonna try to switch it up here on 3rd down and get into the slot and playing the cover 3. Dude, why are we giving up stuff over the middle in cover 3? I feel like playing the nickel's the move here, though. Haven't been doing well on the outside. Just gotta try to mix it up and see if we can make something happen, and we're able to get into 3rd down again. Okay, against my better judgment, can go back to the cover 3 here. Let's see what we got. 3rd and 13. Just gotta guard this corner route, and oh my god, dude, the middle again. What is going on over there, linebackers? It is a struggle out here against these Georgia wide receivers, and they're gonna go right up the middle for the touchdown, potentially killer, or maybe not. Offense answering quickly. We just have to get one stop, bro. Like literally one stop. Can we please do it, guys? Oh boy, gonna try to go back to man on 3rd down, sitting in the slot again, and we get cooked, but our linebacker is there. That's why I sat in the cover 1. And okay, despite a terrible game from defense, offense has a chance to win it right here. We just need to survive, and oh, they can't get anything. Can we lock up on 3rd and 8, sticking with the cover 3? And bro, did he pick that up? That was actually good coverage that time too. It's looking bad, man. Sitting in man, they just split us right up the seam. This Georgia offense is actually crazy, bro. Easily the best we played all season. Time down under a minute. We gotta bait up. We gotta bait up. They're coming our way, and oh my god, we get cooked. It's 1st and goal. That just can't be how we end Nick's career. It just can't. And it's not going to be because we get a pick on the goal line. Are you kidding me, bro? Can we take this out? Oh my god, we're gonna get caught by the lineman. Otherwise, that could have been a game winner. Wow, what a play. We've been terrible today, but that almost made up for it. And we are headed to overtime, the most intense game of this entire career mode. We've got to box up, and Nick gonna lay a big hit trying to force a fumble. All right, gonna try a little cover 2. Come on, man. Please work. Please work. Oh boy. Come on, guys. We gotta find a way to pull it out. Let's see. They go with the out route. Oh, please throw me that, bro. It's gonna be a touchdown over the middle. Georgia is gonna pull it out. What an absolute heartbreaker to end Nick's career, man. We were so close to that last play being a pick 6, and I just cannot win a natty in Road to Glory, dude. It's like we are cursed. Georgia is gonna go to the national championship game, and Nick is gonna go cry in the locker room. Look at this last interception, man. First of all, just a crazy play to get that away, but then it seemed like we had the angle, got up out of there, and man, like, if we just get away from that guy, we are to the house for sure. Really tough, especially after we gave up those touchdowns and stuff. It was a hard way to go out, but Nick finished his career with his best season. 28 interceptions, 500 return yards, 9 pick 6s, a forced fumble. Can't ask for much more from the boy. And he finished his career with an absurd 91 interceptions, over 2,000 return yards, 33 touchdowns just playing defense, 53 deflections, 5 forced fumbles, 3 fumble recoveries. I'm sad though, man. I wanted that national title really bad. You already know we're gonna go get that Super Bowl ring for Nick, though. Be sure to tune in for the next one. I'll see you guys. Peace. Nick Sabaka III just capped off an unbelievable college career. He caught almost 30 interceptions in a senior season and cemented himself as the greatest player in Oklahoma history. Sadly, despite his best efforts, the Sooners fell short in overtime of the playoff semifinals, so Nick wound up finishing his career without making it to the national title game, but there's still plenty of glory ahead for him in the NFL. Entering the combine, Nick was already a surefire #1 overall pick, and he put away any doubts with an excellent performance in every drill. The Chicago Bears had the #1 pick in the draft coming off of a miserable season, and Nick did in fact become the 4th member of the Sabaka family to go 1st overall. You'd think that Nick would be an instant starter for a struggling Chicago team, but weirdly his coaches wanted to make him fight for a job even after he showed his potential with a pick in the preseason. So he didn't end up starting in the Bears' first regular season game, but coach decided to give him one series, and on literally his 3rd play from scrimmage, he baited up JJ McCarthy and came up with the first pick of his professional career. Unfortunately, instead of keeping him on the field, his coaches made him watch the rest of the game from the bench as the Bears tied with the Vikings to open up the season. And for some reason, the only action that he saw in the next 3 games would be one more series against the Lions where he jumped a curl route beautifully for the first pick 6 of the year, but again watched the rest of the game from the sidelines as the Bears took a division loss. Despite his frustration with his coaches, Nick fought hard in practice to prove he belonged on the field, and they finally decided to give him the cornerback 2 spot headed into week 5. Let's go ahead and get into his first start and see if he can lock down the job. The time has come for Nick's first NFL start, and it's going to be in a rain game against the Commanders. And so far, Washington's been going pretty run heavy, but trying out a corner route here, and you know we're all over that. Nick will take his first pick of the day, and that was just perfect coverage. This game is looking like it's going to be a defensive battle, which Nick is definitely used to from his time in college. And so far, he's played pretty much perfect coverage guarding the wheel route here, and they're coming right to us again. Give me a second on the day, and we're going to turn around. This is going to be another pick 6 for Nick, and despite the fact that we didn't start the first few games, I wouldn't be surprised if this turned out to be an MVP campaign. Our boy is here to dominate. So far, Nick is the Bears offense, and sitting in cover 3 here, I don't know why, but I didn't see that ball coming, and trying to swat it away, for some reason we can't get a reaction. Dude makes a crazy catch. So we're deadlocked at 7 going into halftime, and we are still tied up going into the 4th quarter. Someone's going to have to make a play here, but Washington going straight up the middle, and I did not see that they were running that. It is going to be a killer touchdown for the Commanders, and offense just not able to respond this game. Gonna have one last chance here on 3rd and long, and okay, we do actually stop the run, but still nothing. We fall to 1-3-1 on the season, and now Nick's gonna have to work very hard to get this team back in the playoff hunt. Schedule doesn't get any easier either. We head on the road to take on the Baltimore Ravens. Need to get back on the interception train if we want to have a chance in this one, but stopping Lamar's legs is gonna be tough, and Nick coming all the way from the other side of the field to track him down here. Hopefully they test us here on 3rd down in trips formation. Looks like this is 4 verts. Nick has baited this up a million times in his career, and this will be no different. He gets under it, and we are almost able to break out of there for a return. Either way, big time momentum shift in play from the boy. He's just not getting the support that he needs from his teammates right now though. Defense and offense are both struggling so far. If we don't get a pick here, it's going to be over, but luckily they're going with the corner route, and we can bait this up all day. It'll be Nick's 2nd of the half, and he's taking it back. A pick 6 would be huge here, but we're not quite going to be able to do it. At this point, I'm just glad the boy's getting his stats. Offense was able to scratch out 3, but we head into halftime looking pretty tough. The playoff hopes are definitely starting to slip away a little bit, and kind of a weird play here. Not sure what I was expecting, but they're going to go up top, and oh man, Nick's going to give up a touchdown. I thought he was going to run a crosser route or something for some reason. That was just trash coverage. That turned into an embarrassing blowout loss, and Nick may have had a couple of interceptions, but he wasn't totally guilt-free. That touchdown that he gave up was the nail in the coffin. At this point, we would need a pretty spectacular winning streak to get back in the playoff picture, and taking on the 6-2 Bengals today, we get a nice 4th down stop early on at least. We're actually off to a beautiful start in this game. They're running a corner route here. Nick is on that for the pick, and this is going the other way. Nick Sabak III's dad was elite at picking off these corner routes, and it seems like Nick has picked up on that pretty well. He's going to cruise into the end zone to make this a 3-score lead. Okay, just got to lock up here before the end of the half, and oh, they snap it to us quick. Nick's able to get the knockout though. Bengals putting a drive together though, and going with a fade ball to Chase here. Our dude is guarding it, but Chase is just too quick. Bengals making a 1-score game just like that. So despite a great start to the game, this one is a struggle headed into the second half, but try and nick up the seam here. We're going to get the pick this time, and able to turn around. Nick doesn't really have the jets to get around these dudes right now, but stiff arming his way out of bounds, and offense is going to get a field goal. I do feel like we need at least one more turnover to get out of here with a dub, and we don't have to wait long. They come to Nick on the corner route again. Give me that. But offense gets nothing out of that. Come on. Just no help at all for our guy right now. Joe Burrow is not scared to come right back to Nick apparently, and he's going to do it again on this seam route. Bro, 4 picks for Nick. We better not lose this thing. Come on. Okay, offense finally gets a touchdown, and we're not done yet, man. Cincinnati's coming right back at us and throwing the ball Nick's way again. We had good coverage, but not good enough, and we give up the touchdown. Low-key, the Bengals might have a chance, bro. And yep, offense somehow does not kill the clock. All the Bengals have to do to tie this up is get into field goal range, and dude, we were supposed to be playing the flat. I did not see the tight end leaking over there. That's a brutal one to give up. This game might actually be going to overtime. And yep, unbelievable. All offense had to do on the last drive was take a couple of knees, and somehow we find ourselves back here. We're fighting for our lives in overtime, but going with the corner route again. Can it be? Yes, Nick is going to get his 5th pick of the day, and we can't quite get around that blocker, but all offense has to do is kick a field goal, and we're going to come down with the win. What a game from number 2. And they are going to get the field goal. Nick pretty much single-handedly leads his team to the dub, an MVP type of performance from the rookie. Absolutely absurd. threw 2 deflections and 5 picks on the day. Could have easily been 6. And hey, despite not playing much to start the season, Nick has 11 interceptions near the halfway point. He could very well be headed for 25 plus on the year. I'm hoping that we can turn that game into a little winning streak. And taking on the Giants today, Nick's going to start it out getting a tackle on the quarterback. At quarterback is Russell Wilson, and he's actually driving the Giants right down the field. We might need to switch up our play calling because right now it is just not working. The biggest problem is that 4-3 is the only formation where I'm not the nickel cornerback. So that's really limited what we've been able to do on defense, as okay, we actually get to stop on 3rd down. Offense is unfortunately really struggling so far, but playing that outside corner here, Nick's going to bait this up deep and give me that. It is so much easier to catch up to those in Madden, and we're going to turn around for a return 2. Need to take this as far as we can to help offense out. We get it to about midfield, and they were able to get 3. I'm honestly feeling pretty good, man. We're playing good defense, but they're going to go deep here. We were in a covered 3, and I don't know what happened, but so much for good defense. We give up the deep touchdown, and offense is not coming to help. Far from it. They're just turning the ball over, and the Giants are going to take a 3-score lead. This has been hugely disappointing. This one was just brutal from start to finish. It's actually kind of amazing how bad this team seems to be. We take possibly our worst loss of the season yet, despite the big interception from Nick. We need to have a comeback game against the Vikings to keep the season alive, and guarding the out route early on, they're going to come our way, and Nick is all over that. I don't know what McCarthy was doing there, and we should be able to crib this, just get to outrun these guys, and Nick is going to be able to dive into the end zone. Massive play to open this thing up. Out to a 7-0 lead, we just got to keep playing good defense. Definitely can't give up 24 points in this one. You're on a 1st down though, Minnesota going with play action, and oh no, bro. I thought we had that played well, but I didn't hit the turbo quick enough, and Nick's gonna get cooked on the corner route for the touchdown. We're gonna need to find a way to make up for that, and Minnesota going with a little bunch formation here. Our dude runs a C route, and Nick got away with a little contact and gets the pick, and this one should go back as well. We're able to outrun JJ McCarthy and taunt him on the way into the end zone. 2 pick sixes already for the boy in the 1st half. Minnesota threatening to score again before halftime though. We got to come up with something here, and Nick will again bait up the C route and get the pick. And can we take this back for a 1/3 of the half? JJ McCarthy is shot out of a cannon. Oh, maybe we should have tried to juke him out. Still a huge play, and we take the lead into halftime. I think we're going to need to keep on coming up with those picks, but ooh, I wasn't expecting this out of this formation, and we're going to just miss another one. Jordan Addison is quick, and he's going to beat Nick for another touchdown. This has turned into a back and forth battle on the outside, but Minnesota backed up in their own territory is going to take a safety. This defense comes up big again. So we hold on to a lead headed into the 4th quarter. I have a feeling this one's going to come down to the wire, and Nick is going to be able to get his 4th of the day guard in the crosser. We lurked that up beautifully, and that should put offense in position to maybe finally get us some points. Come on, man. Nope, not even a field goal from the boys. It's going to have to be another pick 6, isn't it? Because as good as Nick's been getting the interceptions, we have been giving up some big plays. Minnesota's definitely scoring again before this game is over. This 3rd down is massive. We desperately need to stop here, and guarding the outside one-on-one, they are launching this our way. We have to come up with this, and Nick is going to be able to do it. His 5th pick on the day, man. 5 picks. This is our second 5+ pick game of the season, and again we put offense in beautiful position, and again they don't get anything. They actually turn the ball right back over. I can't even believe how bad they've been. And again, guarding the outside, thought they were going to try us on the out route, but they got the tight end wide open, getting them down into the goal line. All right, man, this is it. We got to box up, and coming to Nick on the slant. Oh man, almost had us another one. We get the breakup, and that brings up 3rd and 6. We're going to shift to a cover 2 for the first time today. They just go over the middle, and let's go. This time Nick's teammate gets the pick. I don't know why he took that out of the end zone, but we will take it. I believe that's 6 or maybe even 7 turnovers on the day. Oh, just can't put it away though. This is unbelievable. Minnesota's got the ball back with under 2 minutes left. Out of timeouts though, and we're able to tackle them over the middle. All they have to do is get into field goal range though, and sitting in the cover 3, they dump it off again. That should run a lot of time off the clock. All right, here we go, man. Under 40 seconds left in this one, playing the cover 3 again, and again they're gonna test us. Can we come down with the pick? No, not quite. It glances off of Nick's hands. Okay, that was pretty scary. We're going to the 2-man under. I want some safety help over top, and let's see. McCarthy has all day, stepping up in the pocket, running around, and he goes down. It's gonna be 4th and 4. This is it, man. Nick's got like a little cover 2 type situation. They dump it over the middle, and oh no, this is gonna get him into field goal range, but with time running off the clock, I don't know if they're gonna get this snap off. It's gonna come down to whether or not they can spike it in time. Are they going to spike it or are they trying to run a play? Oh my god, they get the play off and curls all over the field. McCarthy running around, we get the sack. And somehow, some way, we are going to come up with a dub in that one. What an absurd game. Nick with 5 interceptions, 3 deflections. I mean, it easily could have been like 7 picks on the day. And despite the struggles from Nick's teammates, look at the season he is putting together. 17 picks already. He's probably going to get to 30 in the regular season. Again, despite the fact that he didn't start those first few games. We got to keep the interceptions flowing here against Pittsburgh. This should be a winnable game. And early on, Nick baits up Aaron Rodgers into throwing the out route. And this is going to go back for another pick 6. That is how we crack this thing open. If you thought that that play was going to lead to a blowout though, you would be incredibly wrong. This Bears team simply is not capable of that. Those are the only points we've scored in the first half, and Nick is going to have to make some more plays. He's going to get a chance here on 4th down as they come up to him, and he's not able to get the interception, but gets a big knockout. Still nothing from offense though. We're going to have to be so aggressive if we want to have a chance in this one. And they're going with a running back screen here. Nick flies in for the hit and forces the fumble. Let's go. Our teammate's going to pick it up, and that is just what we needed. Offense is finally able to tie it back up. So now we're looking pretty good here and trying to get something else before halftime. Nick's going to bait up the deep ball. We are step for step on this, and we're going to get the deflection, but wait, what? Somehow it's going to turn into a touchdown. Are you kidding me? And man, looking at the replay here, we got hands on this, but somehow the Pittsburgh receiver was still able to come down with it. That is so frustrating. I literally could not have played any better coverage. Nick gives up another touchdown, but offense able to answer to start the half. That's big. With Nick, it seems like sometimes you got to kind of take the good with the bad. He's undeniably a risk taker no matter what the situation. The big goal for him should be to become like his father, a man who makes those big plays, but also avoids giving up big touchdowns. But right when I say that, they're testing us deep again, and again, seems like I just gave dude a little bit too much cushion. He runs right by us for another touchdown, and that's a brutal one. Now we really need to make a play and guard in the slot here. He's going to run an out route, and okay, there we go. Nick picks up his 2nd pick of the day, but it might not be enough. Offense doesn't get anything out of that. We are going to get a stop on the ensuing 3rd down though. So Caleb Williams and the boys have one more chance with time right over 2 minutes. They're going to have good field position too. Let's see if they can do it. Yes, they can. All right, man. For the rest of this game, I'm going to make sure that Nick has some safety help. We'll do 2-man under and just dumping it off there. Okay, we get a big tackle. So 3rd and 14 for Pittsburgh here. Expecting a little corner out. Oh no, are they running it? What was that, bro? We're going to stop that way short of the sticks. I don't know why they did that. And it actually looks like they're going to punt it away. Okay, so offense with a chance to win it in regulation, and they can't do it. We had to OT. We head to overtime again, and this is critical, man. We need to get this dub, and Nick baiting up the hitch route is going to step in front of it for the pick, and this one's going the other way. It's our 3rd pick of the day, and there we go. We've made up for everything with a game-winning play. What a finish to this game. Moving to 4-6-1 on the season, we might actually kind of be back in the playoff picture, and Nick ultimately ends up being the hero. 3 picks and a deflection on the day. This next game is going to be our real test though. We're taking on 9-2 Philadelphia, potential Super Bowl contender team, and early on Philly just marching it right down the field and punching it in for a touchdown. We are going to need to make some plays in this one, and seeing a little wheel route here, Hurts is going to come our way, and Nick played it perfectly, diving for the pick, and hopefully that gives us a little bit of momentum going into the second half. Doesn't look like that's the case though. Instead, the Eagles get the ball back before the half is over. This could be a pretty good chance to pick up some interceptions though. We'll see. Gonna bait this deep route up here, and oh boy, baited that up way too much. It's gonna be a touchdown for the Eagles. That was just stupid, man. I gotta get way more precise about baiting up those deep routes. It was just so much easier on Madden 25, dude. I keep expecting them to throw a bullet, and then they throw this like beautiful lob. See if we can make up for it here, seeing a little hitch route and baiting that up beautifully again. Just like last game, we step in front of it. And how about that for some instant redemption? We needed that in the worst way, and that should at least give us a shot to make this into the game, as we're gonna make it 3rd and inches with that tackle. Let's see what Philly decides to do here. Kind of looks like a passing formation and motioning the tight end out. Bro, our man defender just got lost. They've ran that play a few times and it glitches us out every time. We head to the 4th quarter, desperately needing another turnover. Gonna have 3rd and goal here. Let's see if we can bait something up sitting in the cover 3. Okay, this play has taken forever. Hurts is just gonna dump it off to Barkley, and we're gonna stop it short, but a 10-point deficit feels insurmountable the way our offense has been playing. Okay though, they get a touchdown. We're still in it. All it takes is one play to give us the lead, but down under the 2-minute warning, the Eagles are just trying to run the ball, run the clock out. Gonna take a risk and go run commit here, and that hits beautifully. Okay, 3rd and long. Gonna go to the cover 3. Let's see what we got. It is gonna be a pass play. Oh, it's just a screen. They dump it off, and oh my god, bro, we got blocked, couldn't get to the play, and that is probably going to do it for this one. We fought hard, but just didn't have quite enough juice on offense, or defense for that matter. Nick's interceptions were our only stops of the day. This game against the Packers has become a must-win, and right out the gates they're going with a play-action pass, trying the crosser, and Nick dives for the pick. Let's go. We didn't have perfect coverage, but the ball skills are elite, and thankfully offense punches it in. But after another stop from defense, Caleb Williams actually threw a pick 6, so this one remains tied. Need to get a stop on this drive, and Green Bay running off tackle. Nick flies in and gets the big hit. Yes sir. Move to the cover 2 here down by the goal line, and oh man, should have helped out over the middle. Packers are going to take the lead, but it seems like pretty much all of our points at this point are generated off of turnovers, so I almost feel like we've got to. And oh man, I thought I played that pretty good, but bro, like, this is a bad look, man. I never give up this many touchdowns. Let's just call it rookie growing pains for Nick Sabaka III. And offense punts it right back to him coming out of halftime. Giving up that touchdown probably killed any chances that we had at winning. In the end, it doesn't really seem like we had a chance either way. And down by 3 scores, at least Nick is going to get another pick. Even in his worst performances this year, the stats have looked pretty good, but it'll be another embarrassing loss, 35-14. Tell you what, man, it is going to take some character for Nick to stay with the Bears next season. Our next game is going to be a snow game, and Nick is already shivering. I hope our boy does not do that on the football field. We have a crazy weather game here against the Browns. Kind of love to see this at Soldier Field, and they got the lead early on, but Nick baiting up this crosser, and we're on it. As long as we can outrun this dude, this will go back to the house, and we will cruise into the end zone. That's what we needed to see after a tough showing in the previous game. I've been kind of surprised at how much the Browns have been passing the ball. We should get a lot of chances at picks, and this is one here we're not quite able to go up for it, but we do get the deflection. Looking like another one where we're not going to get a lot of help, but right when I say that, Nick's teammate forces a fumble, and he's going to scoop that out himself. Can we make that a scoop and score? Not quite, but still a nice little play. Unfortunately, offense just turns it right back over, but the Browns going with a crossing route, and we get the pick. This is going to go back for 6, but bro, we got a stupid illegal contact penalty, and this one's going to be coming back. The good thing about that is we were able to kill some clock, so the Browns not with a lot of time, going to get kind of desperate, and coming up to Nick again. He'll get a second on the day. Was worried we were about to get head topped, but we come up with it, and this one's headed to halftime tied up after all. Browns do get the ball back coming out of halftime, but defense is actually playing really well this game. We got 3rd down, and oh man, that should have been a pick 6. We got a stupid animation, but Nick able to recover and break it up at least. And thank God, offense finally got some points. Let's go put the foot on the neck, get another turnover. Browns are starting to turtle up a little bit, getting a little bit more conservative and just running the ball here. We're going to pick up a nice tackle. And this is a big 3rd down. They're in this trips again, but just going to dump it off. Thought maybe they'd try the crosser, but they pick up the 1st down. Going to have another 3rd and 10 and guarding the tight end here. I'm watching out for the corner route, and oh man, broke way later than I thought. We get killed, and that was a perfect throw by the quarterback too. Starting to get a little bit nervous about this one. Browns are down near the goal line, but we got another 3rd down, and this time Nick gonna make a beautiful play on the ball and get the tackle. So we have 4th and 6 potentially for the game in the cover 2. Let's see what we got. Flacco trying to roll out, and Sweat is gonna get the sack. This defense just keeps on stepping up, and look at offense killing the clock. They only got 7 points today, but they did all that we needed them to do. And after another great statistical game, Nick sits at 26 interceptions on the season. With 3 games still left to play, well over 30 is possible. Next up, we are again taking on Green Bay, and I forgot to hit record for the first quarter, but we were able to get a pick. And Green Bay backed up here late in the second. We're going to send the blitz here and almost get a safety. Wow. I thought Nick was about to have him one, but sending the blitz again we're going to hit, and this time it is a safety. Big time play from this defense before halftime. The score of this game headed into the late 3rd quarter is 7-5, because of course it is. And baiting up a deep ball, Nick is going to get his 2nd pick of the day. Let's go, and we got room to run. It's going to be tricky to get out of here, but we're going to try our best, taking it up the middle, and we almost found a hole. And it's unfortunate that we couldn't, because offense still not getting anything. We desperately need a stop here, and on 3rd down, Nick guarding the flats, not able to cover both routes, but the quarterback going to miss the throw. Green Bay actually was able to make that field goal though, and offense again gets nothing. This is just expected at this point. Need a miracle at this point. Green Bay is just going to try to burn the clock
back and running right at us. Sit down. A forced fumble there would have been gorgeous. But we're able to make it 3rd and 2. Let's see what we got. Oh, I was not ready for a pass play. We're able to get the sack on Love though. And this is starting to get really pathetic. We forced 2 turnovers and a safety, and our offense only manages 3 points. I don't even know what to say at this point. Nick had a great game, tackled pretty well, and came up with 2 picks. But yet again, it was not enough. The craziest thing, bro, look at our division. If we'd won that game, we actually probably would have won the division. Now we're going to need some things to happen. At least we kind of got something to play for, though. We head to San Francisco, who I tend to get a lot of picks against. We'll see how that goes today. I will say, man, I am really excited for when we can unlock audibles. I felt the need to call man coverage on basically every play so we can take chances at getting a lot of interceptions. But I would like to run more cover 2 and 3, and we could have used it against this formation. 49ers just cut us up with the out routes, and they take the lead in the second. And it's another scoreless half from offense. And yo, check out what's going on in the 49ers backfield. They got some guys just chilling back there like they're sitting on the couch. Somehow this seems like it should be an illegal formation, and they are still back there. Do they have 13 men on the field here? These boys are just openly cheating at this point, and Nick is gonna make them pay for it, coming up with a pick on the crosser. Was hoping we could take this in for 6 because I do not have any faith in offense to do that. But oh my gosh, they actually did. We've still got to find a way to keep San Fran from scoring though. And with them already in field goal range, we got to get aggressive sending the blitz, but they've got the fade ball wide open. And it is going to be 1st and goal for the 49ers. Today might just not be our day. They run it right up the middle. At least we're going to give offense a minute to try to fire back. Nothing doing though. This is going to be our 10th loss of the season. Another frustrating one for sure. Nick again fought hard, coming up with 4 tackles and an interception. And just like that, we head to our final game of the season, just 1 interception short of 30. We will be exclusively playing for stats in this final game. Of course, this is the one where we actually start out with a touchdown. That's good either way. It hopefully means Detroit will pass a little bit more. Maybe we'll get our chance down here on the goal line. We're going cover 3, but they're running a corner route, and we're all over that. It's Nick's 30th pick of the season, and let's see, can we take it back? Not quite. Laporta's a little bit too fast for us, but still a beautiful play. We've already got what I want, but I want to add some more picks, man. I mean, if we get 10 more in this game, we could get 40, and we're going to pick one up here on the deep ball. Shutting the Lions' prolific offense out so far. We still lead 7-0 headed into the 4th quarter, but Lions are going to change that here. Couldn't keep them out of the end zone forever, and we remain tied up headed down under the 2-minute warning. Offense has not managed to score since that first touchdown. Now we're going to probably need a turnover if we want a shot, and they're just running the ball here. Okay, we're able to get the tackle using the timeout. Offense will at least have 40 seconds to respond again, and who knows, maybe the Lions will miss the field goal here. Unfortunately, they are going to kick the game winner. Nick is not looking happy with that. But again, all I really cared about in that game was getting our picks. 2 on the day, and Nick will finish with 31 on the season. Despite the complete inadequacy of his teammates, Nick had a truly special rookie season. Again, 31 picks, we had 11 deflection, a forced fumble, fumble recovery, and 19 touchdowns on the season. And if we started every game, we might have hit 40 picks this year. And actually, in his first year, Nick finished 3rd on the MVP watch. It took his father like 10 years to win it, so that's pretty significant. Anyways, be sure to drop a like and comment if you haven't already. I'll appreciate you if you watched all the way through. Have a good one. Peace. After being drafted number 1 overall, Nick Sabaka III lived up to the hype like no rookie before him ever had. Even though his coaches didn't let him start the first 4 games of the season and his team sucked, he caught over 30 interceptions and finished 3rd in the NFL MVP voting. Nick considered demanding a trade in the offseason to a team with a functional offense, but ultimately decided that the challenge of having to carry a team would be good for him. So his goal for this year is to at least lead the Bears to the playoffs, hopefully win NFL MVP on the way, and continue to shatter interception records. Be sure to drop a like and a comment. Let's go ahead and get right into it. First game of the season, boys. We're on the road taking on Miami, and on the first play, they come to Nick. Beautiful start to this season. We are trying to catch 40 plus picks this year, but the Dolphins coming right back at us, threatening to score and trying to go with a screen. Oh my gosh, that's deflected in the backfield. We're flying in to pick it up, and I thought it was about to be a fumble recovery for 6, but I guess we missed it. I could have sworn Nick had better ball skills than that. So we miss an opportunity to take control of this game early on. But guarding the 5 wide, they're going with a corner route, and Nick was on that beautifully. Just perfect coverage for our second pick of the season. So we're holding on to the lead headed into the second half. I can't exactly sing offense's praises right now. Hopefully they get better. So despite this defense's magnificent performance and Nick's 2 interceptions, it's looking like we're probably going to take an L. Nick comes up with a
huge play on third down though. And there we go. Offense gets their first touchdown and gets the 2-point conversion. We've just got to lock down for 1 minute here. Let's see what we can do. Nick guarding the crosser and gonna get the pick. That'll be a game winner and our third on the day as we sneak out with a win against the Dolphins. It was a brilliant performance from Nick, one of his best. Only flaw was that we missed that fumble recovery. Next up, we take on Detroit, and I got a good feeling about this game. Nick's guarding the crosser again, and this time we bait that up to perfection. And Nick already has his 4th interception of the season. 40 picks is looking very possible. Offense sadly not able to get anything out of that. There are a lot of bad omens from our offense early on, but if Nick can play crazy enough football, we might be able to overcome it. Struggling on this drive so far though. Lions driving it right down the field, and we bait up the corner route. Oh bro, we got back shouldered. I was not ready for that ball placement. We might be in trouble in this one, and Detroit going with a little fade ball play. We had that baited up, but on the other side, it is not good coverage, and we cannot be having that from our fellow defenders. So we trail by 2 scores headed towards halftime. Detroit trying to drive it here and chucking up the deep ball. We are step for step on this though, played it perfectly. Nick's gonna get the pick, and we've got a shot to take this out of the end zone. Our offense hasn't been doing anything, so a return could be huge here, and we are gonna get out of there. It's gonna be a 100+ yard pick 6 before half, and what an insanely game-changing play from Nick. He might just be the MVP of the NFL this year, because this team is not going over 500 without him. And offense finally mustered a touchdown, but Detroit already getting back into field goal range. We missed the extra point anyways. We are gonna need some major luck here to be able to get back into this game, maybe a forced fumble or something. Nick is at least getting some tackling stats. We were able to get Detroit to third down, and they're going with a screen here. Man, wish I would have read that sooner. We're at least gonna force the 3. And offense got a touchdown, but it was too little too late. Despite that though, it was an excellent game for Nick. That pick 6 was probably the best play of his year so far, or career honestly I should say. We've got to go bounce back against the Falcons this week, and they're running a long developing play action play. I don't know how the quarterback has enough time for this, but he's eventually gonna throw it Nick's way, and we've got our first pick of the day. Doesn't look like we're gonna be able to take this back, but I'm gonna try to hit a spin move, and that actually kind of got us loose. Gonna get tackled over the middle, but it was a nice try. And offense gets 7. We're off to a beautiful start this time around, and we've actually got a 2-score lead here in the second quarter. This feels good, and I have a feeling we got a few more picks coming our way. We'll get one here, as we didn't even really bait that up that much. Penix just threw it right to us, and Nick has been playing some beautiful coverage this season. He hasn't even let a receiver get open in this entire game. As long as we keep everything in front of us, we should be good heading into the second half. The Falcons are going to get a big gain here, but Nick lays the boom, and the Falcons able to get a touchdown on that drive might just have something cooking. They're making their way downfield again, and Bijan Robinson going to make this a 1-score game. Offense was able to get a field goal, but with a minute left, we're going to have to hold on to this thing. We just have to make sure they don't get a touchdown, and dude's running an out route here. Thought we had that baited up beautifully, but Nick just misses it, and the Falcons have a shot to take the lead late in the game. We can't let this happen, but they're going to dump it off, and dude is loose. With 30 seconds left, they're down inside the 20. This is looking scary all of a sudden. We're going to have to clutch up. They go to the comeback on the other side, and that's a huge breakup. This would just be such a heartbreaking loss. And Penix stepping up in the pocket, going to throw it to the back of the end zone, and it's out of bounds. Okay, that'll bring us to a 3rd and 10. It's going to stay in the cover 4 here. Penix trying us again, and again just throws it out of the back of the end zone. All right, this is going to be it. 4th and 10 for the game. 8 seconds left. They're running the same formation and just running verts, going the other way, and we get the breakup. Let's go. Too close for comfort, but defense clutches up. Thankfully, Nick's teammates didn't blow it. So we moved to 2-1 on the season. Really solid game for Nick. Couple of interceptions in the first half. They didn't really try us much in the second. Game 4 is going to be in the rain, taking on the Panthers. Hopefully Nick can still catch some picks in the bad weather. And looking solid so far. Offense was able to get an early touchdown, and they come to Nick on the curl here. Baited that up a little bit too much, but we get the knockout. I know we're going to bait up Bryce Young sooner or later, and he's going to try the slant here. Nick jumped it beautifully, and this one's going to go back unless Young can catch us himself. And Nick Sabaka III is a hard man to catch. It is going to be a pick 6, and Nick doing some acrobatic moves in the end zone. Got the lead once again headed into the second half. Carolina's offense has been kind of annoying to play against though. We are going to get tested here, and Nick gets his second breakup of the day. Carolina driving it right down the field though, and they're going to tie up the game here in the third quarter. We've got a battle on our hands on the road. Offense able to get a massive touchdown in the fourth though, and we find ourselves in a kind of similar situation to last game as, oh man, I wasn't ready for the slant there, and Nick gets cooked up. This is going to turn into a touchdown, and that is not a good look for the boy. Defense might have low-key blown it, and we're going going to be headed to our first overtime of the season. An offense not able to get anything on their drive, but Carolina seems kind of content to run the clock out. Was hoping we could bait that Crowe out up. Thinking we gave him just a little bit more blanket, he would have thrown it. And on the last play here, desperately trying to bait something up, but Carolina's quarterback just going to run out of bounds. So not quite the result we wanted, and pretty disappointing that one of Nick's plays gave up that tying touchdown. We are going to have another game in a downpour against the Bills. We'll see what we can do against Josh Allen today. Bills are starting this out pretty run heavy, and Nick trying to help out with the tackle here is going to get James Cook to the ground. Bills are marching though, already down in the red zone and going RPO. Ooh, thought he was going to throw that screen for a second. Instead, Cook is straight up the middle for a touchdown. Offense hasn't been playing too bad though. They go down and get a touchdown, and Nick gets tested on the slant, able to get his first breakup. Those are the ones we got to start turning into picks though, and the score remaining 7-7 with time ticking down in the second. Just waiting for Josh Allen to slip up, and sitting in the cover 3, he is going to slip up, going to the corner route. We have been on that for Nick's entire career, and that should put us in position to take the lead. The team is looking good with time ticking down in the first half. Bill's trying to drive it again, but Allen throwing off his back foot to the drag. What are you doing, buddy? Nick jumped it beautifully, and this one is going back. Nobody even close to us. We got a 2-score lead just like that. If you listen close enough, you can hear those MVP chants at Soldiers Field, and they're coming to us again. What are you doing? Third pick of the day, but man, we could have returned that. I took it to the only direction where the wide receiver could get the tackle on us. I was not expecting us to put up these numbers in the rain, and I swear that's just about the first time I've seen a mascot in Madden. I'm trying to see at least 4 on the day. The Bills have gone back to a kind of run heavy approach, but cutting up the cover 3 here. Coleman's gonna get in to make it a 1-score game, and weirdly Buffalo gonna go for 2 and trying to fade ball. We're all over that, but they got a guy over the middle. Okay, this just became dangerous, and we do not get any help for offense. This defense is gonna have to clutch up and trying the crosser to Coleman. This time Nick is going to dive for the pick. Acrobatic play, and that is potentially a game saver. Let's go. Or maybe not. Offense doesn't even get 3 out of that. Okay, big time 4th and 3. Let's see. Nick's just guarding the flat and watching for the corner. Ooh, they have something underneath, but he lost forward progress, and defense coming up big again. Oh my god, bro. Offense, instead of just kicking the field goal, turns it over again. On second down, Nick's man is running a really slow developing out route. Didn't play that very well, but we at least get the tackle. We're going to be okay as long as we keep Buffalo out of the end zone. In the cover 2 man though, they've got the corner route, and now this is looking really scary. Time ticks down under a minute. Okay, we're going to go to the cover 3, watching out for the corner route. Allen going to take a sack. That's big. Going to switch to a cover 4 for 3rd and 18. Just got to avoid any big plays, and Allen has literally all day just going to chuck it out of bounds in the end. And I think we're just going to stick with the cover 4 here. 4th and 18. Let's see what we got. Oh my god, they're testing Nick, and oh, whoa, that was bad, dude. Easily could have been a touchdown, but thank god Nick gets the knockout, and that's going to do it for this one. For some reason, I just was not expecting the ball there, but we get it done at home in a very messy game. In the end, Nick absolutely balled out. 4 interceptions and 2 deflections. Not even a third of the way through the season, our quest for 40 interceptions is looking pretty promising. In the next one, we're back at home taking on the 2-4 New York Jets, and they're going play action here. Nick played that, I thought, beautifully, but they are going to give him a stupid pass interference penalty. That is super frustrating. We are holding on to the lead early on here. Offense has been doing their thing, and Nick's going to get a pick here. Quarterback just didn't put enough air onto that ball. We didn't even have great coverage, but we'll take it. That was just blanket coverage. So it turns out to be a great half for number 2. Just got to keep on doing what we're doing here, and the Jets trying to run the ball. Nick will try to lay the hit stick. I have been upgrading that hit power a little bit, so I'm hoping that sometime in the future we can start getting some forced fumbles. And the Jets driving here are going to run our way again, and this time Nick is going to land a perfect hit stick. Those are the ones I want to start jarring the ball loose on. And defense just continues to get stops. We are locking these boys up. This game is far from over though. Offense hasn't quite been able to put it away, and going into the third, we cling on to a 14-point lead. 1 score could change everything. And they're down in the red zone here, going under center, and I was not ready for that corner route. They're going the other way anyways, and Breece Hall going to take it in for a touchdown. That makes things a little bit more scary, and to make matters worse, New York going with a 2-point conversion and picking it up. This game is going to come down to the wire after all. Defense will have to step up and win it, and time is ticking down on us. Seems like the Jets are trying to kill the clock, but going with a deep ball here, and Nick is on it yet again for his 3rd of the day, and this one is going to go back, boys. It'll be a game winner for our boy, and another strong statement for that MVP
MVP trophy. So we moved to 5-1-1 on the season, behind another big time game from Nick. 3 interceptions for the boy this time. This next one's going to be a real challenge though. We're taking on the 5-2 Patriots. We're going to need another big game from Nick to win this one. And the Pats moving it right down the field here as we're in the cover 3, and oh, I blew my assignment. Thought that dude was running a flat, instead he goes wheel, and they've got a 2-score lead. Thankfully our offense able to respond with a touchdown. We can't give up anything before halftime though, and getting a little bit dangerous with the baiting here, but Nick will be able to catch up with it and get a toe-tapping interception. So we're hanging around going into the second half. Offense is struggling though, they just haven't been able to pull us closer, and that pick we've been waiting for hasn't come again for Nick. That's okay though, man. We had space to take an L. Ball just didn't come Nick's way as much today. And it's good that we're in a space where a 1-pick day is a disappointment. Now we got another test up against the Packers, who are 5-3. This is a huge divisional game, and they're already driving it right down the field as Nick guarding a corner route, and this I thought was perfect coverage. But that ball just wasn't thrown quite where I expected it to be, and we miss it by an inch. I was hoping offense would have a better day today, and it looks like they might. They're able to get a touchdown as a response, and Nick getting tested again. We were a little bit behind this, but we're able to get the deflection. Big time 3rd down here, right at the edge of field goal range. We're gonna go cover 3, and okay, they just dump it down. All we need to do is make a tackle, and we're able to do it. A much needed stand from defense. Offense not able to get anything that time though, and they're right back at us, driving it down inside the red zone right before halftime. I'm watching out for that corner route here, but bro, right when I say that, we just played it terribly. So Nick's giving up both of the touchdowns today. We got to come up with a pick to make up for that, and we are able to get a tackle there, but we need to do more, dude. This team does not work unless Nick is making plays, and oh, was hoping we get a forced fumble on that. Great hit. Not enough though. We need that pick, and those 2 corner routes, man, might have been our only chance. Green Bay's just running it down our throats. Maybe we can come up with something on the goal line, and sitting in the cover 2, not sure what to guard. We're gonna jump this middle route, and there we go, man. Nick finds a way to make a play even when they're not running the routes we normally pick off, and hopefully that gives us some life. We're at least able to push him back even though offense doesn't get anything, but just marching right down the field. We cannot consistently stop this offense for whatever reason. Jordan Love has just been picking us apart, and they go run right up the middle for a touchdown. Another disappointing result, which is gonna make it a lot harder for us to win our division for sure. We better win this next one, bro. We're taking on 0-9 New Orleans. A loss in this one would be embarrassing, but I'm hoping it's not even close. I want Nick to get back on the pick train today. And this game has in fact been dominant. It has unfortunately also been very boring, but we'll finally get tested here on the crosser, and Nick has a shot to take this to the house. He's gonna have to turn on the jets to get away from some people, and he just barely is gonna do it. That's what we like to see. And that's gonna do it for this one. Man, it's good to see this team put up 30+ points. Again, not a crazy game from Nick, and the MVP may be starting to slip through our fingers a little bit. After a really hot start to the season, we're no longer quite on pace for those 40 picks. We're gonna have to step it up here in the home stretch. That leads us into a division battle with the Vikings, and this has been another kind of boring game, but once again, man, our offense actually doing their thing. They scored 21 points just in the first half. It's been an interesting one with the rain pouring down. It's actually made playing defense a little bit harder because the receivers run these weird, like, slippy routes, and down here on the goal line, they're gonna go to the corner route and make this a 1-score game. Doesn't matter though, offense gets another touchdown, and now we'll have our last chance to try to get an interception here. But sadly, we weren't able to get anything, so a big dub, but another kind of disappointing result for Nick. We need to get multiple interceptions in the next couple games. We'll see if we can get it done against the Rams, and early on here, dude running a little out route, and for some reason he threw that late, and Nick is of course all over it, gonna take it back to the crib. The team's been playing well even without great performances from Nick, so if he can start doing his thing again, we should be golden. Rams trying to drive it here though, and Nick baiting this up is going to play it perfectly, and oh man, we didn't get the animation I wanted, but we're at least able to swat that out. Those are the plays that need to be interceptions if you want to win MVP, and another chance here. This time we baited it up too much, but Nick's ball skill is just too good. He's going to get a second pick on the day, and that's a big one, not just for this game, but for him. We needed the multi-pick performance, so we got a tie game late in the third here. Our offense was able to get 3 to start the fourth though. This one looking like it's going to come down to the wire. Defense gets a big stop, and LA is going to go for this 4th down. We're sitting in the cover 2, and okay, did not see that out route coming. Doesn't matter, they just dump it over the middle. That was a huge conversion. Now we got to go clutch up. Nick's guarding the slot here, and they're running a crosser. We're all over that, but oh, Stafford overthrows it. Otherwise it was a pick for sure. Always very frustrating when that happens. And on 3rd and long, I thought we had that baited up. They go the other way though, and just like that, the Rams are in field goal range. We desperately need a turnover. Rams just running it up the middle here,
And Nick is going to be able to fly in for that tackle. As time ticks down under a minute, let's see, man. This looks like curls. All over that, they just throw it out of bounds. If we get the stop on this play, they're probably going to have to kick it. Gonna just go cover 2. Just need to make sure we don't give up the out route, and we get a sack. Let's go. Okay, this one might be headed to overtime. It sure is. Here we go. This is where we need some magic for Nick. We'll see if the Rams come his way. So far, just running the ball, playing it conservative. We're going with the cover 2. Oh no, they've got the perfect play call for this. We weren't quite able to get over to that. They split us up the middle. We might just be screwed. We need the Rams to take a chance and throw the ball, and they are going to do just that, trying Nick over the middle, and oh my god, Nick, bro, we cannot drop that. You got to be kidding me. Should have been a potential game-winning pass. Instead, we got 3rd and 9, and this time they go over the middle. Our dude is not able to knock it out, and this is just brutal. Rams going to run right up the middle. Maybe we can at least get a goal line stop, give our offense a chance. You never know. Maybe they'll throw the ball at us in the cover 2. That's exactly what they're going to do, and oh man, we just baited it up a tiny bit too much. We had to do it, man. We had to take a chance. Oh, but I didn't even realize offense got a response. Okay, so it's not over yet, I guess. Not too much time left in OT, but all they have to do is get into field goal range. We're going to get them to 3rd down. Let's see what we can do. Going to stay in the man coverage, and oh, they just dump it down underneath. Rams not taking the timeout though. Time working under 30 seconds. They just run it, and now they take a timeout. Okay, interesting. We're going to move to the cover 3 here. They're going bunch and going with this deep corner route. Oh man, we got to pick this off, and Nick will be able to get in the feet down, and that makes up for the missed pick from earlier. With just 15 seconds though, offense is not quite going to be able to do anything, so we're going to have our 2nd tie of the season. Can't be mad at that performance from Nick. He did clutch up in the end. Next is a battle of the 7-win teams. We got Tampa Bay, another home game. Let's go get this dub, man. Nick's father always had good luck against Baker Mayfield. We'll see if we can get some picks off of him today, and so far, Nick coming through laying the boom with the hit sticks. Good to see the boy getting involved in the tackling game early on, as Tampa Bay is going run heavy here on this first drive. We get another tackle there. Bucks have started to get it moving though, and Nick's guy motioning out here and running a little zig. We're on that, not quite able to get a pick though. We are going to have 3rd and 5 here, sitting in a cover 2, and Baker has all day to throw. Going to find Mike Evans for an easy touchdown. Offense is having a great game, but dude, we have not been able to stop this Tampa Bay offense at all. They put up 3 touchdowns in just 3 quarters. This one's looking dire, and Nick hasn't been able to make an impact, but that's going to change right here. We bait up the flat route on the goal line, and this is a potential 14-point swing, man. It's going to go all the way back to the crib, and we're going to start high stepping at the 15. What a clutch play from number 2. Just like that, we are back on top, and this is a curl route. Know this from a mile away, and they go the other way. Our dude Jalen Johnson read it too, and he's going to take this back for another pick 6. What a turnaround. Game's not over yet though. Tampa Bay has shown that they can move the ball very fast, and here on 1st down, looks like they're actually going to go with a screen, and Nick flying in for the big hit, knocking the ball loose. Kind of a weird play call there from the Bucks. The drive continues with just over 2 minutes left though, and going to the end zone here, Godwin's got it for a diving touchdown. Exactly what we didn't want to see on that drive. But look at offense killing the clock. We got out of there with a clutch dub. And Nick didn't have a crazy game, but had the biggest play of the game, the pick 6 that turned everything around. And it's looking like we're definitely playoff bound at this point. And next is going to be a big division game against Detroit. Offense was able to start this out with a field goal. They've continued to be very solid. Hopefully they can keep that up through the playoffs. But the Lions offense has been cooking too, and with defense kind of continuing to struggle here in the first half, we go down by 2 scores. And this one's a done deal. The Lions just never really came Nick's way and picked apart the other parts of our defense, and we are not quite able to finish locking up that playoff spot. Wasn't a bad game from Nick per se. He had a lot of tackles, but again, just no real opportunities in the passing game. With just a few games left, we're going to need a miracle to get to that 40 interception mark. At this point, it would take 6 interceptions a game, which I sadly don't think is going to happen. We got to focus on this game against the Vikings though. Can't drop another one here, and this could be tough. And so far, this has been an absolute snoozer. 3-0 with just a few seconds left in the second quarter. Maybe we can get a pick before half here. Instead, Minnesota gets into field goal range though, and it looks like they're just going to kick it with 2 seconds left. So 3-3 here in the third quarter, and they're running right up the middle. Nick flies in for a hit stick. We've been working on improving that throughout the season, and our offense able to squeak out a 3-point lead for us with just a minute and a half left. Now we got to go clutch up and just boxing up here. McCarthy has to throw it away, and we got a 4th down here potentially for the game, and Minnesota actually going to run it, and we stuff them in the backfield. We were in cover 2 too. So another game where we get 0 interceptions and we get a 9-6 dub. Again, they just did not try us. This time the defense around Nick supported us though. Hopefully the Cowboys chuck the ball around a little bit more. But again, early on, just going to run heavy. Teams are clearly switching up their game plan to play around Nick. They just keep running the ball up the middle, and Nick keeps on delivering hits. We got to get a forced fumble eventually.
eventually, right? Maybe we'll get a chance here before halftime, and the Cowboys on the goal line here. We abandon our assignment, but getting back to it, and Nick is going to range over for a pick. Dak just saw that too late, and an absolutely huge momentum swinging play in this game. And this is kind of starting to remind me a little bit of Nick's sophomore season in college, where we really had to work on our run defense. I think that was good for his college career. Maybe this will be good for his NFL career, but just getting fried there on the stop route, and the Cowboys are going to take the lead on us. Able to get 3 though. They're having a better one, and on third down here, Nick guarding that slant, we weren't quite able to get to it, but we were able to slow dude up enough, and that gives offense a chance to kill most of the clock. All we got to do is hold it down for 59 seconds. We just need to keep him out of the end zone, but George Pickens kind of working Nick here, and we're just a little bit short of getting that interception. Under 30 seconds now, and they're going with a deep ball here, trying Nick, and oh man, Pickens almost dunked on us. We're just able to get the breakup though. We're gonna have 4th and 10 for the game. Dallas going with a bunch formation, and oh no, they slice us up the seam. It's gonna be a killer touchdown. Our only shot is to take back the 2-point conversion, and I was hoping he'd throw it to the flat there. That's probably gonna do it. A tough loss on the road for sure. Defense choked, and that one might hurt our playoff seed a little bit. So that last stretch of the season ended up being pretty rough for Nick, man. Still led the team in tackles, and of course led the league in interceptions with 23, but that's a pretty big drop off from what he did last year statistically. And we head into the wild card game with a snow game against Carolina. Heavy snow too. First NFL playoff game for Nick's career. We'll see how this goes. Panthers starting it out running the ball, and it gets stripped away. Nick is in the right place at the right time to pick it up, and we are taking this back deep into Carolina territory. What a beautiful start. Carolina's starting to move the ball here on their second drive though, and Nick trying to force a fumble of his own, lays down the hit. Sorry for any background noise you can hear, boys. There is snow going on outside me just like there is in this game, and there's this loud ass shoveling going on, but I'm trying to get this video done today regardless. And so far we are locking up. This is a defensive battle, man. 3-3 late in the second quarter. Offense has got to get it going. Need to stop before half, and running it again here. They're gonna fumble it once again, and the boys are gonna pick this up. That is a huge play. Come on, offense, get a touchdown please. They are able to do it big time, and they get another 3 coming out of halftime. One big interception from Nick could pretty much seal this up, and we're gonna get that here. Played the corner out beautifully, and that feels good after a little bit of a drought. Game's not over yet though. Carolina's got the ball back and trying to score their first touchdown. They have a guy open in the back of the end zone. I don't know where our linebacker was at, but offense able to kill the clock, and we get a dub in our first round. I think the snow helped us out a little bit in this one with those fumbles, and this time Nick does make an impact coming down with a big pick. Hopefully we can make an even bigger impact in the next rounds. Let's get it, man. I want to see a big game from Nick here, and going with the slants. They try us on the first play. Give me that. That's what I'm talking about. That was a great start, but we got to have a great finish, and since that play Nick hasn't done a whole lot, as we get a stop on the goal line here. We've got to go lock up here in the second half, and the Rams going with a bunch and hitting the corner out. It's wide open, and our safety is nowhere to be found. This one's going to go all the way to the crib, and LA takes the lead on us. We desperately need a pick from Nick now, and going flat zone. They throw it right to us. What are you doing, Stafford? We're going to take it back the other way and tie this game up. Another clutch moment from the boy. We have still got a lot of work to do though. Might need another pick to make it happen. Rams are driving down the field again. We head into the fourth quarter in an absolute battle. Need a little bit of Sabaka magic here. It's 3rd and goal, and they're going with a run. We do get him in the backfield. Okay, so we hold the Rams to a field goal, which is big. Need something from our offense though, and they are able to tie it up with just over 2 minutes left. Oh man, this is the type of moment that could make or break Nick's legacy. Will he come up with a pick, or will this defense choke again? Sitting in the cover 3 here, and the Rams gonna split us up the seam. Oh no, that's gonna get him right into field goal range, and we're gonna have to take a timeout. We might just be screwed if we can't force a turnover, and they're running it up the middle. Oh man, we lay a big hit, not quite able to force the fumble. 2nd and goal, they're gonna run it again, and they have a huge hole. We are just barely going to be able to stop that short. 3rd down, we're matched up against Devontae Adams, and let's see, they're going to run the ball, and oh man, they just barely get in. At least offense has some time to score. Come on, offense, 1 touchdown, please. Oh man, that's going to do it.
Despite some mid-game heroics from Nick, we are going to fall in the second round of the playoffs, and that is a tough way to end our second season. Good news for y'all though, that means we pretty much have to play one more, especially after the middling statistical year we had. But be warned, next year might be the last year of Nick Sabaka III's career. Be sure to tune in for that a week from now, and I will see you in the next one. Peace. For the last 6 years, Nick Sabaka III has been the most dominant player in football, shattering interception records left and right. But for some reason, it seems like he's been cursed to never win a championship, no matter how good he plays. After falling short multiple times in the playoffs in college, he almost got the Bears to the Super Bowl last year, but they couldn't quite go all the way. So in his third year of the NFL, he's desperate for a championship. It's Super Bowl or bust, but unfortunately the Bears traded a lot of key players, so the team around Nick is going to be pretty patchy, and he'll have to have the season of his life to carry this team to the Super Bowl. Let's go ahead and get into the season to see if he can finally do it, and be sure to drop a like and comment on the video. In game 1 of Nick's third season, we're going to be taking on the Raiders, and Ashton Genty running to the outside here, Nick locks him up with a tackle. And defense has been great in general in this game. Offense, on the other hand, has done nothing at all. 0 points going into the third quarter. So we are in a desperate situation heading into the fourth quarter. But guarding the in route here, Nick is going to bait that up and get a pick. Could this be a pick 6 to tie the game? I thought we were gone for sure, but they're just going to catch us. Offense able to finish the job though, and we got a tie. And we've got a chance to take the lead if we can get a stop on this third down, as they just go with a sneak, and we do plug that up. Let's see if offense can make it happen. Unfortunately, they can't, and they leave a minute and a half on the clock. So our defense is going to have to clutch up, and on third and long, the Raiders just going to run, but oh no, dude. Somehow we let Genty get loose. Nick got caught up on a blocker, and our safety is nowhere to be found. This is going to go all the way to the crib and potentially lose us the game. And bro, offense actually scored a touchdown, but they miss a 2-point conversion. That is actually crazy, but it's not quite over yet. We still have 3 timeouts. Maybe we can force a fumble or something. Nick is going to try to shoot the gap into the backfield, and he's able to do it again, picking up another tackle for loss. So they're going to have 3rd and 18, just running off tackle, and again we push them back. Offense only has 8 seconds to work with though, and unfortunately they're not able to do anything, so we take an L in week 1. Nick tried to get his team back in the game with that pick, but it wasn't quite enough. Alright, in game 2 we're taking on Green Bay. This is a big game for the division, and Nick's starting it out here with the breakup. I'm trying to bait up some picks today, and they're going to try us here on the deep ball. Nick is on that step for step, and we are of course going to come down with that. We will unfortunately get pinned at the 1, it looks like, but still a huge play for the boy. Beautiful over the shoulder catch. Still hanging on to this 7-0 lead, and Packers going with slants here. We're just in a cover 3, and Nick is going to fly in for the breakup. I don't know why dude threw that. Packers are driving it here though, and going with a little play action. Oh, they're running this crosser. We're going to bait this up all the way, and Nick is going to be able to get it. Was worried that would go over our head, but it's another huge play to keep Green Bay out of the end zone, and we're shutting them out heading into the fourth. But they're again moving it downfield here, and I don't know who blew coverage over on that side, but this is going to be a touchdown finally for the Packers, and this is going to come down to the wire after all. The Packers are out of timeout, so as long as we get 1 stop, we're good, and Nick baited up the deep ball. They're coming his way. We got to lock this up, and we get hands on it, drop it, and our teammate comes up with it. Okay, I guess we'll take it, man. Nick has got to have that, but it'll still be a game-winning play, and we are able to take down the Packers in week 2. Next up's another division game, taking on the Vikings, and on an early 3rd down here, Nick is going to break that up. We're getting better and better at getting those man coverage knockouts. You know that we want those picks though, and we got Minnesota backed up here. They're just running it up the middle, and Nick able to get the tackle. This game has been uneventful for Nick. We're just trying to find a way to make plays any way we can, and they come to us here. We're at least able to make the tackle. Gonna have a 3rd and goal. They toss it out. We got to keep contained here, and we are able to string that out and get him in the backfield. But offense kind of struggling. We got a tie ball game. Unfortunately, we gave up a touchdown on the next drive, and offense continuing to struggle as Nick gives up a gain. We're screwed unless we can force a turnover of some kind, and the Vikings just go right up the middle way too easy. Our last chance to stop is going to be this 3rd and 1, and they're just going QB sneak here. Nick flies in and does find a way to stop that, so offense is going to have a chance. And bro, they go down, get 6, and miss that
extra point. So 1-2, man, not what we wanted to see to start the season at all. So now it feels like we need a win in this game against Cincinnati, who's coming in at 3-0, and Nick coming in with a massive hit. That's one of the best of his career. This is looking like another shaky game though. Offense got nothing again in the first half. After being better last season, it seems like they fell off a little bit. And still no interceptions from Nick. We're hoping to change that here, baiting it up against T. Higgins, but we dive backwards, and that was just the worst animation, dude. Ball goes right over our fingertips. And then they're gonna go to the slant, and we just didn't have the right angle, dude. It is not a good couple of games for Nick here. So we wind up getting crushed by the Bengals. Another 0-pick game for Nick, and the playoff hopes might be in trouble. We gotta turn things around here before it's too late. So far this season has been a disaster for Nick. He's gotta find a way to turn things around against the Rams, and they're going up top to him here. He is able to go up and get the pick this time. But another game where our offense is just running into a brick wall. And our offense goes and turns the ball over. The Rams have got it on the 1, and they're just able to punch it in on the goal line. This team is just not looking like a contender right now, but you never know. Maybe Nick will lead him to a crazy turnaround here as the season goes on. We'll see what we can do, but this game is not looking so hot. Rams are driving it again and going with a post route here. They're coming Nick's way, and he's going to leap for the interception. We'll take our second of the day, and at least he's having a good game, man. Offense able to at least get a field goal, I guess, so we're within 11 in the third quarter. 1 pick 6, and we could get back in it. We were just having a tough time stopping the Rams offense consistently though, and their quarterback's taking off here. Dude is fast, carrying the ball like a loaf of bread, and he's gonna get into the end zone with a spin move. And that is gonna put the nail in the coffin. We take a humiliating loss to the Rams, move into 1-5 on the season, and did it despite 2 huge interceptions from Nick. At the very least, Nick got some personal momentum in that game. Maybe we can carry it over against Mahomes and the Chiefs. So far, not a ton of action in this one. Chiefs are holding on to a slim lead. We just need offense to get it going so badly. And thankfully, that's just what they did coming out of halftime. But Kansas City going with a slant, and man, I thought we were on it, but just missed it by a little bit, and it's going to turn into a touchdown. Super frustrating. We just can't seem to catch a break right now. This is starting to get really demoralizing, and Nick dives at a kneeling Patrick Mahomes out of anger. Another loss and another 0-pick game. We've only got 5 through 7 games this season, which for most cornerbacks would be good, but for Nick, that's about as bad as it gets. Sitting at 1-6, we might need to win the rest of our games to make the playoffs, which is gonna be a tall task, but Nick starts this one out with a diving pick, yes sir. But we're trailing going into the fourth quarter, and the Cardinals are running it here, and Nick just gets absolutely killed by the running back. I don't know if he's ever gotten ran over like that. Got to find a way to stop this drive so offense at least has a chance to tie it up, and Nick is gonna get a nice little break up there. On 2nd and 10, Cardinals sending a man in motion. He's gonna come on a real route, and bro, I was not ready for the throw that early. Nick gets cooked up, and that is gonna be a crushing touchdown. This rough season just keeps on getting rougher, and honestly, the defense has been as big of a problem as the offense this year. We haven't been able to stop a soul. Our misery continues against the Seahawks. This is a pouring rain game, but it hasn't stopped them from throwing it all over this defense. I just don't even know what to do at this point. I'm just hoping we can get something here before halftime, and they are going to go up top, and Nick is going to come down with a leaping catch. There we go, man. And offense gets a touchdown coming out of halftime. Let's go get our second win of the season, please. All we've got to do now is keep them out of field goal range for a minute. We've got a 3rd and 19 here, and they're going to the corner route. No, they're going to pick it up. We still got a chance though. It's raining and we could get a pick, and Darnold's just going to throw it away. Okay, it'll be a 58-yard field goal in the pouring rain. He's got to miss this, right? Oh no, they're just going to go for it. All right, let's see what we can do. We got 3 high safeties here. Just got to keep everything in front of us, and we will get the knockout. Let's go. It's finally going to be our second dub of the season, and you know, maybe this will be the start of a beautiful run. We're still waiting on Nick to have a really special game, but he was at least able to come up with 1 interception. Halfway through the year, he only has 7, which is pathetic for him. But notice here, we're also leading the team in tackles, which is a little bit concerning to me because Nick's not a great tackler. This is definitely a sign of one of the things that's wrong with this defense. We'll see if we can keep it going here against the Eagles. They're 5-3, going to be a tough game for sure. They already got the lead in the first half. Really hoping Nick can find a way to get a pick 6 in this game, and they're just dumping it off underneath. I do not know what happened there, but dude is wide wide open. And look at the angles our dudes in the secondary are taking. I mean, what are we doing, boys? This is gonna go all the way to the crib. Jalen Hurts has thrown for like 400 yards in this game, and there's just been nothing we can do about it. The Eagles are running wild on us, and so much for carrying that momentum into this game. 38-3, just pathetic. Nick got a deflection, but didn't even get a chance at an interception. I'm starting to think, bro, is there something in this game, like in the coding, where they start throwing to you less when you get a lot of picks? Maybe not, but it feels like it. I don't know what Nick did to deserve playing on this team, but at this point, it might be his last season with the Bears. This has just been miserable. It's looking like we're gonna have another game where the Chargers are just running it right down our throats, and there's nothing we can do. Let's see if Nick can salvage a pick in the first half. Our offense hasn't done anything, and we are able to bait one up here. This was played perfectly, and we've got a shot to take this. I don't know if we have a pick six all season. This one is not quite gonna be it. Nick tried to tiptoe down the sidelines on him. Still a very nice play for the boy. Our boys were at least able to get a field goal out of that, and the Chargers are actually really pass heavy, so maybe we'll get another pick before it's all said and done. That one was pretty close. We're gonna need a play like that if we want to come back in this game. Trying to make one here, baiting it up in the red zone, and man, I thought that was going over our head, but we are gonna get it. The one route Nick has done a really nice job of lurking up this year is those fade balls, and that'll just keep us in this game. But once again, we weren't able to get it done. At least Nick picked up 2 interceptions in that game, though we haven't had a lot of multi-pick games this year. The stats are starting to improve. I'm hoping we can at least get to 20 picks before the year is done, and okay, we'll pick up one here against the Lions. They love throwing those go balls lately. And defense looking strong so far in this one. We're actually getting a great pass rush, and we'll kick off in the end zone here for a safety, 2-0. Our offense is unfortunately having another miserable multi-turnover game, but Nick, trying to save the day, comes up with another turnover of his own, and we got 2 on the half. Okay, things are starting to look up for the boy individually. It is 5-7 headed into the fourth quarter. The Lions trying to change that here. They're down on the goal line, but Nick baiting up the out route, and he's gonna get his 3rd of the day. Finally, man, a multi-pick game. We're going crazy, and offense actually gets a field goal to make it 8-7. What a score. Unfortunately, it does look like the Lions are just going to be able to kick a game-winning field goal. I'm taking our timeout, so offense will have a chance to answer, but I don't have much hope they'll do anything. But they shock the world and go down and get 3. It looks like we're going to win 11-10 unless anything crazy happens. All we got to do is knock down this Hail Mary. I'm hoping to pick it off, and Nick is going to get hands on it and swat it away. So we finally get our 3rd win of the season. It was an interesting one to say the least, but Nick had a great game. 3 interceptions, kind of broke things open for himself here. Next up, we got 4-8 San Francisco, who is dunking on us so far, but right near the end of the second half here, Nick is going to finally pick up an interception on the streak route. Again, he has been elite at beating up those deep balls this year. Even though we have 0 points, feels like we have a little bit of momentum heading into the second half now, and we're going to do the exact same thing here. This time I might have baited it up a little bit too much, but not a great ball from Purdy, and we're going to get our 2nd of the day. The numbers are starting to come in, and we're almost able to take that to the house. Good tackle by the offensive player, but it doesn't even matter because offense is just getting shut out, and McCaffrey's going to make this a 3-score lead for the Niners. I'm starting to dream about what kind of cool team Nick could end up on next year. We fall to 3-10 on the season, despite another solid multi-interception game from Nick. We are fighting purely for stats at this point, taking on Denver. Hopefully we can bait up Bo Nix a couple times today. Sadly, the Denver offense is just running us over so far, but Nick trying to put a stop to that with a big hit. Unfortunately, again, the rest of his teammates just aren't doing their part though, and even with Nick coming off his man to help guard the Crowe route, the out route gets wide open, and our dude doesn't even make the tackle. It'll be a 2nd touchdown of the day. This team is an absolute mess, and this game is pretty much over already in the second quarter, or maybe not. Nick's able to pick off the slant route. Don't know why they threw that, but that'll allow offense to finally get us some points. All it takes is one more big play to tie this up, and oh, we almost had another one there. Nick just overran it a little bit, but we're still able to get the breakup. We're fighting hard, but manned up against the corner route here. We got absolutely fried up. Wasn't ready for that route, but somehow Nick's gonna be able to knock that out. That's what we upgraded those coverage stats for. This dude Marvin Mims is absolutely killing us though. No matter what coverage we play, it seems like he's open on a corner route, and he's gonna get another touchdown. This game's not quite over, but if the Broncos put it away, here it is. And they aren't going to. They tried the flat route for some reason, and Nick jumped it beautifully. We were waiting on that pick 6, and we're gonna get it here. 101 yards to the crib, yes sir. Just like that, we got a 1-score game. Offense even went for 2 and got it for some reason, so we'll take that, I guess. Broncos already driving in again, unfortunately, and we're baiting out the hitch route here. I don't know why he threw that the way he did, but Nick got hands on it, almost turned into a third pick of the day. We got them right on the edge of field goal range. Can't let him pick up this first down, but Bo Nix keeps that, and there is nobody there to help. Nick will have to make the tackle himself. So now we're screwed for sure, and dude, I was not expecting a little out route there. Nick unfortunately gets cooked up for the touchdown. That's a tough way to end it, but at least we put up another great stat line today. 2 interceptions and 3 deflections this time around for Nick. Green Bay's record is a mirror of ours, so we'd have to pull off a huge upset to win this game, but a good start for Nick. He's able to bait up the seam ball and a leaping interception. He's gotten better and better as the season has gone on. So it's still 0-0 late in the first quarter, and Love taking off here. I was trying to bait up the wheel route, but we'll come in for the hit and force the fumble. Nick's been hitting harder and harder. Good to finally jar one loose, even if it didn't result in a recovery. And unfortunately, we needed that recovery badly because Josh Jacobs going to run to the outside and easily put this into the end zone. Nope, there was just no second line of defense whatsoever there. But on the next drive, we got the Packers backed up here. I'm going to try to jump this snap, and Nick does it perfectly, getting Jacobs in the backfield. We force the safety. All right, man, doing all sorts of different things in this game to make an impact. Nick is not trying to lose to the Packers this time around. Remember, Nick is the leading tackler on his team this year, and look at him making a strong tackle to take down the tight end here. Clearly, our guy's been in the weight room a little bit and trying to make another play here. Oh man, that ball just came slower than I thought. Should have been another pick. That is a big miss. Now Green Bay's got it on the goal line, but trying to go with the flat route. What are you doing, man? It'll be a second pick on the day, and we are cleaning up at this point in the season. Wish we could have taken that to the crib though. And bro. This game, dude. So Nick gets what was shaping up to be his best game of the season robbed from him. And sorry, I'm not replaying this whole game. We'll do it on 2-minute quarters. We'll see what we can do with these 2-minute quarters. And actually, the Packers going to come right to us. So Nick's going to get one of those interceptions back, and I'm trying to take this to the crib. Jordan Love is going to get in the way, though, and we can't quite stiff arm him out of the way. Still a nice little play. So we got a close game in the third quarter. We'll see if we can pull it out. Josh Jacobs running up the middle here, and Nick tried to lay down the hit. Ended up getting killed himself. We were able to get the Packers to 4th down though, so here we go. This could be it. And they just go with slants, way too easy. Not over yet, but sending a dude in motion here, we would have been cooked if he ran an out route. They just run it up the middle though, and Jacobs is a wrecking ball getting down into the end zone. Our offense has 1 minute to try to answer back, but of course they turn it over instantly. Okay, they're gonna go for this. Maybe if we're lucky they pass it, and that's exactly what we're gonna do, but again, no coverage from the other side of the field, and they get another 2 easy touchdown. Another pretty frustrating one there. Nick fought hard, even got an extra pick in the recreation, but just not quite enough. Mercifully, we only have 2 games left of this miserable season. Hopefully we can at least finish it with 20 interceptions. Nick's at 17 right now. Even having those couple taken away from him from last game, he's still made a massive recovery this year. This one is another struggle, down 10 points in the third quarter. Haven't had a lot of stuff come our way, man. We are going to get a last chance here with a minute left. Down by 7 points, maybe offense will take the opportunity. We'll see what the Vikings decide to do here on 3rd and 10. Looks like they're just going to run it up the middle. Nick absolutely lays the lumber. Unfortunately, not able to get a fumble out of that. And let's see, offense is not going to do anything as expected. 3 and 13 on the season, bro. All right, boys, final game. We need 3 interceptions in this one to get to 20 on the year. We'll see what we can do against Baker today. And early on, they're going with this weird little screen. Nick is going to blow that up way in the backfield. We want those 3 interceptions. It's going to have to happen soon. And on the corner route here, thank you very much, Baker. Throws it right to us. We'll take our first of the day. And this is looking like it might actually be a rare win. Could be a nice way to end the season. Time's ticking down here in the third quarter as we cling to a 4-point lead. And Baker on the keeper here. And Nick is going to fly in, trying to strip the ball out. And he does just that. It'll be a huge turnover. And even if we don't get our 3 picks, Nick has had a huge impact on this game. Just got to hold on for a little bit longer to get the dub. Matched up against a super slow dude here. We can bait this up beautifully, and it will be Nick's second pick of the day. Let's go. That should hopefully be enough to lock this game up. So we aren't quite able to get to that 20 interception mark, but at least we end the season on a nice note. 2 picks and a forced fumble from Nick. It was a rocky road for both the team and for him individually, but he pulled it together to have a great season. 19 picks, led the team in tackles, 17 deflections and 2 forced fumbles. And next year, he is going to be back to win a Super Bowl, hopefully with a better team. I'll see you in that one. Drop a like and comment. Have a good one. Peace.
Nick Sabaka III has had one of the greatest careers in football history. After winning the Heisman in college and getting drafted #1 overall to the Bears, Nick won Defensive Player of the Year in each of his first 3 seasons in the NFL, but has only made it to the playoffs once because the team around him has been absolutely terrible. He knew that he had to demand a trade if he ever wanted to see a championship, and going into his 4th season in the league, he signed a record deal with the Philadelphia Eagles. I've decided that this will be the last episode of the series, and let me tell you right now that this video is an absolute roller coaster ride. The stakes are high because if Nick finishes his career without a single championship, not only would this series be a failure, but I'll send one random person who likes and comments on this video my children's entire college fund. So sit back and enjoy, and let's go ahead and get into Nick's final season. We are starting out this season taking on Shedeur Sanders and the Browns, and they're already putting a drive together, but throwing it right to Nick here. What are you doing, bro? On his first drive, Nick gets his first pick as an Eagle, and this looks like the start of a very promising season. Going into the 3rd quarter though, this game is very close. Jalen Hurts and the offense haven't been able to do much of anything at all, and Shedeur moving these boys down the field and going to the out route here. Dude is wide open, and the Browns are going to take the lead on us. This is not what we wanted to see in Nick's first game. We'll need a miracle to make this win happen at this point, but are we going to get it here? They come Nick's way for some reason. What are you doing, man? 2 minutes on the clock and they just throw it up, and we are not quite going to be able to get out of there. Nick's got to be able to outrun that lineman, but nonetheless, absolutely huge play to put us back in the game. And offense goes ahead and ties it up. Let's go. Now we just need to keep him out of field goal range, but sitting in the cover 3, they've got a guy wide open up the seam, and dude, that was a great play by Shedeur. That might do it for us. Our last chance is if we get a pick or something on this 3rd and 10, and they just run it up the middle. I thought with that formation maybe they were going to throw, but it looks like the Browns are going to be able to kick a walk-off field goal. A frustrating way to start the season for sure. Nick did his thing though. Hopefully we can turn it around in the next couple games. 2 interceptions and this one was pretty promising. Alright man, game 2, we're taking on the Steelers, and bro, what the hell is Snoop Dogg doing on the field? Does Snoop Dogg have some connection to the Steelers that I'm not aware of? Offense thankfully off to a good start in this one, and they're running it here. Nick flies in and lays down the hit on Caleb Johnson. With just a few seconds left in the 2nd quarter, no passes have come Nick's way yet, but baiting up the crossing route here, we played that beautifully, and we're gonna turn around the other way for Nick's first pick 6 as an Eagle. Let's go, man. Beautiful play to put us up by 3 scores. This is exactly what we wanted to see, man. Defense balling out, offense coming alive, and Nick almost getting another one there. And Pitt in a bunch formation here. Looks like they're gonna take a shot, and we're beat by a couple of steps, but Nick gonna make the recovery over the shoulder catch, and we got room to run. I'm gonna take this back to the middle. There's a lot of guys over there, so we're gonna spin back inside. Didn't quite work out, but still a beautiful play from the boy. Another multi-pick game from Nick, and this time we pick up our first win of the season. A dominant performance all around. 2 interceptions and a deflection on the day. The MVP campaign is off to a great start. We've got to keep winning though, and early on this next game against Detroit, looking a little bit tough. Offense has again gone to sleep, and Detroit threatening to take a 2-score lead here. We'll bait this deep ball up though, and Nick again with an over-the-shoulder catch. His ball skills this year have been so good, and I don't know what's going on with the camera angle, but we'll take this out to around the 20. We got going a little bit faster, might have been 6. So we've got a 7-3 rock fight headed into the 2nd half. It's probably going to take another turnover to win this thing, and we need to go get a stop here in the red zone. Detroit's running a tight formation and going with a corner route. Nick is all over it for his 2nd of the day. We cannot stop having multi-pick games, and now we need Jalen Hurts and the boys to go do something. Unfortunately, they cannot do it, and Detroit going with a runoff tackle here. Nick did not take a good angle. This dude is way faster than I expected, and Nick is not going to be able to catch him. Very few times do you ever see Nick Sabaka not able to chase down a guy, but the Lions are going to potentially put a cap on this one. An offense scores, but it's too little too late. We take our 2nd loss of the season, despite another 2-pick performance from Nick. 1-2 is not where we wanted to be at this point in the season, but we still have plenty of time to turn things around here. The good news is Nick has had great luck against the Bengals in the past in his career, and it looks like this game is going to be no different. On the 2nd play from scrimmage, he picks out the corner route, and our offense gets nothing out of that somehow. It seems like this is just the way it's going to be in superstar mode, but baiting up the deep ball here, and they're going to come our way again. How about a 2nd pick of the day already in the 1st quarter? This is setting up to be a crazy game for our boy, but we are still trailing going into the 2nd quarter, and it seems like Nick might might have to catch 2 or 3 more picks for us to win this game. And a missed opportunity there as Burrow tries to fit in that seam route. Just didn't have the timing quite right, but we're at least able to hold the Bengals to a field goal before half. And okay, offense finally gets a touchdown. We're still in this thing in the third quarter. Defense has got to step it up here though. Burrow's kind of been cutting us up since that start, and T. Higgins is going crazy. Gonna pick up a touchdown. We're just getting cooked in man coverage. So we find ourselves trailing by 7 down under the 2-minute warning here. Still have the chance to stop the clock at least, but it's looking rough. Assuming the Bengals are just gonna run the ball, and that's exactly what they do. Nick gets involved a little bit there. And we're gonna have a 3rd and 3, looking for a run again, and this time they pick up the first down. That's probably gonna do it for this game. Damn man, so a promising start, but once again we just can't quite put it together. This team is gonna need a little bit more work than I thought. Nick has been putting up elite stats in every game, and it still hasn't been quite enough. That leads us into a game against Jacksonville, which has been pretty boring so far, but sitting in the cover 2 here, they split us with a corner route, and somehow Travis Hunter's gonna get up out of there, and this is gonna turn into a go-ahead touchdown for the Jaguars. They've got 17 points in the first half. When Nick isn't catching interceptions, this defense is just miserable, and this Jacksonville offense proven to be tough. Nick can't quite get the breakup there, and they've got 24 on us in the third quarter. An offense just barely keeping us in this one. Tie ball game, Jacksonville's driving, and Nick is going to force a fumble. We pick it up, and this could be a potential game winner if offense can punch it in, but sadly, they're just going to turn it over immediately. Can't really say anything about them because they've been really good in this game. We're just going to have to try to make another play here. This 3rd and 4 is going to be huge. Nick just matched up against the tight end here. He's going to run a little hitch route, and Lawrence going over top. Nick almost got a hand on it, and it's going to get knocked away. This defense finally gets a stop. Nick is pretty experienced in these overtime games. We'll see what we can do here, and oh man, I think they were about to throw us a pick. Instead, Lawrence gets hit though. So we've got a 3rd and 1. They're going with trips formation, just running a slant, and Nick gets in there, but can't quite get the knockout. Damn man, that's a big miss. Okay, 2 minutes left in overtime. Gotta find some defense here. Pretty sure it's sudden death at this point, and Jacksonville right at the edge of field goal range. We low-key might need an interception at this point, but Jacksonville just gonna run it here, and Nick's gonna have to make the tackle. Now they can probably just run out the clock and kick it. Our best chance might just be to let them score, and that's what we're gonna do here as ETN runs right up the middle. And offense, sadly not able to respond. Another brutal loss, man. This defense has got to get things figured out. It was Nick's first game without an interception. He was at least able to force a fumble, but we need to be making more of an impact than this. I think that this team is primed for a historic turnaround. Nick is just not going to miss the playoffs in his final season. It's not going to happen if he's got that Sabaka DNA in him. This one's defensive so far in the first quarter. We're just kind of playing the field position game, and with Washington backed up, they're going to try to go to the crosser, but Nick's able to break that up. On 3rd and 6 here, we're just guarding a little drag route. Daniel's going to step up in the pocket though and throw an absolute dime. So the Commanders putting a little drive together, going with a run here, but Nick lays down a big hit. Was hoping for another forced fumble in the rain. They continue to march though, and down here on the goal line was hoping we can stack them up, but there's just always a guy open on the other side of the field. Something has just got to happen soon, and maybe this will be it. They're going to us on the deep ball, and finally we get an interception. Hopefully that'll turn around the momentum of this game, but offense still just giving us nothing. I was coming to the Eagles expecting this team to be pretty legit, but the supporting cast for Nick is just non-existent right now. As a result, he's had to get really aggressive, and doing just that on the deep ball, we're gonna get another pick. Let's go. Can we turn this around? Kind of got a weird animation, but that'll at least put offense in field goal range, and a field goal is exactly what they're gonna get. We are sadly running out of time here. We gotta find a way to come up with a touchdown soon, and the Commanders nearly in field goal range here. We gotta watch out for the run on 3rd down, and Daniel's gonna keep it. Oh bro, we should have kept contained. That was just bad defense from Nick. I should have been expecting that. That's probably gonna do it for this one, but Commanders just running it up the middle again, and Nick gonna fly in for the forced fumble. We recover it, and that is an incredibly clutch play. Come on, they gotta score for us now, right? They are able to do it with 14 seconds left. Let's go. That could be the spark that we needed, but Washington still has time to try to get into field goal range, and that was almost an interception. Damn. Just gonna keep it safe here with a little 2-man under. They dump it off over the middle, and Nick all over that for the tackle. Barring something pretty stupid, we should be heading for OT, and Daniel's throwing across his body. That's not even gonna get close, and we just swat that away. All right, for the second week in a row, we're headed to overtime behind a great performance from Nick. Need to find a way to clutch up here, and they're just going with a little jet toss. Nick is on that finally kept contained, and this time we get the tackle. All right, 2nd and 7. Let's see what we got. This looks like it could be some kind of screen, and oh, we were just a second late, able to get a huge tackle for loss though. On 3rd and long, I'm just gonna go cover 4. Don't want to take any chances. And Daniel's scrambling. Oh god, we gotta make a tackle. Thankfully, Nick's able to do it, and our offense is gonna have 1 minute to try to win this thing. Come on, man, we need this so bad. Sadly, we don't get it, so the game ends in a tie. We did everything we could possibly do there. 2 interceptions, a deflection, plenty of tackles, and a forced fumble. You know what though? That game was a huge improvement from what we've been seeing in the last few games. And taking on the Cowboys, they started out with a screen. We dive for the pick, and Nick is actually gonna get up and run with this thing. Gonna take it all the way to the crib for a pick 6, one of the best plays of our career. And that seems like a good sign for this game. Nick hitting his little cartwheel flip in the end zone. And it doesn't feel like it since we've been losing, but this is one of Nick's best seasons. He's been catching interceptions at one of his highest rates and gets a nice little knockout there. This game is going great so far, man. 14-0. Nick's playing great man coverage, getting another swat here, almost a one-handed interception. And at this point, we got a massive lead. I just want one more pick, and this should be it, but we're not quite able to get a reaction on that. That was just a perfectly placed ball. So no multi-interception game, but I'll take that, man. We finally get another dub. A good game from Nick, and now we got a little bit of momentum. Do wish we could have turned those deflections into interceptions though. Hoping to keep this good momentum going. Next up, we're taking on Arizona, who comes into this game at 3-4, and Nick starts it out with a nice deflection. And we're trying to hold them on a 3rd down early in this game. They're already in field goal range, but we're gonna lock this up. Murray just has to throw it out of bounds. And offense goes down and answers with 7. That's what I'm talking about. But the Cardinals are putting a drive together. We gotta lock up before halftime, and we've been getting close to jumping that slant route. And they're getting kind of risky with no timeouts here, trying to go for it on the goal line with a few seconds left. And we've got this boxed up, but Murray's gonna take off and score. Our linebackers were just standing and staring there. Thankfully, offense playing well in this one, so we got the lead heading into the 4th quarter. No interception chances yet, but we're gonna get one here, and we played it perfectly, but that ball gets overthrown. Just our luck. And okay, the offense just kills the clock, so we don't get any interceptions, but we get the win, and at this point, that's what's more important. Still a perfectly solid game from Nick. We played good coverage, got a deflection, ball just wasn't coming our way. I would like Nick to do a little bit more against the Giants here, and we've been seeing this fade route a lot. We are again going to play it perfectly, but this time the ball comes our way, and we're finally going to come down with a pick. That was an absolute moon ball. So we got a 3-0 lead. I'm hoping we can eat off of Jackson Dart today. And coming to us again, ooh, ball was just a little bit too far out there. That was good coverage. They're loving that corner route early on. Wouldn't be surprised if we saw it again here, and again, we're all over it. We get the pick, but bro, are they going to give us a pass interference on this? I swear to God, I didn't even touch, dude. That is so frustrating, man. So a huge return gets snatched away from us. So the drive continues for the Giants. This is eating up a ton of clock as well. Our offense probably isn't going to get another possession this half. And they got us pinned down at the 1 here. Just going to run it with a fullback dive, but we stuff it. Let's go. They're going to go for the 4th down. Probably just going to be a run again, I would assume. And that is exactly what we are going to get. Defense comes up with a huge stop. Defense is balling out in this game. We got a 6-0 lead going into the 4th. And Nick finally getting tested again is going to go up for this and drop it. Damn, man. We weren't in perfect position, but that's got to be a pick. And look at offense killing the clock again. That seems to be one of the few things they're good at. And we do get a 6-0 dub, moving us to 500 on the season. It seems like we've officially turned things around for the time being. Hopefully we can keep it rolling. We'll be taking another 500 team in Minnesota next. And early on here, they're just going with a screen. For some reason, I didn't bite down on that, but at least we're able to get the hit. Vikings are driving it though and trying to run off tackle here. Nick gets him in the backfield and brings dude to the ground. Nice little play on 2nd down. On 3rd down, we're going with a cover 2 here, and oh man, they just got underneath. Way too easy for the Vikings. Another 3rd down here, and this time they're just going to go with a screen. We're all over this, laying down the hit and stopping dude just short. So we got 4th and 2 going back to the cover 2, and this is just slants. Once again, man, our dudes over the middle just not doing their job at all. A long, frustrating drive, and it's going to end with a McCarthy scramble up the middle. Just nothing we can do on any of these plays. Offense was able to answer, but they're coming right back at us down on the goal line here. And up in man coverage, they're going to come to Nick. He's able to get the deflection. Wasn't our best coverage, but ended up being a nice play. The question is, can we get off the field on a damn 3rd down? And the answer is apparently no. Our linebackers, dude, in these middle zones just cannot play. It's driving me nuts. Kind of just seems like it doesn't matter what coverage we play, dudes are going to be open 100% of the time. And really our only chance at stops is getting those picks. Offense ties it up again though, and seeing a little crosser route here. That wasn't great coverage, but Nick is able to go for the swat and knock that out. For some reason, they don't credit us with a deflection. And defense finally able to get a dang stop, man. 3-and-out from our offense though, and things are looking tough going into the fourth quarter. We need Nick to come up with an interception to have a chance here. And with the way we're playing coverage, man, I don't even think we're gonna get the chance. Like, what is going on with our safeties out there, bro? Where are they? Down on the goal line, McCarthy's just gonna take off straight up the middle, and they've got the lead right back. So we will fall just short against the Vikings. Snapping our losing streak, just couldn't get it done on defense. The Ravens are 2-8, which is pretty crazy because they still have Lamar Jackson, but it's giving me hope for this game, and Nick's gonna start it out with a diving interception, just what we wanted to see. Offense unfortunately didn't do anything with that, but Nick's man running a little zig here, and oh, we almost jump it perfectly, at least able to get a hand in for the deflection. Nick's off to a great start in this one, but offense is gonna need to help us out. We can't hold Lamar forever, and he's just gonna scramble right up the middle here. That was way too easy. Thankfully they tie it up going into the second half, but I've got a kind of bad feeling about this game so far. We are just really struggling to stop these dudes. Need to get it done here on third down, and they're actually just gonna run up the middle. Okay, weirdly conservative call, we'll take that. Still tied late in the fourth here, going down to the 2-minute warning, and on third down, wasn't expecting the deep ball, but we've got a good matchup, and we're gonna get the pick. Let's turn around. This has potential to be a game winner. We need to take it to the crib, but man, they catch us. And offense gets nothing. Are you kidding me, bro? We put them at the 22, and they go back to the 24. What is going on? I guess we needed to crib that and trying to bait something up here. Lamar goes to the corner route, and we're cooked. They're already in field goal range. I can't believe my eyes, boys. This is absurd. Now they're just running the ball. Nick is going to be able to get the tackle there. At this point, it's unfortunately probably a too little too late type of situation, but Lamar scrambling here, and we're able to get the hit. I was hoping for a forced fumble, and they're just taking defense off the field. All right, it's up to the sim, and we lose. Absolutely killer, bro. Nick did everything he could, still was not enough. Okay, so at this point, we basically have to win every other game for the rest of the season. The Commanders are ahead of us in the division, and they're 6-4. Packers are driving here early on third down, we're playing the cover 3, and wasn't expecting the throw there so fast. We're able to get in there and knock it out. And offense goes right down to get a touchdown. Maybe this will be a better day for them. And it's looking like another good day for Nick. We are baiting up these deep routes beautifully lately, and hopefully we can take a 2-score lead here. Nope, no such luck. Still 7-3 headed down to the 2-minute warning. Gotta find a way to stop them on the goal line before half, but they're going right up the middle, and we can't do anything. Damn, man, this is kind of setting up to be another tough one. Nick's teammates are just not doing anything right now, man. This is really gonna have to be a carry job, and we're going to get our second pick of the day on the corner route. Thought we were maybe a little bit behind that, but the height makes up for it, and we got a tie ball game. Defense desperately needs a stop here, and on third down, I probably shouldn't have gone man coverage. Nick gets smoked, but he's able to lay the big hit, stop and do just short. And they turn it over, bro. Oh my god, I'm gonna punch a wall. We're gonna have to try to get another red zone stop. Here on third down, sitting in the man coverage again. We get beat on the in route. Nick makes it up, but they're gonna call a PI. Damn, man, that interception would have been big. Unfortunately, the ref's a little bit touchy. So we got 3rd and 2 inside the 5. Jordan Love scrambling here, throwing it out of bounds. Thank you. And they're actually gonna go for this 4th down. This could be the game right here. Running it, and Nick gets dude in the backfield. He breaks the tackle, but we stop him. That's huge. Solid run D from our boy. We just can't get anywhere on offense though, man. Still 10-10, but they're trying Nick again here, and oh man, that was not an interception we could afford to drop. Packers are already in field goal range, got another 3rd down, and okay, they just run it. They're gonna get this field goal, and if offense can't do anything on this drive, I don't even know what to say. Let's see. Bro, I'm so frustrated. This is crazy. 13-10, offense does nothing, despite another legitimately flawless performance from Nick. I mean, we made plays in this game. To add insult to injury, man, the Bears are 8-4. After being trashed for 2 of the seasons Nick was there, we want some revenge in this game, and Nick is gonna start it out with a pick. Let's go. Offense can't do anything with it. We've come to expect that, obviously. But in the cover 2, I'm trying to bait up Caleb Williams again, and we do it perfectly on the corner route. Give me that. This one's going the other way, and this time around, the blocker's set up perfectly. Williams Mahomes trying to hawk us down but can't do it, and this one is going all the way to the bank. Let's go, man. 2 picks in the first quarter. We're going crazy, and the Bears trying to run it our way. Sit down. Nick still has the only points of this game with a couple minutes left in the second quarter. Let's make it 3 picks on the half. Yes, sir. Caleb throws it right to us again. And I thought maybe this Bears offense had improved, but they're clearly frauds. We're going to take this in for our second pick 6 of the day. But hold on, maybe I've spoken too soon. Our offense has been turning it over as well, and what was I doing, man? Nick gets fried up on the C route. I saw that coming too. I don't know why I decided to cut in. Thankfully, Jalen Hurts and the boys turned it on in the second half, and all of a sudden, this has turned into one of our better offensive games of the season. We're just all over the place here, and Nick's gonna get his 4th pick of the day to seal this up. We get a much-needed revenge dub to keep the season alive, and Nick absolutely balled out. 4 picks on the day, including 2 pick 6s. We might be putting together a quiet MVP season here. What are our stats looking like? Okay, with 4 games left, we've got 20 picks. We could definitely at least get up to 30 on the season. We're so close to getting back up to 500. Need to get a win against the Giants today. Nick balled out against them last time, and we got a 10-point lead here late in the 4th quarter. Just have to not blow it, which is easier said than done. Nick almost jumped that Crowe route for a pick there. We've just got to put an end to this game right here, and seeing a little out route. Nick jumps that perfectly, but in the snow we drop it, man. Would have been a game-winning pick 6. Thankfully, offense answers with a big-time touchdown. They have been a lot better in these last few halves, and now we can just try to stat farm a little bit. Seeing a C route here. This smoked us in the last game, but this time we're all over it, getting our first pick of the day. The Giants do somehow get the ball back, but Jackson Dart scrambling around here. I don't know what dude is doing, and Nick is actually going to help out with the tackle for the safety. We should get a nice little 0.5 sack for that, I think. And suddenly the playoff hopes are starting to look alive. We got a little glimmer of hope here at the end of the season. Another solid game for Nick, nothing crazy, but got that pick at the end. And at this point, we're just barely on the outside of the playoff picture. Need one of these teams here to drop a couple of games. This next game is the biggest of the season by far. We're taking on Washington, who's ahead of us in the division. A win would give us a shot to get back in the mix. And early on here, guarding a little out route, Daniels throws that late, and Nick's all over it. What are you doing, buddy? We are going to take this inside the 10, and oh man, I tried to swerve Daniels out. Probably could have just gone straight with it, but I wanted the clip there. Offense able to give us the lead though, so we're off to a good start here, but this Commanders offense is tough. Driving it down the field here and going deep. Nick is on that, getting his 2nd pick of the half. He is doing everything he can to secure this win. Got a 4-point lead coming out of halftime, and they're testing Nick on the slant here. Oh, we're able to get hands on that. Can't come down with that in the heavy rain. And Washington's got a 3rd and long here. Let's see what we got. They're going to go with a screen, and Nick's the last line of defense here, but able to lay down a hit. Let's go. We are balling out in this one. Offense just can't quite put this thing away. We do have them backed up at the 1 here, and they're running it up the middle. We get the safety. Okay, that helps a little bit. Still need a couple points from offense here. And bro, they turn it over. Washington's got a 1st and goal. Like, come on. You can do everything right in superstar mode and still get screwed over. We just got to play some lockup defense now. This 3rd and goal could legitimately be the game, and oh no, I got sucked to the middle there. Saw that dude coming open. We give up the flat, and Washington's going to take the lead. Please, offense. 1 drive here, boys. 1 drive, and let's go. They score a touchdown. Just have to stop them from getting into the end zone here, and dude's going with a little zig. Didn't expect that to get thrown. We're so close to a ceiling pick 6. Washington's out of timeouts though. Just gotta funnel them to the middle of the field, and I thought they were gonna try us there. Instead, they just throw it out of bounds. All right, potentially the last play of the game here. Not too worried about giving up the 4th down, and we're just gonna let them catch that, tackling them inbounds, and the clock is gonna run out on this game. We finally get a huge dub, and now we're really sniffing the playoffs. Nick has put the team on his back to get him back into contention. We've got a chance to get over 500 here against Dallas. Hoping for another big game from Nick. They do pick up the 3rd down there. Still haven't gotten a chance at a pick yet, but baiting up a little corner route here. They're going to throw it, and Nick is on that in the end zone. Can we take this the other way, boys? From deep in the end zone with no time on the clock, Nick is going to take it all the way. We outrun everybody, and he is playing like an MVP at this point in the season. We've got an 11-point lead here headed into the 4th quarter. Though game's not quite over yet. Gotta stomp out this last Dallas drive here. On 3rd down here, they're going up over the middle, and we're able to knock that out. Looks like Dallas is actually going to go with a field goal. I'm fine with that. Thankfully, offense able to put it away, so we do get another big dub, moving to 8-7-1 on the season with 1 game left. Another really nice game from Nick. That pick 6 was huge. With 1 game left though, we're still just barely on the outside looking in. First though, we gotta take care of business against the Falcons, and this could be tough. They're coming in at 10-6. We gotta find a way to get a dub here. Things are looking good going into the 4th quarter, man. We've got a nice 14-point lead. Offense has been balling out. Defense is locking up, and here Nick is gonna get his first pick. I don't know why they threw that, but that could potentially bag this thing up. This is a different team than it was at the start of the season, and I feel like we deserve to be in the playoffs. We'll see what happens here. And let's go, man. We just sneak into the playoffs. We're gonna be taking on the Bears again. Couldn't have scripted it better. We finished the regular season with 25 interceptions. Still not quite as good as our rookie season numbers wise, but I felt like we did just about everything we could. And also, I should mention I'm playing on 5-minute quarters this season as opposed to 6 in the rookie season, so that could explain that. So here we go. Nick balled out against the Bears last time. Let's see if we can do it again, and already baiting up the deep ball here and getting a pick in the end zone. Let's see what we can do with this. Not quite gonna get that angle this time, man. I swear they updated Madden and made these dudes have better pursuit angles, because we keep getting hawked down by linemen, but I'll take it. And we have got a 3-0 lead going into the second half. I have a feeling this is gonna be another tight game. You knew it wasn't gonna be easy. And Nick doing his best to continue locking up in man coverage. We do give up a short completion here, but make a nice tackle. The Bears are threatening though. We got our backs against the wall, and oh man, they got Burden in the back of the end zone too easy. Look at offense though, responding with a touchdown and killing almost the entire 4th quarter. Now we've got to go finish the job, and Bears going with slants. Dude, we were all over that, but I can't get a damn reaction for the pick. Come on. I have no idea why he threw that there, but it ends up being a huge gain for the Bears and a potentially embarrassing moment for Nick. That is a big sack though. Chicago's right on the fringe of field goal range here. Need to stop on this 3rd down, and they're coming our way. Give me that. Let's go, man. Nick comes down with a potential game-winning interception, and once again he is balled out against his own team. We're headed to the next round of the playoffs. 10-7, a defensive battle, and the boys get it done. This might finally be the year, y'all. Heading to the divisional round, we're taking on the Panthers next. We'll see if we can keep up with the magic run here in the rain. Offense is doing their part, getting 7, and Nick doing his part as well, starting it out with a pick. I thought we might have been beat there, but this is going to turn into a beautiful return as well. We really could not have asked for a better start to this game, even though we do get hawked down. Offense wasn't able to do anything with that, but all good. Nick guarding the out route here, and we jump that perfectly, getting our 2nd pick of the game. We can't quite walk out of the tackle, but we are going crazy in the playoffs, boys. Let's go, man. And it's looking like we have this thing locked up. We've honestly dominated the Panthers, and on their last shot on 4th down, Bryce Young's going to throw a pick. That'll seal it up. The Eagles all of a sudden are the hottest team in the NFL, and Nick coming through with another 2 picks. Let's get going to the championship game. And weird enough, we got the Cardinals in the NFC championship game here. Let's go, man. Biggest game of Nick's life so far. We're immediately going to guard the slant route, knocking the ball loose. And I'm trying to get some picks off Kyler Murray today. Let's see what we can do. Baiting up the deep ball, but he is just scrambling, and we got nobody anywhere near him. Let's see what the red zone defense can do. I'm not trying to get off to a bad start. Nick does lay down the hit stick here, but no fumble. On 3rd and inches though, they're trying to run up the middle, and we stuffed that. So defense gets a big stop, holding them to a field goal. Offense able to get a touchdown to answer coming out of halftime though, and we are baiting this up heavy. They're trying the deep ball here, but Nick is able to catch up with it. As always this season, man, we haven't gotten beat on one of these. Knock on wood. And look at offense getting another touchdown. Dude, we're balling out in the playoffs. So with an 11-point lead, I'm feeling pretty good, but you never know what could happen. Cardinals trying to put a drive together, and we almost snuck in for a pick there. Time ticking down under 3 minutes, and oh man, we're baiting up the C route nice. They're going over the middle though, and our dude got fried up. Like I said, dude, game is not over. 2-point conversion, they go to the flats though, and we're able to stop that short. And look at offense going and getting another touchdown to squash this comeback. And let's put the cherry on top. Nick baiting up the C route again. This time they throw it, and we get the interception. This is an all-time playoff performance from the boy. Nick is headed to the Super Bowl. He is 1 game away from winning a championship for the first time in his entire life. Another beautiful performance, but we still got to do it one more time. And here we go. We're going to be taking on Bo Nix and the Broncos. Can we finally lift the postseason curse for Nick here? Need a masterpiece game from Nick here. Let's see what we got. On 3rd down, they're going to go deep. We baited it up perfectly. Nick goes up for it and can't quite come down with it. I guess the lights were a little bright on that one. 1, but we at least get a third down stop. And this game is a defensive battle, man. 3-0 going into the second half. Our offense that has been so good in the playoffs is finally slowed down. Defense might have to find a way to score, and guarding the curl route here thought maybe he was going to throw that. Instead, Bo Nix's taken off. Nick reads it beautifully and is able to get the tackle, and that's a massive stop. Yes, sir. Finding a way to make plays even when the ball isn't coming his way, and we got a tie game just over the 2-minute warning. Man, the game is in the defense's hands. Wouldn't want it any other way, but that's a good start for the Broncos, completing it over the middle. Gotta keep these guys out of field goal range, but in the cover 3, they go over the middle, and where are our middle zones, dude? That's gonna get them right on the cusp, and we are in trouble. Might have to come down to an interception or something from Nick, and they actually try his man here. We're not quite able to get the breakup, and that's actually a big completion too. We might be screwed, man. Can we clutch up? It's 3rd and 5, and they're just gonna run the ball. We are gonna get the stop. Okay, man. I didn't want it to be this way, but it's gonna come down to our offense. We've just got to click the button and pray here. Come on, man. Come on. Let's see what we got. Oh my god. Okay, so Denver misses the field goal, but our offense somehow turns it over or something. So a potential overtime situation here, but Denver's still got 2 timeouts going over the middle again. They're gonna have to use one of them. At least we've got a shot, and Bo Nix dropping back and taking a sack here. Okay, that's a huge play from this defense, putting us in pretty good position. Looks like they might just run the clock out on 3rd down, and that is exactly what they'll do. We're headed to overtime, boys. All right, man, this is it. Let's get it. By far the highest stakes drive of Nick's entire career, and the Broncos just running it up the middle here. We'll try to help out with that tackle. Good start to this drive, but Broncos gonna go with a screen here, and oh no, bro, there's no one over there. What is going on? This is gonna turn into a massive gain. Nick tries to go for the knockout hit stick, but whiffs, and we might be screwed. It'll come down to this. 1st and goal for the season. Bo Nix is taken off, and okay, we help out with that tackle as well. Come on, man. Throw the ball. Give us a chance. Nope. Nick's taken off again. Again, we stuff him. Okay. Pretty sure this isn't sudden death, so if we get a stop, we'll have a chance. And oh my god, they're going to pass the ball to Nick's man. I got a weird animation, but we're at least able to make the tackle. That was crazy. All right, come on, man. Come on, offense. Let's go. Offense goes down and gets a game-winning touchdown. The goal line stop turns out to be a winner, and we win a 9-6 Super Bowl. Nick finally gets his ring. Let's go, bro. Crazy game to finish off the career. And Nick may not have gotten a pick in the final one, but he does not care. He's just happy to finally have his championship. Nick hoists the Super Bowl trophy, and this season was a beautiful end of the career. Just a crazy roller coaster ride, and Nick carried this team. He wasn't quite able to win MVP like his dad, but Nick did of course finish as Defensive Player of the Year. And I had a ton of fun with this career. Nick finishes just shy of 100 picks. Look at the interception return yards. 52 deflections as well, 5 forced fumbles, 22 touchdowns. Just an astounding career. Thank you guys for rocking for the series. Thank you for your continued support. You are the best. Be sure to drop a like and comment on the video, and have a great day. Peace.